It's my life.
Welcome everyone to another episode of Footy from the Flat. We have a massive one tonight, a huge game between St Kilda and Carlton for Spud's game, so it's bigger in more ways than one. Usually at this point of the stream, I would go to my co-host in Drewzy, but he's just coming back from work a little bit late, so he's going to be here very soon. And we are joined tonight by Centre Bounce Joe the man. Welcome, mate.
Thank you so much, Dill. Really, and thank you so much, Drewzy. Feel very at home and welcome now. But honestly, thanks so much for having me. Really excited, really honoured. It is Spud's game, massive game, and every time the Blues play, I love watching them, especially when they lose. The Blues to lose are my favourite tip as an Essendon man.
Mate, you've got a lot of podcasts going yourself. You seem to be in dozens of podcasts. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Yeah, so Centre Bounce is the first one for all of your Supercoach content that you desire. I'm there with my good mate, Big J. We've been doing that for a few years now. Also doing Fancast AFL. So that one is more of a general football podcast that doesn't really touch the Supercoach landscape at all. And this week on Sunday, I'll be making my debut with the Windy Hill Windsock. So if you're an Essendon supporter and you love listening to the Windy Hill Windsock, I'll be there for the first time as well. So yeah, a few pies my fingers are in.
You just said then that you're an Essendon supporter, which I already knew, of course.
Yes.
Talk to us about this week, because the Bombers, as much as you've had an up and down season, I'm not really sure what your perception of the team was going into the season, but for me, I feel like you are in this genuine rebuilding phase.
Yes.
I said at the beginning of the season, I thought you'd be in like the bottom 6 teams, but you do have a lot of young players. This week with, I think it's Day Wicks, Lewis Hayes, both coming into the team. How good is that as a Bombers fan? Or are you more wanting to bank the wins now?
Oh, no, I'm so excited. I can't remember the last time I've been this excited about our list, to be honest. I did not have high expectations or hope. I definitely was firmly believing that this year was rebuild year. I know some people have been saying, don the tank or don the rebuild, but I'm certainly ascribed to that. So I definitely believe that we are in rebuild mode, and taking all of the picks to the draft and nailing, I think, all of them. I would say that, I was listening into you last year and I was messaging with you a little bit. I think we nailed all our picks, man.
Which of those draftees are you like the most excited about? Maybe bar Kako.
Yeah,
he's
Kako.
Probably... Or how have you seen his performances?
Oh, he's been wonderful. He's been really good. I know some people might be saying he hasn't been hitting the scoreboard as much, but he's playing for Essendon. I mean, what do you expect a rebuilding team?
I did a ranking of that draft, like all the performances up until this point of the season. I had him number 3. Because I think he's been awesome.
He has been awesome.
He's just been electric every time he goes near the ball. Yep. And the fact, he's not going to have the disposal numbers of an Ashcroft or even a Law or somebody like that. But I think his impact's been awesome. Talk to me about Day Wicks.
Oh, he's really exciting, actually.
Do you watch much VFL footy?
Not much VFL football, but I do watch Essendon VFL football. Nowhere near as much as you do with your research.
I actually don't watch a lot of VFL football necessarily. Right. Occasionally for the mid-season upcoming, I will be. But you probably know more about the Essendon VFL side than me.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, Lewis Hayes has been killing it. Archer Day Wicks, his body is not that of an 18-year-old. You're going to see him, if you watch this game on the weekend, you're going to be like, no way this kid's 18.
Yeah.
He is ready-made to go. He's got great tenacity, great leadership. He's going to be filling in to play the Gresham role for us this week, and I'm so excited for him. He didn't hit the scoreboard the last couple of weeks in the VFL, but he's been kicking 0 goals 3. So he's been sort of creating opportunities for himself and getting there, and I'm so excited that his hard work's being paid off. So I can't wait to see him play.
I get a little bit of, I think Drewzy's in the house here. Okay, I'm gonna leave this with you, Joe. I'm gonna let him in.
Sure.
This is getting pretty immersive now.
G'day guys, and welcome again to a wonderful regular broadcasting. Everything is going as planned. Believe me, nothing has hit the fan. Everything is working as expected. We've got wonderful switching of cameras behind the scenes. We've got no football yet. Let me see if I can pull up the chat here a little bit and see what I can, if there's anything going on there. But it's going to be a massive game of football. Really excited to watch that. True Footy.
I'm back, mate.
He's back. Excellent.
Drewzy's on his way up, so we're all good here.
Bailed me.
Heading to the chat. Bro's on the net more than Bonnie Blue. I assume that's in relation to you and all of your podcasts.
Bobby.
Good to have Pommy in the chat. We've got Dylan. Do you like Suede or El Ashkar more? And are they first round picks? Okay, so this needs a bit of time. Are you familiar with these boys?
Suede and Al-Ash'ar. I'm going to be one of the few people on the internet that's going to pronounce his name correctly.
So how is it? Is it because I say Ashkar?
Yeah, close. Yeah, you can say Al-Ashkar or you can say Al-Ash'ar without pronouncing the K there. But
okay,
he is a Lebanese man, and they're very exciting players. They are going to be. Look, I'm not sure if they'll go first round. You know, obviously you'll be maybe looking into them a bit more, but they're certainly really exciting, and we're very blessed that we have them as part of our NGA. But they're going to be changing the rules about the NGA soon, aren't they?
They are. I am very excited, particularly about Suede.
Yep.
He's a 175 centimetre mid small forward. My dog's going crazy here at the moment with Drewzy. Jump in, Drews. We're live.
Oh, we're live.
We went live.
That's how you doing? Hello, boys and girls. I've arrived. Sorry I'm late.
I'm going to go and just grab the dog and just take her over to producer Vic.
How you feeling going into this one?
Mate, this is awesome.
Yep.
I feel like I'm part of the furniture here. All the,
You are part of the furniture, mate.
all the chaos happening around us, but we continue to soldier on. Really excited to be here.
That's it. Welcome.
I'm sorry about your boys last night,
Hey, don't want to talk
but not
about
as sorry as you, I'm sure.
I'm going to quickly answer this question about Suede and El Ashkar.
Yes, please.
I think El Ashkar, he'll be a little bit further back.
Yep.
30s, 40s, maybe somewhere like that at the moment. I think Suede could be in that top 20.
Yes.
But I think he'll be back end. And the reason I think he'll be back end is because of his size.
He's pretty small.
Yeah, and he's playing full-time midfield minutes, so he's getting some pretty big numbers. He's got electric speed. He's got awesome creativity. But at that size, I think he is going to have to play closer to goal in the long term. Not going to have the physicality to play centre bounce. What else do we have here?
We got a rosé, we got a beer, we got some garlic bread. Man, this is a bad one to be late to.
You get me on the stream, you get goodies, mate.
Oh,
Absolutely.
You're a good
Come on,
man.
yeah, we'll
Oh,
pass
man,
this
I
on
need to
for
get
him.
myself set up. How are you feeling going into this game? St Kilda pumped our boys last week. You had 3 wins, 3 losses, back in the win column. Carlton have been a bit stinky. This is a genuine 50-50 here. I'm keen for this game.
I reckon this is one of the biggest games we've done, not in the sense of like it's right at the top end. We've done some top 4 clashes, but this one's got genuine sort of jeopardy for the season, I feel.
Yes.
Particularly for Carlton. I think if Carlton lose this game, you can pretty much kiss their season goodbye. Is that
men
too
or
much?
mice, Carlton? We're going to find out tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Men or mice.
Yeah.
I suppose you could make a case that if St Kilda lose tonight, their season's not dead.
No.
They've probably put enough work together to be able to get out of it. But still, at the same time, you're probably saying St Kilda, if they lose this, they're not going to be pushing as much for that top 8. I wouldn't have felt. It'd be a bad loss to have.
St Kilda are just going to be this team all year, though. They'll win 3, lose 3, win 1, lose 1, win 2, lose 2, and then they'll get to the last game of the season and probably be playing for a final spot.
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. I'm on team St Kilda tonight. I don't know. I think the way they played last week was really high intensity.
I thought you were a Saints fan.
No, I'm a Dons man.
You're a Dons man.
I'm a Dons man. Yeah.
Must have been the red that got me.
It was the red. Yeah, probably. I mean, we're 2/3 of St Kilda anyway, just without the white. But
I didn't realise this was at the G. I'm sorry.
it's at the G, man.
It's at the G.
What the frick?
Which is it's swinging me in the direction of Carlton a little bit.
Nah, St Kilda played really well there last year. The day I moved to Melbourne against Collingwood.
Did they win?
They smashed them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Did they?
Yeah. They don't play at the G much.
Nah, they never do.
I swear on the AFL Live app, this said, not like the AFL app, but the AFL Live app, I swear it said Marvel for some reason. Maybe I'm tripping. But
You're tripping, man.
I'm tripping.
You've had a really busy day at work, I've heard.
Mate, you wouldn't have believed some of the stuff that happened to me at work today. So I work, if you want to go into the details, I work at a nursery. And
Okay,
talk to us about that,
Too much
Drewzy.
detail. No, sorry.
So I was hand feeding donkeys flowers.
It happens.
Yep.
It just happens.
I left my jumper on a post today and I was leaving and I was like, I better grab my jumper. Like, almost forgot about it. Brought it into my car, threw it on my seat, getting music up as I'm about to drive out. And there's a huntsman like the size of my hand on it. I shit myself, jump out of the car, go around the other side to grab the jumper. It's gone. It's not on my jumper anymore. So me just being like a silly plonker, I'm like, she'll be right. It'll just hide under the seat. It's not going to affect me mid-drive, right? So I'm driving, I stop at a traffic light, and this spider comes up from under my seat, crawls on my leg, and like on the seat. So I'm like stood up as I'm driving, pull over, and it's like crawling everywhere, going crazy. And just one shot.
Where were you
headshot,
driving?
dead.
Because imagine if you were like,
I know, if I was on a
mid-highway.
freeway, bro, I would have
Yeah.
actually died, eh? But yeah, it's actually still dead on my passenger seat. I haven't cleaned it up yet.
So you murdered it.
Yeah, I've murdered a spider today and fed donkeys flowers.
Oh, wow.
That was my
Was that
day.
when you were coming here or coming back from work?
Coming back from work, yeah, went home, had a shower, had some dinner, and here I am. My laptop's dead, so over to you, Dylan.
Oh, nice. Well, we've got a lot to get through tonight. Well, I'm going to go back to the comments.
A lot more than that?
That's probably going to be hard to top, to be fair. We've got in the comments here, who wins the ruck battle tonight? I think that's a great question.
Oh, JG,
Joe.
JG, love you, mate.
JG.
Another big one in the Supercoach community and the Supercoach Hub boys. Who wins the ruck battles? That's a very good question. I agree with you.
Versus Marshall. On form, you would have to say Tom DeConing. Because Marshall has been, I don't want to say horrific this season. He's coming back into a little bit of form, but he hasn't been as good as he was in the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, I think he's been, I don't know, I think he had some interruptions and he's sort of been working back from that. So I really rate him. I think Marshall is unfortunately one of those criminally underrated rucks that just don't get enough attention. DeConning, rightfully so, is getting a lot of attention due to how hot he is without Pitane in the side and obviously the big decision looming at the end of the season. I'll just say it has to go with form. Yeah, I have to go with Tom DeConning.
I'll probably sit on the fence here a little bit, but I feel like for me, Tom DeConing could absolutely annihilate him at stoppage.
Yeah.
Just absolutely beast mode him. Because what's Marshall's a short ruckman.
Yeah.
I think he's like 195.
It's a very good question.
Yeah, imagine being 195 and being called short.
Yeah, I know it's a weird thing to say. But
Small king.
yeah,
Rucks
TD.
are overrated, bro. Trust me.
But if he monsters it, we'll get into that.
No, Rowan Marshall, apparently he's 2.01 metres,
Why
according
did
to Google.
I think he was I think I'm thinking of Jack Hayes with that size. He was really undersized as a ruckman. Yeah, Marshall is not undersized.
So we
That
got
much?
Silvani in, Bins in. Usually take the bins out, but Bins in. I'm here for the gags. Okay, so Silvani in, Doherty out is the main one, and then just swapping some teaspoons. Other than that,
Matthias Philippou is a big in though.
He's huge.
For the
I
Saints.
actually have never gone, I'm going to watch Mateus Philippou today, so I'm going to watch him and hopefully I'm impressed by him.
Well, he swung into the midfield late last year. I reckon
Yes.
it was probably, 6 to 8 weeks out from the end of the season.
Yeah.
And he was really good in there. Some of the times where he can just control the space at the stoppage, he's got those long limbs, big reach. When he kind of fills out a little bit more, I think
Yeah.
he's going to be really impactful from there. And he hits the kicks inside 50, which is particularly with the way that the Saints play. They've got a lot of those outside sort of users. And I think that's probably a little bit of an overall picture of this game. You've got Carlton, who are contest,
Yep.
it's physicality, and the Saints do it a little bit different. They're a bit more cultured. They've got
Yes.
the good kickers,
That's right.
ball movement from the D50, that sort of thing. So,
Whose list would you rather right now, St Kilda or Carlton?
Saints,
yeah.
definitely.
Yep.
That doesn't mean I think that they're going to win this game, but building for the future, I think the Saints have got a lot more to be
Well,
excited
who do you
about.
think is going to win this game? Don't beat around the bush with me, Dylan. Shoot me between the eyes, right on the top of the nose.
Like a huntsman.
I feel like this is the exact sort of game where Carlton just get up for it because they can really dominate that midfield. Like you're talking here, an unfit Matthias Philippou coming
Yes.
back, a young player up against and players like McRae, who's been good this season, but he can be a little bit exposed
and has been criticised
on this channel
and others
by Drewzy.
Yeah?
No, I'm joking.
Yeah?
Jack McRae.
I'm Jack McRae's biggest fan, bro.
I'm not so much of a fan. I mean, I know he has been good for St Kilda. Like you can't argue that. He played an awesome game.
Here's a question for you. Adam Chero or Jack McRae? Who would you prefer in your team?
He's going to say Chero, isn't he?
Who would I prefer?
Just go with or.
Can I say who's had a better season this season?
No, that's obviously
Okay,
Jack
who's had a better
McRae.
season this season?
McRae.
That's obviously
McRae, there you
McRae.
go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
No, it's all right. We're getting him to give McRae some props. That's the
I
most
just don't
important
know what
thing.
Chera does.
Apparently he's been in good form last couple of weeks. Like they've won a few now, Carlton. I feel like the last time we covered a Carlton game, they were stinking it up. Because
I'd say they've had one good win against the Crows.
they lost against the Crows, Carlton.
He's talking about Carlton
They
having
got
one good
pumped.
win.
I'm thinking about Freo. Jeez, my head is absolutely all over the place.
Similar list, similar teams.
Similar
Yeah.
teams.
They are the way.
Same but different.
Yeah. Do you feel like the Saints have leg speed in the front half tonight, Dylan? Can they use the size of the G and just outrun Carlton? Or
I'm having a look
what
at
do you
some of
think?
those players in the front half of the ground. I mean, Jack Higgins has been in incredible form. I think he's top 3 in the Coleman at the moment, which is absolutely incredible. You like a player like Paul Curtis actually right up there. So some of the small forwards are doing really
good
well.
crowbar for North there.
The problem with St Kilda's forward line for me is it's really easy for defenders to mark the ball when they bomb it in there. So you're going to have players, I think, tonight like Wiedering could have a field day intercepting with his size, because you've got a fairly undersized forward line with Cooper Sharman, Mitch Owens, trying to reach for the third key forward that they've got.
Nothing small about Mitch Owens, though. He's a big lad. He's got that core strength. He can body his way into good position.
He's got good athleticism, but he's a little bit like up against a Wiedering. He's probably giving away.
Yeah, but Wiedering is the most solid defender in the comp, isn't he?
Yeah, he'd be giving away 7-8 centimetres there. But I feel like where they can, if they do lose at stoppage a little bit, the Saints, where they can get them is just hitting him on the counter. Like if Wilkie can get involved, intercept the ball in D50, and then you've got Wanganeen Miller, you got Sinclair moving the ball for you, and they're going to make those good decisions, open up the corridor, and they can really hurt the Blues, I think. Looking at it from the other way around and looking at St Kilda's defence, I think they could be, again, like they could be a little bit out-muscled by those forwards like Mackay and Curnow.
You think the Saints' backs are going to get out-muscled?
Well, by those two, they definitely could. A little bit undersized again. Like Wilkie, what's Wilkie? Somebody bring his height up.
He actually isn't that tall, and that goes back to the night of the electric, because I was stood next to him and I didn't know who it was. And Checkers was like, this is Cal Wilkie. I'm like, oh, hey, man.
Did you go to electric?
I went to electric once, bro.
Drewzy's kind of got this story that everything draws back to, where he met a lot of AFL players.
Yeah, but the point was, Cal Wilkie height. I didn't know who it was because I was looking eye to eye with him. So he's at least...
He's 191.
Yeah, well, I'm 192, so that probably makes sense.
Well, there you go.
No, but that's... sense. If he plays like one-on-one versus Mackay, he's giving away 9 centimetres. Curnow, he'd be giving away less because Curnow's a little bit undersized himself.
Yes.
As a key position forward. But
and also underdone.
That injury, what was that?
There was a collision at training. 8 people reported seeing him clutching his knee, but if you ask Fossey, it never happened.
There you go. Misinformation.
They like to cover those things up, don't they, the Blues?
Yeah.
Very much so.
Keep it under wraps.
Oh, mate. They're terrible.
It happens, though. Bloody Sean Darcy ran into Alex Pearce the other week at training, and Pearce went off holding his neck, and Darcy was a bit shook up, and they both played.
Now Darcy's grabbing his calf.
Well, that was Philippou last week too, wasn't it?
Yeah, he got a corky.
Yeah. And apparently was never going to get up actually for that, but they kind of just...
You can sell hope.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the Saints fans, like, he's probably the one player in that team that they're really, really excited about from a midfield perspective.
Oh, absolutely.
There's a question from JGSC Hub. What a name. Talking about Wilkie, who is currently the 2 key... What is KPD?
Key position defender.
Yeah, I knew that's what it was, but I didn't know where the letters sat. Who are the 2 key defenders in the All-Australian team so far? Who is it?
I think Wilkie could be... He's in the conversation for one of them.
For sure.
For sure. I would say Sam Taylor. Yeah. Maybe the last couple of weeks he's been down a little bit, but his first 5 weeks, incredible. Would you throw the Hawthorn boys in there at all?
Is Battle key position?
Yeah, undersized again, but yeah.
Him and Worrell I'd have in there at the moment.
Worrell, yeah.
He's a bit of a beast, that bloke, isn't he?
Worrell, the thing is with Worrell, where it kind of confuses you with him being a key position defender, he does play on the big guys, but he's also he's such a good kick. So coming out of defence, he's sort of that distributor as well. I'm trying to go through all the teams. Like Brisbane, Harris Andrews, he's having a good year.
He always has a good year, though.
Yeah. They just get to that standard where they're like... They're so good for so long that they don't even stand out anymore. Like
I'll tell you who's having a good year, Darcy Moore.
Yeah, he dominated us last night.
It's actually going to be a really tight race.
You guys really helped, though.
Yeah.
Your kicks inside 50.
I'll tell you who's not going to be in the All-Australian team from a defensive point of view. The Freo guys.
No.
Wasn't Luke Ryan All-Australian last year?
Yeah, I sort of... Look, I'm a big advocate of any Dockers player, but when he was All-Australian, I was like, wow. First half of the year, very good. Back half of the year, very average. And maybe they just looked at his stats and I don't know.
I feel like that does happen a little bit. He's sort of He's a nice type. He's an intercept marking type. He gets a lot of the ball. He's not like, we're talking about key position defenders there, so he's not really a key position defender, but yeah, I feel like that was pretty nice for him.
Were there any key defenders or defenders that got snubbed by the Australian team last year? Question 1. And question 2, Dylan, have you got any more rosé for a boy?
Rosé? We've got beers. You're more of a beer man than a rosé.
Beers.
Whatever you got for me.
All right, I'll grab that while I'm up.
Easy. Thanks, mate. You're a good man.
He's the
He
best.
looks after me, doesn't he? I come here, live stream set up, beers on the table.
Coming late. Doesn't
Coming
matter.
late. Oh, that's what happens when you work a full-time job like me, mate. Things happen. What have we got? Who wins? Vote in the poll now. Who do you think wins, Joey?
I love tipping the Blues to lose.
Yeah, you're a good man.
I love tipping the Blues to lose, and I just think Kerno, with his injury concerns, St Kilda ripping hot form, it's Spud's game. We all love Spud, and they love him even more than I do. So I'm going to tip the Saints.
I'm also going to tip the Saints. Who have I tipped on my actual footy tipping though? Because I'm going to put that as St Kilda. Dylan?
When I heard this game was at the MCG, I was going to tip Carlton, but now that we're here, I'm sort of immersed in the atmosphere of everything. Spud's game.
Look at him. He's got them all together.
Yes.
You can feel it. I feel I'm being drawn in.
You've got I just picture Nasai, Wengen and Miller are running off that halfback flank, running up and down that wing. Darcy Wilson doing the same, clunking marks inside forward 50 when he gets there. Jack Sinclair, Matthias Philippou streaming through the middle of the ground. I'm on the Saints.
I was talking to Woody just before coming on, obviously, Wooden Spoon Data, who you guys had on last week, and we're talking, and I just said, if you can break even, if the Saints can break even in that midfield with the Blues, I just feel like the outside class and the outside run that the Saints have can get them over the top.
It's far superior when you look at those outside types.
Absolutely.
The players are just heading into the circle here for the Spuds game.
I actually don't think I don't think St Kilda's midfield is as trash as people make it out to be.
Yeah, because it's got McRae in there.
It's literally McRae.
When you say, do you mean on paper or just the way that they play?
No, on paper it looks terrible. But the way it functions is very good.
What did they do against the Dockers? Did you think that was so impressive?
They just, I don't know, brought the heat. They just hunted more than we did, basically.
Yeah.
And they also had a lot of numbers around the stoppage.
Yep.
As soon as they won the clearance and found the overlap, it was just go. And
do you think they'll do that again tonight against the Blues, or do you think they'll almost concede a little bit more? Do you reckon they'll try and pack it out?
I think it'll be a pretty even night in the midfield, and I think it's going to be a close game.
Well, who are we talking? We're talking the biggest CBA getters are going to be Cripper, Walsh, Hewitt. That's probably the main three for the Blues, and then for the Saints,
is Chera playing?
Chera's going to be in there too.
Chera, Hewitt, Cripps.
Yeah, and Walsh is probably playing a little bit more off a half-forward flank, is he, or off a wing? He'd still be going into the middle.
He'll still be going in there.
Starting on the bench then, Walsh.
Where you look at the Saints, you're talking about McRae, you're talking Steele.
Yes, for sure.
I'm interested to see if Philippou goes in tonight because he's been back from that injury.
Yeah.
Will they just kind of rest him as a third tall forward? Boxall.
Huey
Boxall in my fantasy team.
Bro.
He's got an important role to play.
Very important role for you. Not getting dropped is the most important role.
And probably Garcia. So you sort of look at the names. Obviously, Carlton have the names in there. But as you said, when you start going into more of that depth and the outside players, the ball movers, that's where the Saints really step ahead with Nasaya.
Oh, yeah.
With Sinclair.
Yep. Hill.
I mean, they've got Henry on their list. He's not playing tonight.
Yeah, he's not playing tonight.
I also just saw him up in the stands last week. Half time, I was like, this is depressing. I walked to go for a wee. There's Liam Henry. It's like, well, you chose the right team, didn't you, Liam? Even though you're not playing.
Yeah.
You're on the right side of the ledger.
Why isn't he not? Because he's been playing VFL.
It's probably just not that good.
Oh, no.
Really?
I thought he was really good. I thought he was a great pickup.
I feel like he's electric. Yeah.
He got good for us for about 6 weeks and then left. I don't know if he's going to be a 200 gamer, you know.
That is interesting. I've got a couple of who would you rathers here.
Yes, please.
And I want to go through at least a couple of these before we start. I think we're only a couple of minutes away.
Sure.
The first one at the top of my list that I'm most excited to compare here is Wilkie versus Wiedering.
Ooh.
Wilkie, they're both all Australian currently, I think.
Yeah.
I didn't double check that.
I prefer Wiedering.
I was about to say, but
Before you say it,
Yep.
even though you've already said it,
it was said before he even answered.
I think this is interesting as you go through the players as well.
Yes.
Because I've got where they finished in the club's BNF for 2024.
Yeah.
So Wilkie won the St Kilda Best and Fairest. Wiedering finished 4th
Crazy.
in Carlton's. So that's kind of, I guess, where they're rated internally. Yeah. I'm going to go I would take Wiedering. That extra size I think is important to be able to play on those bigger types. And I think I think there's an argument that Wilkie's a better shield, as in an intercept marker, can win the ball back off you and then launch those attacks. But Wiedering, just to be able to take those big guys, he's
Bit of a brick wall, isn't
bit
he?
of a brick wall. Yeah, you can't really go past him, even though you probably lose a slight amount of mobility compared to Wilkie.
Yeah, but you save every single one-on-one contest. I don't think I remember the last time I saw Wiedering was a one-on-one contest.
100%. I'd take him. So we're all
In agreement there about Wieders,
yeah.
for sure.
So we'll give 1 point to Carlton there. The next one I've got, Nasiah Wanganeen-Millerer versus Sam Walsh. So these aren't position for position.
Yep.
I know which one I'd
Yeah,
go for.
easy answer that.
Nasiah.
100%.
Yep.
Freed from Desire, man.
Fifth
Free,
in the,
that should be a chant. Free from Nazaya. Your defense is terrified. Free from Nazaya. Ooh.
So he was fifth in their BNF, the Saints, and Walsh was third in Carlton's. So we're taking St Kilda
I didn't
there.
think Walsh had that incredible of a year last year.
No, he was third. But
Injury interrupted with the back as well.
I feel like that's the thing with Carlton though. The depth is so poor
Yeah,
that you can really push up into those top guys. Okay, the next one I've got
out of their depth.
2 versus 1 here. St Kilda's number 2 versus Carlton's number 1. Cripps versus Jack Sinclair.
Come on, man.
Come on,
Cripper?
3 votes.
on.
We're taking
Mr. 3
Cripper.
votes.
Hold your breath, son.
Mr. 3 votes.
We're very close to
the
beginning
game's
here.
about to start. Come on.
I'll give you one more.
Go.
Rohan Marshall versus TDK.
TDK.
TDK
Same.
all day.
So,
Baby.
off the first
done,
4
mate.
matchups, it's 3-1 in favour of the Blues. And I think that's them, isn't it?
That's them.
Star power at the top.
100%.
But I feel it's going to drop away. Oh, there's a bit of Lewis Young on Wilkie.
Biffo.
Kernow's got Webster.
Hello.
Or Webster's got Kernow, rather.
I thought it was Wilkie on Kerno and they'll just
Maybe
push it and
there's a
shove
bit
it a
of
bit.
tomfoolery going on.
Bit of audio from the television.
That's a good idea, Drewzy.
Let's go.
McRae's already got a contested knock on. He's got a free kick.
Oh, 3
my
votes.
man.
Sinclair.
In the long sleeves.
So we all went St Kilda in the end.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Sauce is a pretty good in for them as well.
Yeah.
He's been pretty good with.
So he's
in
playing
behind
key
the
back.
ball.
I think I had him potentially as a forward when I was kind of looking at the teams. Oh, what is that?
It was tantalizingly close. That's what it was. But as you say, Kai, Blues have top end, but don't have the 16, 26 players you need to win a premiership. Agreed.
Hugo Garcia to half forward.
What is
That
going
a
on with the
sticky kick.
kicking?
They looked at Fremantle last night and thought, this is a good model.
I can tell you something now. It is not a good model.
We'll talk about that at half time.
Oh, we don't need to, man. It's all good.
We can, though. I went on your fan cams after.
Yeah.
At the end, I was going to throw in some comments and I was like, I'll just leave it.
Oh, Rowan. Good spoil.
Acres.
Windhager.
Took the wind out of him.
Windhager.
That's funny.
What do you reckon's going to happen with Windhager? There are rumours that clubs are circling if he doesn't. So he's saying that he could leave if he doesn't get the midfield time that he believes he deserves.
He's getting midfield minutes as a tagger, though.
Yeah.
If he can't crack into St Kilda's midfield, I don't know what midfield he's going to crack into.
Yeah. He's basically getting defensive jobs. He wants offensive freedom.
Yeah. Offensive freedom under Ross. Excuse me.
It doesn't exist, does it?
What
Did
is
last
freedom?
week. Did last week.
He did
Wait,
last week.
JCR said Wiedering not close.
Yeah, exactly.
You taking the piss? Oh, he gotcha. I thought he meant Wiedering. Like,
Yeah.
Bad.
Wiedering, not close.
yeah, got it.
Wiedering,
It's
space.
it's not even close.
Yeah, it's not even close.
Yeah,
Correct.
got ya.
You got to get with the lingo, man.
You do.
What the kids say these days. Oh,
I'm
now
not
we're
good
playing
with that.
soccer.
There's Hewitt. Hewitt is having a season.
Oh, Australian for sure. Lock him in.
Is
And
he
maybe
all
the best and
Australian
fairest as
though?
well.
Is he one of the best 5 midfielders in the AFL right
He won't
now?
be. He won't
At
be
the
by
moment,
the end.
he is. But does he survive? Does it last the whole season? That's the question.
St Kilda have just won the ball back in a really dangerous area across that half-back line. Jack Higgins, who probably is in the All-Australian team
Yeah, he will be.
currently.
Windhager, the man of the moment.
He looks like he's got some size on him, Windy.
Oh, he's a big boy. He's a big physical boy, and he can run. But does he have enough quality on the ball to get what he's asking
Probably
for?
not.
Oh, that could be front on contact.
And his name is Marcus. And when you share a name with Bontempelli, all of a sudden you get extra aura points, don't you?
It's a cool last name too. Would that be Dutch? Windhager?
Vindhager.
That'd be Dutch.
You
Surely.
said that like you knew how to like pronounce it.
I'm pretty racist when it comes to putting accents on, unfortunately.
I'm glad you finished that sentence.
I'm very quick at putting on accents, unfortunately. Only because I love language.
Right.
Languages are so amazing to me. That's a high tackle steal.
I'm glad that sentence didn't finish. Oh boy, what have we got on?
Quickly evict him immediately.
What's your best accent?
I'll leave that to the crowd, the people who know me to decide.
Nah, I'm asking you the question, bro. Come on. Oh, Cherry Shoe has flown off.
He can't even kick the footy.
He can't even
kick the footy.
It's Cinderella. Oh, here we go. Right,
Or in Italy, as they
Messiah.
would say, Mamma Mia. That's my Italian accent.
Oh,
for you.
very nice. His name is
Good.
Boris.
Honestly-
All right, I like it.
Nasai Wanganeen-Miller kicks the football. It just looks so nice.
He's had 5 disposals in one chain here. That was holding the
It's
ball.
incredible.
Producer Vicar, could I please get the Wi-Fi password? I know you've sent it to me before, but I cannot join it for some reason.
I'm just using my own phone data personally.
Yeah, mine's not working, unfortunately.
Want me to hotspot you?
I must...
How is actually in the chat?
big
How is the
contender.
stream looking tonight? Because we're running it on a slightly lower quality.
It's
So
looking
as to not-
phenomenal to me through here. I
looking
heard
good?
there was a YouTube-wide issue in the last week where
Was
streams
there?
were buffering. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, so it might have been that. I sort of thought that it could have been we were running it too hot, which was then sort of not, passing down some problems, but perhaps not. But I think it looks fine anyway at this quality.
I think it looks phenomenal.
McRae, my boy.
Your boy.
My boy.
Your boy.
Winning the hard
Kama's
ball.
my boy. Come on, Kama.
Nice
Beautiful.
tap. Shaman.
Oh, sauce. Heart and soul. Messiah.
He's been busy early.
He's been good. He's Burns. Not
I
sure if
love
he's
him.
good enough to... You love Burns?
No, sorry.
Oh,
You spoke too soon.
when I said Burns and you're like, I love him, I'm like, does anybody love Burns?
I'm sure his mum does. Just calm it down.
Oh, far out.
Burns,
and-
Burns and Webster, like they're 2 players that I'm like...
Oh.
And
one's which?
who's the other one? Webster and oh jeez,
Oh, Saints are on here.
they're on. Owens.
Oh, it just bounces through.
Oh, Higgins, the
the
celebration, the shrug. That is beautiful.
I did not mean this, but I do it.
Keep them coming. Carlton fans, I would be worried if you look at the vision there, right?
Yes.
They were not running hard back at all.
No.
Like Jack Higgins kicked that to the moon. Look at who's oh,
That's
this is
Hollands.
It's Mitch.
well, is that
Oh,
Kerno?
Kerno.
Kerno's just jogging. That bounces. Wiedering's just walking.
What's Kerno doing back there anyway?
I don't know.
That's odd.
That is a weird goal.
I guess it's suggestive. It suggests though that he's got the work rate up. If he's literally playing
Yeah.
last man in defence, so
He goes behind the ball late in quarters sometimes. At this time of the game,
this is
weird.
start
one.
of the quarter now.
Yes, correct.
He's really good, Higgins. Love watching him in action. He was really good at the Tigers, obviously, as well before coming.
Here we go.
Cross.
Oh, gee, that hit TDK in the back. McRae again.
Isn't it
busy
Gerrard.
at ground level?
Isn't it crazy to think that Higgins never won a flag at Richmond?
Didn't he?
Nope.
Is it crazy that what was his face? Brett Delidio leaves Richmond to win a flag at GWS and then only proceeds to watch
That's
one of
brutal,
the best
isn't it?
dynasties that we've seen.
Yeah.
I always still forever feel sorry for Brett Delidio.
There's a bit of a running gag between me and Jesse. We were doing a video once. I think it was like, where are the number 1 draft picks now or something like that. Or like, we basically looked at every number 1 draft pick's career. And we're like, this is Brett Delidio. He left Richmond to join GWS and then never won a flag. And ever since then, it's been a gag. When like something bad happens, we go, Brett Delidio. And that's another goal. 2 goals. I told you.
Hey,
That's my boy.
Maxi Hall.
Max
He's
Hall.
in my super coach team.
And I
Come
just
on.
got scared and I realised that Hugh Boxall might be on the bench, might be subbed, and he's in my fantasy team.
Wait, is Hugh Boxall? No, I think Collard's the sub.
Oh, okay.
Um,
He just might not be on the field yet.
That's just I don't know. I could be wrong. I've been known to be wrong before.
JG Supercoach Hub says Wangan and Miller already 7 disposals at 100% disposal efficiency and 3 marks.
He's hot.
Hurting them on the outside.
Yeah, Collard's the sub.
I said it after their last goal. Early warning signs for Carlton. They just look flat.
There's a lot of like looking going on, isn't there? Just kind of like,
Yes.
what's happening there?
They're looking flat, and then you're like, they are looking.
There's lots of like, I don't know, just they're kind of scanning, but no one's actually doing.
Yeah.
Yes. Paralysis by analysis, perhaps.
Yes.
I like that.
When you were talking about Deledio before, do you think with moments like that, there's a bit of like the butterfly effect? It's like if he stayed at Richmond, do you think therefore they maybe wouldn't have won those flags? Like he unlocked the shackles a little bit.
That's why I feel so bad for him.
Good grab.
Yeah, and he knows that.
He knows it. Same thing like with Jones at Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They probably would have got one at least. It's not like Brett Deledio being in the side would have cost them all
Well,
three.
no, I'm
it's
certainly not
butterfly.
saying that
It's butterfly.
he wouldn't even be in their bottom 6 players. Like he'd be better than that. But
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
it's just an interesting one as far as, I don't know, like maybe that gave players like Cochin and Martin the ability to feel bigger in the team, you know what I mean? More responsibility.
Yeah.
What do you think? Do you think they would have won a flag? Get it in the comments down below.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a tricky one.
Sliding doors moment, isn't it?
I think sometimes those moments can be really big for football clubs as far as culturally, as a change, like a changing of the guard and changing of the, I don't know, like Brett Deledio would have been one of those first players taken in that real losing culture.
Yes.
And then you sort of flush that. This sounds like I'm talking really badly about Deledio now, like flushing him out. It's not like that, but
No, he's emblematic of the system
Yes.
that was. And I see that clear as day, not to make this about Essendon, but like just what you're saying. There is the Dodoro era, and then there's going to be the post-Dodoro era.
Yep.
And I can see clear as day from the people that we're drafting that there is a stark difference between those two. And I really wish we picked up Mateus Filippo instead of Lige Cyrus. Nothing against Elijah.
Yeah.
Nothing against Lige. I'm sure he'll be a great footballer. But personally, for me, I was always Team Poo.
Team Poo. Yeah.
I'm also Team Poo.
Yep, number 2.
I mean, as soon as Philippou came into the AFL, I was like, I want one of those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
He just stood out, didn't he?
100%.
Kai's just let me know that Boxall already has a tackle, so that's good. He's not on field, so it's not that big a deal anyway.
Speaking about sliding doors moments,
Yes.
and I'm going to push the door to slide here as St Kilda can't get the clearance. It's going to be balled up again here. We've spoken about like clubs not being as ruthless as they need to be sometimes and like being a bit too loyal to their players. I think it's time Freo need to make some big calls, Dylan. And we're watching St Kilda and Carlton right now, but...
You're not usually one to make it about Freo when...
Nah.
You've never done that before.
No. It's time for Sean Darcy to move on, Dylan.
Oh, I think he was going to be moved on anyway.
It's time. I've seen enough.
So, when was the contract signed?
I reckon 2023, like between 22 and 23.
It was after Jackson had already come in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so 22, 23. So after we made finals, and yeah, it was the summer of 22, 23.
It was the summer of 69.
The summer of 20. Yeah, I mean, it's if that is the case, which I mean, let's be honest, it does look like that. It looks like time is over for Darcy. He can't get his body right. There's probably a question, even if he was fully fit, do you just play Jackson anyway? That seems to be the model. I think most teams are playing a Jackson type ruckman, and then they're playing like a forward ruck that's more of a forward.
Yeah.
And then a bit of a pinch hit that's just tall enough and big enough to be physical in the ruck. So
We look so stagnant when Darcy's in the midfield. Even though he's a good tap ruckman, he offers nothing else.
No.
When you're paying him that much,
he's not a particularly good mark, like around the ground. He doesn't. He just gives you nothing really. Like you're not going to get anything at ground level.
But in his defense, he has had it hard with his body and obviously the lack of continuity and trying to... He trimmed down so much over the off-season.
Yeah, but I think this is what Drewzy's talking about. Like, that's fine to say all of that. And he obviously cares and he's trying. But the Freo have to go, even though they can see all of that and the work that he's putting into, they just have to go, no, if we want to win a flag, we have to be ruthless with these guys. We have to get the salary.
We have to. Because what if Sean Darcy's still on our list in 4 or 5 years? Like, if he can't get his body right now, he's had a whole off-season to get his body right.
It's not going to be better when he's 32.
No.
Yeah, fair enough.
He's still pretty young, but it's like, I just think with, I don't know. there's decisions that make or break your chances to win a flag or to improve. And
Like getting Deledio off the books.
get Darcy off the books, man.
But does
Get him
Jackson stay, though? Apparently Jackson wants to go.
No, he doesn't.
Kammer!
Bang.
On ya, Kammer!
They're on here, the Saints.
I love you, Kammer the Hammer. He's a good mate. Fellow Supercoach player. You're a legend, Kammer.
Community. He's a boy, is he?
He's one of our boys.
Yeah, right.
One of our boys.
I feel like Saints fans are pretty harsh on Community, but he's a bit of a heart and soul
definitely
guy.
Caminiti,
For
right?
sure.
Surely.
It's absolute Caminiti.
Caminiti.
You've got
What
some
did I
funny
say?
pronunciation, Dylan, I must say.
Can you give me-
I
give
have
me-
the accents.
Give me another one.
Kernow.
What is it?
Kernow?
Kerno.
It's Kerno, yeah.
How do you spell cow? How do you say cow?
Kerno.
Kernow.
No.
Now.
No.
Kernow.
No.
Kerno.
No now. Maybe after.
Kerno. Kerno.
Now. Say now.
No.
How about a no?
You freaking Dutch bastard.
Beer is going down there slowly, mate. We're pacing ourselves.
You're even getting shit for that.
Far out. I'm here trying to help him with the pronunciation of words, JG. What am I supposed to do?
I don't need help, bro. I'm sweet. Nah. I'm half joking, Dylan, but the other half of me is dead serious.
About my pronunciation.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, which other ones do I say? Okay, Kerno.
Kerno. Yeah.
Kerno.
Well done.
Kerno. Kernow. It sounds better.
I would like to buy a hamburger. The burger.
I'll give you another one.
I was talking to my...
I say this with love as well. I don't mean to sound like a...
I was actually talking to my
ass.
dad the other day, and he's
Yeah.
like, he didn't like the way that I said Carlton.
Why? Carlton is right.
He I don't know. He was like, you say it in this like young person's way, Carlton.
Nah, I reckon
Carlton.
your dad's being a bit harsh there. Carlton.
Okay.
How are you meant to say it? Carlton.
Well, I think older people say like that sort of like Carlton. You know,
Right. I'll give you one
Boomer
more
talk.
and then I'll stop bullying you out. Rowan Marshall.
Rowan Marshall.
Rowan Marshall.
Rowan Marshall.
Rowan Marshall.
He's saying it.
No, don't you call him Rohan?
Oh, Rohan. Yeah, that's just a joke.
It's a joke.
Yeah,
that's
that's
funny.
yes.
That's why you say Kernow.
No, that one's real. That one is real.
I can get behind Rohan.
A lot of people say Colton, says Andy.
Carlton. Yeah.
Colton.
Did you know that Victorians? So I'm a Tasmanian.
Yes.
Just actually say this for me. Say AFL.
AFL.
You're Victorian.
AFL. Yes, I'm Victorian.
Okay, so you don't say. There's people in Victoria or in Melbourne, and this is like. Have you heard that Melbourne people say Melbourne?
Melbourne?
Melbourne
With an A?
with an A as the
No.
E.
More like Melbourne.
It's Melbourne. No, there's
I'll
like
get
a
a
sort of
bit
yuppie upper class thing that
Melbourne.
people from Melbourne do, and they say Melbourne.
I live in Tarak and I go out in Fitzroy.
and they say
Shut up. No, I don't like this. This is creeping me out.
they say AFL. AFL.
AFL.
No, I've never heard that.
I don't
Get
know.
in the comments. Talk to me about this. I'm right.
Maybe
it happens.
maybe they swing a particular direction. Not judging him in any way, but maybe that's just the way they talk.
No, it's nothing to do with that. It's like a.
No, I'm going to
it's
polish
like
off this garlic bread if you're not careful.
I think it's a private school, sort of upper class, inner city, suburbia thing.
Yeah, nah.
Suburbia, maybe not the right word there, but
Well, I'm a suburban man.
where are you from?
I live out in the southeast suburbs. If you know Dandenong,
Yes.
go a bit further than that.
Righto.
100% south side say Melbourne.
Yeah,
Scott, Melbourne.
Melbourne.
I feel like these are people maybe exclusively in the Brighton area potentially,
Yes.
but that's about it.
AFL.
Holy crap, that was the most floatiest of floaters I've
was.
ever seen.
That's Haynes, isn't it?
Yeah.
He surely wasn't a good pickup.
No.
He's Walsh.
Jeez, just give him more time, umpire.
People have been saying that Haynes's form will dictate if... Well, that's a good goal. If he finishes.
He has.
has.
That is a nice goal. Who was that kicked that?
That was like rugby.
Is that White?
I have no idea, so I'm going to say it's Binns or Evans.
It could be Evans. Gee, yeah. I've got no time for players like this. Let's have a look. Number 25.
Ain't nobody got time for that. Bins.
Yes, I knew it.
Binns.
Because I didn't know who it was. Thoughts on Mitch Owen's development? Looked a gun in second year, but I think he has slowed up.
Oh, I love Mitch Owens. I know he spent last year, I think, a bit of time between like mid and forward. I feel like he never really got settled. And I don't see him personally, I don't see him as a big-bodied mid. I don't think he's got the sort of dexterity at ground level to be able, like, you know, the little intricate things that midfielders need to be able to do. I think he's more of a competitive crash and bash type third tall forward. I think he's great at that though. Like, who attacks the ball in the air harder than Mitch Owens? And the answer is nobody.
Dangerfield.
Yes, actually, that is true.
Josh Tracy.
Josh Tracy does attack the ball hard, but you know what I'm saying. For the point of what I'm saying.
No, we're here to destroy your point. I'm sorry.
Ben King.
Ben King does not.
Riley Field.
They've got a free kick here through Lewis Young.
Is there a Wayne
Jesse
King?
Hogan.
Jesse Hogan. Yeah, I mean, Jesse Hogan definitely does. There's plenty, of course, but I think he's been great in that role.
Yeah, he's been great. There's just no need to over-sensationalise it.
Sorry, Joe.
I think turns out it's gang up on Dylan night tonight.
Far out. What is going on
Hey,
here?
we like to
Melbourne.
Melbourne. Yeah, that pissed me off, I guess. Maybe. No, we just need to stay grounded. That's all. Oh no!
Who kicked that one?
Kerno.
Yeah, we got him.
Things
Now.
are working. See, things are working.
Yeah, we're moving up in the world.
See, sometimes tough love works.
That's it. Good response from Carlton because they were looking flat as a pancake and they've come back into it with a goal from Harry and Kerno.
Yeah, Wilkie's got him there.
Yeah, he's just
just...
No, to be honest, Kerno gets held, him and Mackay, they get held so much every game because they're so big and they can move. It's actually insane how many free kicks don't get paid their way that you just can't even feel mad about any free kicks that these guys get, to be honest.
No, I mean, that's definitely a free kick. And having that sort of athleticism that he has, I don't reckon Wilkie can probably keep up with him.
Suspended.
Oh, there's a good McRae kick. That's the areas that he operates in. I think that...
that's the one you'll remember, eh? Like that scrubbed kick. Like, he can't kick. He's an average kick.
He is an average kick, though. I mean, that's just a fact. Oh, look at that.
Being held and takes a grab.
Charlie. Underdone, but he doesn't care.
That is a goal.
That is a goal. That's incredible.
Bang.
That's why he is one of the best forwards in the competition.
Absolutely. In the prime of his career.
That's why he was ranked not even in the top 10 for the ratings on that new video game, AFL 26.
He wasn't ranked in the top 10.
I don't think so.
Oh, don't even remind me about that shit game.
I'm not going to play it because I don't have a console and I don't know. Don't really care. But apparently Bailey Banfield is 87 overall.
It's mental. And Sam Swakowski is the fastest player in the competition.
Who?
Sam Swakowski.
Who?
The fastest player in the competition.
Hang on, don't give them ear pain.
The fastest player in the competition.
Who would be the fastest player in the competition? Bobby Hill?
He would be up there for sure. I mean, it depends, I suppose, over what distance. I feel like if you're looking a little bit further distance, you're talking like Max Holmes.
Yeah.
Those types. First few steps, maybe those like shorter. Yeah, Lizard would be over a bigger distance. Yeah.
Geordie Clark could be up there.
They have a lot of small forwards in the short distance department.
Yeah, Switter definitely isn't the
Kako
fastest.
and things like that.
It just seems such a random one. And Bailey Banfield was like 4th on that list. Like, where have they pulled that from?
They must have like a Freo fan that's working at the...
Yeah, like he's an absolute jet. But what? Even a Freo fan wouldn't think Bailey Banfield's like a jet. You'd think if anything it'd go the other way. Crippers
Like,
lining
if
up
he
for a
was
goal.
like 71 overall, I wouldn't be mad about it. Not that I even care about it, but yeah, bit of
Is he even in the team?
No,
Like in your best team?
no.
How the hell though is Zach Merritt 89?
Yeah, he should be 99.
He officially plays table tennis according to the friggin' video game developers.
Just to put that into perspective, like I'm going to bring up the list here just to...
89. Zach Merritt doesn't crack 90. Are you kidding me?
Cripper has just hit the post. Naz brings it in. Has he got 10 touches already, Naz? He'd be close.
Going off. I'll check that for you in a moment. I just want to put that into perspective. That 87 ranking.
Has about Rory Laird levels.
Why is Rory Laird ranked 87?
Rory Laird is at 87. Don't yell.
Rory Laird is ranked in the Adelaide team the 3rd best player in that video game. You happy with that, Drewzy?
I feel like they would have done ratings before this year started. Like, what's Stilthorpe rated on that? Is he top 5?
I think he was top 5.
Thilthorpe is 85 rating.
Yeah, see, like you wouldn't rate Thilthorpe below Laird.
Exactly.
No, of course you wouldn't.
How is Noah? I get it. Noah Anderson's a good player. He shouldn't be better than Zach Merritt. Adam Treloar, I don't think is better than Zach Merritt.
Definitely not.
I wouldn't have Max Holmes before this year ahead of Zach Merritt.
No, not ahead. Definitely not.
I wouldn't have Dan Houston ahead of Zach Merritt.
No. Yeah, Zach Merritt's one of the best players in the comp. He should be top 5 in the game.
Yeah, I agree. I don't get why Marcus Bontempelli has been thrown back into a group with Tom Green and Caleb Sarong.
That is just disrespectful.
That is so disrespectful.
What's the bond rated?
92. Below Dacos and Cripps, which is criminal in itself.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Oh, Higgins turns the
Here you
ball
go.
over.
They're on here.
Machado.
There he is. There's that development.
that's not
That's a
gonna
bad
go
kick.
through.
Damn it. I think he's great.
Get in the comments any other obscure ratings on the new AFL game that I will never play.
I've got a couple. I've got one more, actually. Jack Ginnivan, 87.
Wow.
See, I go off like FIFA ratings, and I'd probably say like Ginnivan's like an 82, 83.
When you say you go off FIFA ratings, what do you mean by that?
Like Ultimate Team, like player ratings.
As in your like attributes.
As in like, so Ronaldo at his best, I reckon was rated 93.
Oh, okay. You just like...
It's just like your
mirroring.
overall rating as a player. So
Yeah,
Ronaldo's
yeah.
like 93. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wishes it was Cripper. 94 for Cripper.
I feel like in some ways, like doing the rankings, I'd put like Dacos is Messi and Bont is Ronaldo. More of a physical specimen.
Yes.
While Dacos is that just like skillful,
Yes.
smaller guy. So like I think that... I feel like Cripps should be back in 3.
But he won the Brown vote.
Yeah.
Mr. 3 votes. Mr.
Who
3
cares?
votes himself.
Well, Cripps probably is the best player in the competition.
No.
I don't think so.
No.
If you're playing Carlton, Cripps is always going to be in the best on ground. Always. When was the last time you went, oh, God, Cripps had a shit game?
Oh, he doesn't have shit games, but so neither does Bont. When does Bont have a
Yeah,
shit
but
game?
Yeah.
Bont had a shit game.
And Bont can just do things better than Cripps.
But
Bont shits out golden turds.
in terms
Yeah.
of effective players, there's not many that are more effective than Cripps.
If I was sending someone into the trenches, I'd probably go with Patrick Cripps.
Yeah, obviously like skill, but Cripps would be in the best. It'd be him, Bont, Dacos.
it's sort of like with Cripps and this Sharman.
Shaman.
Did he hit the post?
Nah,
Goal!
Oh, mate. Oh,
he's had an
Big J.
unbelievable fortnight.
how are you, Big J? Is that Joe from the centre bounce? I love it how the centre bounce is commenting. Is that Joe from the
Yeah, I
centre
thought
bounce?
you wrote that.
No, it wasn't me. G'day, Jez. How you doing? Marshall going for another trip, lol.
What does Andy Munro mean? The overalls are more like 2K. Is he talking about basketball?
Yeah,
Yeah,
probably like a
yeah.
bit more inflated.
Okay,
I don't know. Only Andy knows what he's saying there, but
give us a bit more context
that's
there,
what I'm
Andy.
assuming.
2K Sports. It's in the game. No, sorry, that's EA Sports.
Yeah, you know when we were talking about the speed with the video
Almost.
game, we were talking about the speed attributes.
Yes.
Max Holmes actually commented when they came out, and he was like, "Excuse me,
Lol.
like where am I?"
Did you see David King and Corns? I'm not sure who the other guy was. They were talking. They were like doing "Would you rather?" And I was like, Nick Watson or Bobby Hill. And
They've been
everyone-
doing that a lot lately, haven't they? Did
Yeah.
they steal that off us, Drewzy?
No, definitely didn't steal it off us. I think I won't go down that path, but they all took Nick Watson ahead of Bobby Hill.
What?
Yeah.
Nani?
What?
That was what in Japanese.
Say that again. Sorry.
I said nani.
They took
Not that.
They
Oh,
all
sorry.
took Bobby Hill. No, they all took Nick Watson over Bobby Hill. David King, Kane Corns, and the other bloke.
That's mental to me.
Silly, hey.
Bobby Hill.
Especially when he does
Norm.
a business on us like he
Mr.
did last
Norm.
night.
Okay, it's funny. I did a redraft of the 2023 draft this week. I did a video and an Instagram post of it. Bit of fun.
Check it out if you haven't.
Yeah, go and check it out. That is a good goal. Who was that? Is that him again? Bins?
Can't be.
Bins.
Ugliest mouth guard.
Yeah, it's not ideal. That's a good goal though. And puts them in front. So I did the 2023 redraft. The two biggest controversies in the list was me leaving Harley Reid at 1, which I thought was an absolute no-brainer.
Yeah.
You're not taking anyone over Harley Reid.
No,
Yeah.
you're not. You just need to support him. in
Yeah,
midfield.
yeah. Like he's super young, like he's still super talented. I mean that hasn't changed. And the other one was Nick Watson. I dropped Nick Watson from pick 5 or 6. It was originally to 8. So he dropped like 2 places. People were throwing up over that.
Oh, it might be touched there.
It definitely is.
Surely they review that.
They review every goal apparently.
Watch this not get reviewed.
That would be incredible because that's touched.
I can see his fingers bent.
Cal Wilkie has
Oh,
touched
thank
that ball
God.
on the line.
Thank God.
What a saviour.
Yeah, people just love Nick Watson because he's the wizard, and yeah, he's got a bucket load of talent. But who did you have ahead of him?
Nick Watson. So it was Harley Reid,
Yeah,
Joel
Logan Morris?
Joel Frazier, Logan Morris. I think Morris was 2.
Yeah,
Frazier was 3. Connor O'Sullivan was 4.
yeah,
Jeez, I'll just bring it up.
yeah. I was gonna,
Yeah, bring it up, mate.
just free balling it.
I have
There's
the
Iwan
ability.
Gadeen Miller
It's not a
with another
test.
disposal.
I had Nate Caddy at 5. That was
Yeah,
controversial.
On your Nate.
I had Darcy Wilson at 6.
I'd take Nick Watson over Nate Caddy.
Oh, you're just off it, mate. You're off it. Mate.
I like Nate Caddy, but Nick Watson's probably shown more, I reckon.
It's a bit harder to find a 190 plus centimetre hybrid like Caddy though than it is to find a 170 centimetre Nick Watson.
Who's had a better start to their AFL career? Nick
Who
Watson.
plays for a better
Watson,
team?
but that's not the question.
Who plays for a better team?
Nick Watson.
It's not
Absolutely.
a-
Who plays for a better team? So
Yeah.
that's
but
going to do
it's
well.
also I think people confuse these sometimes. Like it's not a ranking, and people would say Harley Reid doesn't deserve to be 1. Like it's not about deserving it.
No,
Yeah.
correct.
It's about who would you take?
Yeah, absolutely.
If you had to pick again, I think you'd still take. I think you'd still take Caddy. Granted, I agree with you that Nick Watson's had a better career. And then it was Curtin, Windsor, and I went Humphreys at 10. I'm pretty harsh on the North guys there because I'm cutting out McKercher
Colby
and Dersma.
Dersma.
Does-
I just think Colby McKercher's had a really, really bad year, and I'm concerned. So I'm probably just letting out my psychological
there he
trauma.
is, Wiedering. Oh, what? Wiedering on McRae. Interesting matchup.
Was that Wiedering or McRae, did you say?
Yeah, McRae had no chance. Bobby Hill only won a Norm Smith. No big deal. Agreed. Ashley, we can't keep losing the centre clearances. Yeah, your midfield's getting towed up completely now.
JG has just said in the comments, or asked in the comments, what's my current top 3 for this year's draft? That's an interesting one. So definitely at the moment, number 1 pick is Cooper Duff-Tyler.
Is that the
200
tall guy?
centimetre, yeah, ruck forward. I think he'll be getting drafted as a forward, though, as that guy that can pinch hit. So play between those roles. But he can do everything. He's a freak, athletic, key position player. I think Willem Dersma will be in the top 3. Hasn't had an amazing start to the year so far. But just the 190 centimetres, can play midfield, can play everywhere. I think he's up there. And I will go Sam Grill.
Sam Grill.
Yep.
Never heard of him.
Let him cook.
Silvani has had a great quarter.
Next, Chris Judd.
Next, Chris Judd. Wow.
Might be overplaying that a little
I'm
bit.
Sam Grills. Today I'll be in Australia.
Do you reckon he'll get a
Watch me
sponsorship
drink my
deal with?
urine.
Do you reckon he'll get a sponsorship deal with Grill, the burger place?
Probably. They had
He should.
Jack Pioneers did one. It's affiliated with the D's, so maybe if the D's take...
Yeah,
they don't have their first pick, the D's, do they? Don't Essendon have the
Yes,
Demons'
yeah,
first
yeah,
pick?
they do because they traded back in for. So
What a great
Essendon.
move that was.
Wait, so what was that trade?
So
That's not Wanganeen Miller. How many touches does he have? Before we go on that tangent, how many touches does he
Not
have?
enough because he needs more of it for St Kilda to be winning.
so that trade, Drews, it was the Bombers did it tactically because they had Kako.
Yes.
They wanted to get out of that bid because the pick would get eaten up in points.
Yep.
So they trade out of their first round pick. Melbourne come in for it and try to get it at sort of like a discounted rate, I suppose. But now the arse has fallen out of Melbourne this year. So now that pick's become a lot higher in this year's draft
Right.
and Essendon get it. So it's probably worked out in the end, as much as Essendon fans were annoyed because the Kako bid didn't actually come before that pick anyway. So technically they didn't need to do it. But yeah.
No, but if we hadn't used,
Someone could have bid.
they definitely would have bid. Like, why would you not? Because we're going to match.
I
the
know you
bids.
say that, but they don't. They don't do it. Recruiters don't seem to.
Everyone hates Essendon though. They'll do it.
Maybe.
They do it.
That
to
sounds
us.
like something an Essendon fan would
They
say.
do
Everyone
it to
hates us.
Everyone hates us.
Wah, wah.
It's like
seriously, you ask the general footy public who are your top 3 most hated teams. If you're not a Collingwood supporter, you'd have Collingwood up there. You might have Carlton up there, and you'll have Essendon up there. I feel like without fail.
I'd have Carlton,
Carlton.
St Kilda, and West Coast.
Wow.
Why St Kilda?
Just
I'll give you a pronunciation one there.
yeah.
You say St Kilda.
What is it?
St Kilda.
St Kilda.
St Kilda.
St Kilda.
Saint.
I've always said St Kilda.
It's not. It's just
St Kilda.
There's no Saint. It's just St.
I would say like
Sunt.
I'm going to Luna Park. It's in St Kilda. I would always say that wrong. There you go. You learn something new every day.
Interesting.
Kilda.
Best on ground so far, Nasiah Wanganeen Miller with 10 disposals, 8 of those kicks.
You don't want him getting 10 kicks a quarter, do you?
229 metres gained. Jackson Binns had a busy first quarter. 9
Far out.
disposals. And did you get 1 goal 1 in the end because it was touched on the line. Kerno with 2 goals. And yeah, Dylan's usually the stat man. So over to you, Dylan.
I can take over if you'd like. Kernow's kicked. Kernow's been,
Who?
Kernow's been the best on ground.
Sorry, I don't know who this is.
Yeah, we're going to have to drill it into
Kerno,
it.
just let me be. You can have your St Kilda, and I can have my Kernow.
No, if you're telling me that it's St Kilda is wrong, we have to fix this.
Yeah, St Kilda.
It's St Kilda.
St Kilda.
St Kilda.
I believe so.
It's
Get in the comments, St Kilda fans. St Kilda. There is no Saint.
But they're the Saints though. They're not the Saints.
No, they're the Saints. But do you say Saints Kilda?
The-
You're not saying
So
Saints
it's the
Kilda.
St Kilda Saints.
The
St Kilda Saints. Yeah.
St Kilda Saints, not the St Kilda Saints.
Can anyone what
My
do you
head
say?
hurts
Corroborate this for me.
Yeah.
Kai Broom says, where would you rate Caden Cleary in the redraft? Was taken at like 25 or so in the national draft. Would he be like 15 to 20 region? Yeah, he's playing like that. Cleary's playing sort of higher half forward, isn't he, for the Swans this season?
Yeah.
I mean, they've had a pretty tough year. Like, he looks all right. I find that hard to place off the top. Maybe just inside the top 20. There's a lot of good players in that draft, though. Like, I left out of that, obviously, McKercher, Dersma, you're talking Kashadir,
Yeah.
Archie Roberts.
Oh, Archie Roberts, what a jet at 19.
These tops. Taylor Goad was in that draft as well, developing ruckman at North. We haven't seen him, but he could be a good one. So, yeah, maybe 20 to 25 was about right for him. My dad's got in the comments now and said, just another take on the pronunciation of Kerno. How about Kernoff? Thanks, Dad.
Well, he's definitely on tonight. So
On you, Gary.
Wanganeen Miller on
Gary.
fire. What would be his trade value if he goes home? Interesting conversation, Drewzy.
surely he doesn't go home, man.
Can we just speculate, though, for the fun of it?
Yeah, I would hate that though. We can
Yeah.
speculate for the fun. What would it be worth?
Yeah.
God. Is it one where Butters goes the other way? Is it?
Ooh, that'd be
it-
juicy, wouldn't it? You don't see that much anymore.
There could be some big names moving about this offseason. Cozzy,
Harley.
Nas. You reckon Harley Reid will go?
Oh, he could. Like, I'm not
What,
saying
his
he will.
contract's up at the end of this year, is it?
No, I think he's got one more, doesn't he?
Who's this, sorry?
Harley.
Harley Reid.
I think he's got
Yeah,
one more,
Harley's
but I
got
mean,
one
he could break the contract, couldn't he?
What's contracts there for apparently these days?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it just
Francis
means
tore his up after a year.
Yeah.
So.
torn Francis. Harley Reid just strikes me as that guy that he just hates losing, doesn't he? Like, he hates the situation that he's in. Because
Has he kicked up a stink once?
Nah, but on field, the way that he plays, the way that he looks, he hates being in that situation. I'm not saying he hates West Coast.
Yeah.
He's
Look, he might, but
I don't think
we're not
so.
ruling that out.
We're not ruling that out, but yeah, I don't think that's it. I think it's more to do with the fact that he just hates losing and he's pissed off because he's probably, like most of his younger developing stages, he's beating up on people and now he's struggling and he's got no one there to help him. It's not like he's
because Yo is out with injury and stuff like that. Like they're there to be a foil for him and to protect him a little bit, but he hasn't had that this year.
Exactly.
So, what would you get for Nasiah Wanganeen Miller? You're the draft and trade man.
Yeah. I mean, it's what it ends up coming down to is like what the other team has.
Yes.
Generally speaking, player says, I want to go to this team. It's a little bit easier if they just say, I want to come back to Adelaide or I want to come back to Melbourne or whatever it is. But if they say, I want to go to this specific team, I want to go to Port Adelaide, say Nasiah does that, what do Port have?
Nothing.
Zach Butters.
They have Zach Butters and that's about it.
Like, it probably ends up being, if he was like adamant that he wanted to go home. It probably ends up being something like Port Adelaide's first round pick and their future first, maybe a future second as well, something like that.
They've got Sava Radaglia.
Yeah, we'll give you a Sava. We'll give you Lacocious.
A steak knives Radaglia.
Yeah.
Be a
I mean,
big deal.
look what happened with all the player movements in 2024, like Baker and Bolton. Who else was there? I just felt like there were so many trades that even the Houston trade, like the team never really got remuneration for those players at the high end, did they?
No.
Probably Richmond's the exception. Richmond seemed to get
With
what
Bolton.
they wanted for Baker and Bolton.
And then they also get North's first as well this year.
Oh, yeah.
Did you have garlic bread before I got here? Because I've just absolutely hoed through this.
I haven't had a slice yet.
Boys.
No, I'm joking, man. You can have it.
I've got a carb load. I'm playing footy tomorrow. We're playing Hawthorn.
See, I knew this.
I'm not having any more.
Drews, if you were if they did a Wattle Park Animals
Yeah.
AFL 26 game, well, give me your attributes.
Where
would you be?
Attributes, and I'll give you the rating.
Speed.
Oh, okay, yeah, sorry.
Out of 100,
Yeah, sure.
27.
Wow.
Are you not no pace?
You're just in your endurance, are you?
Hardly. I'd give myself like a 48 endurance.
Can't run fast, can't run slow.
Yeah. Next.
No, wait.
Aerial ability.
0.
No leap.
I don't leave the ground because I don't want to do a knee because I've got to work to pay my bills and go to Europe, so I'm not jumping.
No jumping.
No
Is
jumping.
that so? That's a choice thing rather
Yeah.
than an ability.
So it's not 0 then, is it?
Oh, we'll give it a 6 out of 100.
What else can we do?
Dexterity.
I don't know what that means.
Neither do I. No, I think it's the ability to use both hands.
Get in the chat. What?
Not entirely
attributes?
sure why you'd need that in football. I guess if you can kick left foot, right foot. What's your kicking ability like?
I turned the ball over 3 times in my defensive 50 last week. Out
of 3 kicks or out of how many kicks though?
Probably like 5-6 in the quarter.
So about 50%.
What about physicality?
Aesthetically, probably like 88. Like functionally, like 32.
Mental. Your mentals.
Yeah, mental.
How you read the play.
Mental physicality. How do I read the play? Not
Mental
well.
physicality.
My overall rating would be 20.
Go Rohan.
Hewitt
again. Sharks the tap. Goes inside 50. That well, not quite.
Yeah,
such an aesthetic.
physical would be very low. But I've got like everyone's like, oh, Drew's like, you're looking good, man. Like, and I'm like, yeah, because I've been to the gym and just repped.
It's all just aesthetics.
It's all aesthetics. Like, if I could do content full time, Dylan, I would put my head over the ball. I would jump. I would go in harder because I know I could go home, sit on my bum, edit some videos, and make a living out of it. But when you got to punch spiders and feed donkeys flowers, you got to be able to walk to do that.
You do. I get what you're saying. Carlton
smacking him.
Yeah, like on the stat sheet too, like you're having a bit of a look here. It's now 16 inside 50s to 10. Clearance is 15-9, so they're getting on top.
Elijah Holland's top of the square.
That was not a good kick.
Carlton, this is the thing with Carlton. Like they are scary with that forward line.
Uh-oh.
I think that's just a corky, isn't it?
You'd hope so. Did you see that Lockie Schultz?
I was just about to say
KO
that. As soon as
last
I heard
night?
concussion, that was so bad. Like, what are we doing? I completely agree with
Game show stopped.
Yeah, Darcy Moore said after the game. Like he knew that he was out on field. He knew that.
Yeah.
Everyone should have just been like,
why can't we just stop the game?
Yeah.
It just
Ridiculous.
it's incredible that he's there stumbling over. It looks so bad.
So bad.
So the best duty of care there is to just leave him on the floor, bring the card out, sit on the
Surely.
card. Yeah.
Surely.
Oh my God.
It looked like he got knocked out 3 times in one play.
Yep.
Bang,
and then
what a kick.
even when he was on the bench, they were like moving him around onto different chairs. They're like, get up, like come over here.
Yeah.
I was like, just leave him alone.
I
Like
know.
he looks so tired and out
Everyone
of
was
it.
like getting around him, like patting him on the back, like checking if he was all right. Just terrible way to handle it.
Yeah.
Wanganeen Miller looked like a groin, people are saying in the chat.
Cooked a groin.
That's the last time he'll ever play for St Kilda. No.
Saint Kilda.
St Kilda.
St Kilda.
Have you always noticed me say St Kilda wrong?
Never.
No, just because I'm picking on you.
Just because you're picking on me,
back.
I got to.
Yeah, nice. Kerno's time is Kern now. because he's kicked 3 goals. See, that's when you can say it because it's a play on words.
St Kilda have been very bad after the first few minutes of this game. They've just completely gone into self-preservation mode, trying to force these short kicks that just simply are not there. Ball movement non-existent. Carlton all over him at the moment, and this is just disgusting.
There you go.
Because we tipped the Blues to lose, and they haven't so far.
Kai's just said he also had a fencing response. I don't know what that means specifically, but it must be... Is that the arms up in the air or something?
The fencing response.
Is that because you know when like people get concussed, it's like his arms went up when he was on the ground. When the arms go up, it's a like pretty.
Yeah.
Never heard of it. Fencing response.
Yeah, I don't know unless it's just a typo. But
the fencing response is an abnormal physical posture resembling the en garde position in fencing.
Is it like arms up?
That can occur after a head injury.
Well done, Dylan.
Dylan.
I picked that up from context.
The draft and
concussion expert. I should put that in my bio
Who
now.
is that over the back? 44.
That's White, isn't it? Or am I just going to keep saying it's White?
I'm pretty sure White's 38.
You might be right.
40.
Because we were at his debut at Collingwood game. I feel like he was 38.
Is Evans.
Oh, that's
There
Evans.
you go.
Yeah.
The other new no name. Who could be a good player? I'm not going to.
Oh my God. St Kilda are going to be freed from Nazire, aren't they?
If that's a groin for Nasiah, their season's done.
We have their future second, by the way. Just by the way.
You have their future second.
Pinged for insufficient intent.
Was it insufficient intent or was it on the full? Did it come off his foot?
Nah, he tapped it. He used his hand. Check this out.
Oh, come on.
That's
now.
not.
Oh,
He's trying to knock it to his advantage and
Yeah.
run onto it. Some umpires just need a good hard look at themselves.
Gary Lyon just said it. He said his intention was to put it into space.
absolutely.
Incredible.
Incredible scenes
Incredible
here at the MCG.
competence.
I'm going to have to go another bit of garlic bread.
Sharman back there.
Cooper.
Where's Dougal Howard? Is he in the team tonight? I haven't seen him.
Dougal Howard. He's playing, but
He is, yeah.
he's just playing incredibly poorly.
Lance Collard isn't even warming up. So Naz must be going back on.
He's not warming up because he's just going to give Nazire his groin. They'd much prefer the groin transplant mid-game than having Collard play. Oh my God.
It makes sense.
If you've got Young looking good at the moment, St Kilda are in all sorts.
Yeah, this is...
If Young is looking good.
I mean, they've got some big boys down there, Carlton, though. Like, he's 200. Lewis Young. Mackay is 200. And then Kernow is like 193, but plays like he's 200.
Who's 193 but plays like he's 200?
Kernow.
We'll get there, buddy.
We'll get there.
We'll get there. Just having a look at the draft order while we've been talking about it. So West Coast currently have the number 1 pick.
Lewis Young goes bang. That's a goal. Please, St Kilda, make this interesting. Please.
Yeah, that would be terrible if this just turns into a belting. Richmond have the next 2 picks, 2 and 3. So they're going to get some pretty good players there thanks to North Melbourne. Essendon at 4, which is Melbourne's pick.
Thanks, Melbourne.
Then it goes Sydney, Hawthorn, because they have Carlton's pick, who traded that away. Gold Coast, they have Port Adelaide's pick. And then it goes Essendon again. So you guys have got 4 and 8 currently.
Get around us.
A lot of damage.
Lots of damage.
What'd you say? Second round?
I'm pretty sure I got St Kilda second round.
You do. And your own. 26, 27.
We're all in full rebuild mode.
You got to.
We're here in the draft.
Yeah.
We don't have Dodoro anymore, the gift that kept on giving. He's finally out the door. In Rosa, we trust.
Matt Rosa.
I'd say forecasting that a little bit. I reckon you use picks 4 and 8 at the draft. And then I'd say 26 and 27 will probably get traded back. Maybe you hold one of those, trade one of them back 4 points for Swade and
for Swade and
Elshka. Yeah.
And so you reckon there's no... You reckon it's less likely that we try and poach Harley Reid than with these picks?
Oh, you'd have a look at it. Yeah. I mean, a lot would have to go right. I mean...
I would actually love Harley Reid at Essendon.
It'd be great.
I think Harley Reid would like to be at Essendon as well.
Is that his most likely destination?
Geelong are sniffing, apparently.
Geelong.
Every Melbourne club would be sniffing.
Yeah. And like... I guess the thing is with Essendon, does Harley Reid want to go to from West Coast, a team that's not winning, which I feel like that's the only reason he doesn't want to be at West Coast. Like, they're a big club.
Yeah.
You'd love to play for West Coast other than the fact that they're
Correct.
complete dog shit. And then if he's going to... Well, let's be honest. Like, they're in a world of pain.
I love that.
Yeah, of course, a Fremantle supporter loves that.
Yeah, and Essendon, he's kind of going... He's not going to a team in West Coast State, but he's going to a currently weak side.
Brad Hill with a quad.
Mate,
Jeez.
if Harley Reid comes to the Bombers next year, we're making the 8.
I'd love it because it would make... You'd be looking at...
Laugh any harder, please. Laugh harder.
No, it's just like...
I actually don't disagree with you.
Thank you.
No, I don't disagree either. It's just like, I don't know. Shoot higher than finals.
Do you
know?
think... But like
But
based
you
on
have
the...
to make finals before you can win finals.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you think Harley Reid's trade value since he's entered the AFL has gone up or down?
Neither.
No, it's gone. You would think it's... I mean, he was number 1 draft pick. He's not going to be better than number 1
Yeah,
draft
but he
pick.
was also... Let's remember, when he was drafted, he was
Generational.
more than a number 1 draft pick.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't think it's gone up or down. I think you'd still have to give up, let's say, the equivalent of like 2 first rounders. And
I do think
else.
it's similar, though, to the Jason Horne-Francis situation with North, that as much as his value probably hasn't changed, but... North Melbourne were at the same time, and now West Coast are in a worse bargaining position than they were.
Yes.
Because
He's shown that he's not a one-man band. Like, he needs to have other senior players around him.
yeah,
Zach Merritt, Harley
Zach
Reid.
Merritt, Harley
Hello.
Reid, Darcy Parish, Jai Caldwell, Sam Durham. Bro, are you getting as stiff as I am?
I mean
Sam Durham is
Harley's the
hot.
player you guys have never been able to find. Like it's in the modern era, every
Yeah.
team's had that punishing. Oh, go Boxall. That punishing sort of inside midfielder with power, like speed and power.
Yes.
You guys tried to get a B grade Will Setterfield
Yeah.
to play that role. Not good enough.
No.
Apparently, Nazaya Wanganeen-Miller is coming back on. We were speaking about Haynes. Well, I said before that he's a bit of a barometer. When Haynes is good, Carlton are good. And he's intercepted a fair amount so far in this game.
That'd be a fairly worrying sign if you're a Carlton fan that Haynes
Yeah.
had to play well for you guys to play well. Wouldn't?
He was one of the highest paid players in the comp apparently last year.
What?
Yeah, because of like a
Yeah, he plays
back-ended contract.
He plays for the Giants as well. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but like, I don't know.
You got Sam Taylor taking the number 1 guy every week.
They were stacked down there. Like, yeah, he was out of the side, but it's not like he's a bad footballer. Like, we're not talking about Alex Silvani here. You know what I mean?
Their key position recruiting's been incredible. The Giants.
Oh, even their small forwards have been amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, their small forwards are ridiculous.
Oh, look at Hugo. Desperation, but not enough.
Freo play the Giants away next week. Can't wait for that.
Oh, God.
This
You guys
is-
are away.
Yeah. Then we got Port Adelaide.
Is that at Canberra or at NG Stadium?
I'm not sure. They're the same
If it's
to me.
Canberra, then you're a chance because for some reason the Giants suck playing at Canberra.
I genuinely wouldn't know a difference, to be honest. You sort of just rock up to play GWS and you're like,
Well, Giant Stadium's in Western Sydney, I think.
Yeah.
And Carrara
right.
is Canberra. Yeah. I think it's an hour away, I think. So it's not consistent.
Yeah. The centre bound said Haynes is no Luke McDonald. That's a good way to put it.
Lukey McDonald.
I'm like, who's Luke McDonald? That guy that plays for North. Like,
Your boy.
just incredible.
It's your boy.
Oh, your boy McRae right there.
You
The
know,
Saints need to do something here.
You know how like you look at the modern game at the moment, and I feel like the players that are really standing out are those guys that just make consistently sound decisions. And Luke McDonald, who is one of the leaders at North Melbourne, he's just the guy that just cannot make a sound decision.
Yeah, he's incredibly consistent at not doing that.
Yeah. It's not even, it's almost like obviously being able to execute the skills is really important as well. Like have that in your locker, but it's just making good decisions. And when your leaders are players like Jai Simpkin and
Is
Luke
he in the
McDonald,
leadership group, Luke McDonald?
I mean, he was a captain last year.
Wow.
Bro,
So-
when Sam Walsh is walking through 3 tacklers
Oh, no.
and then a scrub kick lands in the goal square,
There's
you know
Walter
it's
White.
not your night. You know it's not your night when
Yep.
Sam Walsh is just walking through 3 tacklers and then a scrub kick is a perfect through ball.
When Walter
Through
White, freaking, who are the other guys that have popped up? Evans.
Walter White?
Walter
Yeah,
White.
Walter
that's him.
White, Evans and Binns.
And Binns.
Binns.
They're looking.
That's the trifecta of fuckery, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're a Saints fan,
Man,
like-
that's Luke Hodge. That's Luke Hodge, Buddy Franklin, Jordan Roughhead right there.
Yeah, this is how I felt last week when it was like Sharman just making us look like Sharman looked like a prime Nick Revolt last week.
mate, when we played Carlton, like Motlop, Lewis Young looked awesome. It was
Yeah.
like just these.
Motlop can do that, but
Who's the other one down there? The small forward. Sorry, Durden. That's who it was. Like he looked ridiculous. He looked like Sirioli.
Meanwhile, you come against the Bombers and we suck.
who have you got this week? The Bombers.
The Swans at Marvel.
That's always a good game, isn't it?
We always have cracking games,
Yeah.
us two. It doesn't matter where we are on the ladder.
Box.
Go on, Mitch.
Mitch is in the centre. Was he
Mitch,
rucking or
the
was he
mid.
midding?
Nah, midding.
Midding.
Mid-ding. Pumps it inside 50. High along
Oh,
Cooper.
Sharman was held there.
He was held for sure.
Ross Lyon, what have you got, son? See,
Ross, the boss.
he absolutely outclassed JO in the coach's box last week, and Voss has been criticised for his tactical nous, and Voss is standing up so far.
I'm not sure this is tactics, to be honest.
What do you think it is? Holding the ball.
That's holding the ball. That's what I think that is.
Go Filippo.
Filippo, back to him.
How's the shoe from Windhager?
Vindhager.
Vindhager.
Come on, figure it out.
Shardog.
Cooper.
Gee, he looks good
This
sometimes.
is so ugly.
We need a goal here.
Come on, Pooh. Come on.
See, that's not game plan. High tackle. Oh my god. So that's not game plan.
So you were saying it's not tactical? Is it
Yes.
just like lack of execution from St Kilda?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And
Well-
they're not as dynamic as they were last week.
Look at. I said it off the top. I'm not tooting my own
They're a
horn
marble
here.
team.
No, but they're a marble team. Yeah, but
Go for it.
Carlton are taking a number of intercept marks in that back 50.
Yes.
Saints forwards are undersized.
Yes.
So it's a problem. Oh, that's good.
Poo,
I love the poo.
Poo. Everybody.
He'll kick this and he'll do like a double cobra or something. I reckon the poo. Probably not.
I love that nickname.
Don't poo-poo the poo-poo. I'm quoting General Melchett from Blackadder, if you've seen this.
Blackadder. Blackadder goes fourth.
That's the movie, I'm pretty sure. Or
No,
was
that's
that the
the-
last
that's the
series?
second
The last
season.
Blackadder goes fourth.
I get my dad to get in the comments because he'd know.
Blackadder, which one? The one with General Melchett.
We
Is it
need a goal,
the World
Pooh.
War One.
Yeah,
World War
that
One.
might be. Yeah, goes fourth.
Yeah, look at him go.
Get around it.
Poo.
He's losing his shit.
Oh, we're
Someone
back.
say he's losing his poo. We're getting it.
His brother, Jevon Philippou, is in the draft in 2025.
There you
Jevon
go.
Poo.
What range are we?
Top 20. Top
This is
20.
getting silly now.
Jevon Poo.
Jevon Poo.
All right, enough poo talk.
Would you say it's Matthias or Matthias?
I say Mateus.
Matthias?
Ooh.
Matthias.
I say Mateus.
I think I say Matthias.
I'm Amadeus, but I'm Mateus.
Hit us up about that as well. The centre bounce just says, I hate Max Hall. Wish North were as good as getting
Oh,
a
he
Georgia
hates
pick."
Max Hall because he doesn't have him in his super coach team.
Where was he taken from? He was
Poo's
taken
been
from
released.
Box Hill. Box Hill boy.
Who? Max Hall. Yeah.
The poo's been released. That's not me. That was Jez. That was centre bounce.
That was an awesome celebration from the Poo as
Oh, I
well.
love it. If
Go
that
McRae.
If that doesn't get you up,
I'd love to see him do a celebration where he just squats down and like
Here we go. Nas.
oh, working that groin.
Oh.
That bounce was just perfection.
Off the
wasn't it?
outside of
and that
the
kick
right
was
boot.
hot. Off to Caminiti. Back to him.
Should've
He's your
used him.
saviour. He pumps it high and long.
That's in.
Is it
That's
gonna
in.
go
That's a goal.
oh, wadering the brick wall. Instantly, as soon as the Zywang and Ian Miller come back on, it's like, oh, St Kilda can move the ball again.
There you go. Your dad. Blackadder goes forth.
Blackadder goes forth.
Thanks, Gary.
Did we mention the Kai Broom GWS overrated comment? Losing Peatling, Cumming, Haynes. Oh, is that? Yeah, Haynes, Perryman alongside Cogs, Kelly, and Ward sort of getting older.
They're overrated as in they shouldn't have been as rated this season
like,
because of the
that's
losses.
50. That is 50. He hasn't thrown the ball directly back to him.
Free kick, Carlton.
No, maybe like we
Absolutely.
have this idea that GWS are a super stacked powerhouse, and
Well, it's true that they've lost. Like those players are significant players.
Yeah.
Again, I did a draft re-ranking of the 2016 draft. I had Cumming in the top 10. Like I reckon he's a great player, great size. I guess the
high
question is.
tackle.
That was a poo hand.
Hi!
Umpire! Why are you looking at umpire?
There's got to be a whistle somewhere.
Yeah, it is.
There was three.
Oh
there.
my god! I thought they weren't going to pay that.
Jeez, the umpires go forth at this rate. They're not even umpiring at this. Oh my god.
I don't understand the reference.
Oh, it was a Blackadder.
Blackadder
goes forth.
again. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Gary will be happy about that.
Higgins kicks it. Bang.
Honestly, it's my favorite TV show of all time.
Oh, it's a classic.
It's my
It's an
favourite.
absolute classic. This is Rowan Atkinson, Mr. Bean.
Okay.
And not even just him. There was also Hugh Laurie.
Hugh Laurie from
Stephen Fry.
Dr. House.
No.
What?
I was born in 2001.
No, Dr. House is like a 2000 show.
You were not born 2001.
Yeah.
You were born in a compound sentence. 2001. That's how everyone who's born in
You
the
were
2000s.
born in a compound.
When year were
sentence.
you born, Joe?
95.
95.
Oh,
Jeez.
come on. You're only 6 years older than me, man.
That's plenty enough. You haven't seen Blackadder, bro. You need to get.
Maybe
you
I
need
do.
to catch up. That's the
You
best.
said Blackadder's the best TV show of all time, but
Of
to be
all
a
time.
part of
You-
True Footy Enterprises Limited, you
You
know what
like
the
some of those
answer
British
is.
shows, though, right?
Yeah.
You like Peep Show.
Yeah.
But you'd love Blackadder then.
Yeah,
It's
well-
just an older
Well, I'll get around it.
in-betweeners, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
If you love Monty Python stuff,
Yes.
oh, you're good.
Yeah, you'd love it then.
You love it.
I've seen, what is it? Always.
Oh,
look
Acres.
on the bright
Acres.
side of
Oh, that's a
life.
poor decision. It is a poor decision.
Life of Brian.
The Life of Brian.
Oh, that was...
Oh, come on.
come on.
How much longer do you want to keep tackling him?
It's St Kilda time now. We don't want to see any Carlton goals.
Was that Dougal Howard? What are these Carlton fans getting angry
What
about?
is she? I know.
Who do you hate more, Collingwood or Carlton, as an Essendon fan?
Carlton. Fuck Carlton.
We're getting there.
Fuck
Talk
Carlton.
to me about that. What's the genesis?
Oh, I mean, 99.
What
That's
happened
Oh,
before your time.
yes.
That's
Yeah.
before your time.
Yeah, of course. The 1 point
The 1 point
preliminary final. I
Yeah.
mean, at that time, they were two powerhouses in the competition.
Indeed.
Carlton had won the 95 flag, sorry.
Yes.
It was back then.
Back
I mean,
with
I can even be
Kuda.
included in this a little bit because North were a powerhouse.
You were.
Carlton,
Blake
Essendon.
Acres dislocated shoulder.
Yucky. He just took a big contested mark a couple of seconds before that.
We talk about...
More like a break.
Sorry, finish your...
It's break acres now.
Ah. You're
That's
warming
so
up.
rude.
No, that's good. That's
that was,
great.
That was just disrespectful.
No, I love that. I love that shit. Keep them coming.
Yes. North were a powerhouse.
Yes. What were you going to say, Drewzy?
No, were we talking Carlton Essendon prelim?
Yeah, we
or-
were.
Yeah.
99.
So essentially that year, Essendon were the dominant side.
Yes.
I
we
think
were clear favourite.
they'd beaten us earlier that season by a huge margin, if I remember correctly. Like you guys were just clearly the best team in the comp.
Clearly.
Come up against Carlton, who were a bit of an outsider in that game. It come from probably 5 to 8 on the ladder. I can't remember the exact specifics, but it was an overwhelming favouritism to the Bombers. Come in, Carlton just jumped them at the start.
Right.
Were able to just hold off a bit of a buffer. Essendon came home really hard in the last quarter and just... I reckon you guys kicked double the points. Like it was an amazing...
Yeah, it was ridiculous. The score.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Trying to-
Frick's sake.
No, not young.
That can't be the only reason you hate Carlton more than
We
Collingwood.
kicked 14 goals, 19 behinds to their 16-8
Yeah.
to lose by a point.
But Drewzy, this opened the door. I'm happy about that because it opened the door for me as a North Melbourne supporter because we got Carlton.
And then you won the
We would
final.
have
They
got
won.
we would have got smashed by Essendon.
Oh,
Yeah,
it
right.
wouldn't have been funny.
Bit of a 2018 number like West Coast winning the flag.
We felt like it was vindication because the year before in '98 we were the best team
Yeah.
and we lost to the Crows, who came from like 6th on the ladder to get
Did
get
they
us.
win it that year?
Yeah, they beat
Crows?
us in the granny.
Yeah.
From like 6th.
Yeah, it's insane.
Isn't like you think back to those times like Crows, North, Essendon, Carlton being the best sides, and it's like you can't even.
Can't even imagine it.
Mate,
now.
we were in the prelim every year.
That's nuts.
I know,
Where
right?
did it all go wrong?
I know, like even us, 16 flags, and
Do you think-
haven't. And to think that after this long of a drought, we're still 16. And there's a
Yeah.
lot of people hate Essendon because they have traumatic experiences of Essendon winning all the time. It's just like, well, I'd like a little bit of that, as an Essendon supporter.
Oh,
I
for
missed
sure.
out on all that old glory.
But that can't be the only reason why you hate Carlton more.
Oh,
than
their
Collingwood.
fans suck too.
Carlton fans worse than Collingwood fans. Do you think?
I think they are.
Yeah, I think they are. The second they are even, they have a modicum of ability, immediately they just get out the
Yeah.
woodworks and
Do you
say, baggers off
They have
blaggers."
they have like amnesia
100%.
about what's just gone on.
Exactly.
And then as soon as they start winning, they're the
We're back.
Yep.
We're
and
back, baby.
they love their players.
Do you think?
Until they start abusing and swearing at them as they go down the races.
Do you think that will be the same thing with Essendon when you start getting that little bit good, like you're like a genuine top 8 side, like because
Yeah.
you're such a big club?
Yeah, they're a pack of pricks
it's
as well.
gonna- you're going to come out of the woodwork.
Well, I can say, I like to consider myself a based supporter. So when you're a big team, you capture a lot of, I suppose, a wide range of society.
Yeah.
When you're a big club, and so you're obviously going to have a lot of dickheads, but I also
Yeah.
think you're also going to have the humble ones who understand that after a long period of time, success isn't guaranteed or promised to you, and you simply accept it. So I can totally see there will be a lot of people who do, of course, bring the Essendon name down,
but not you.
They won't be me. No, absolutely. I'll be Captain Magnanimous.
I don't get that reference.
It's all right. I
don't know either, to be honest with that one.
It wasn't even a reference. I was just calling myself Captain Magnanimous.
Yeah, okay. So you'll be perfect.
Fair.
Oh, this game.
No, the Saints are going to cook here. Rowan Marshall. Rohan.
Roma.
Do you know what's funny about me calling him Rohan? His spelling of Rowan is
with
a W.
That's what I was like. I genuinely thought, because you like,
Rowan.
yeah, I don't know.
Rowan.
I thought you like Kerno, Rohan Marshall. I sort of, I don't know. I just thought you didn't have it.
Oh my God.
No,
Once
I knew.
Essendon finally win a final, we'll hear about it for years. You're so right, Jez.
Oh,
I
we will.
won't shut up about it. I'll be like, where were you when Essendon finally broke the drought?
I definitely feel like Essendon are one of those like eternal optimist type teams. There's not a lot of negativity. I mean, there's negativity within the fan base.
Yes, of course.
But how they output that to other people, I feel like everything's always going good. It's difficult to say bad things.
Better.
Yeah.
We're always exactly.
Yeah.
It's got to turn. We're always saying it's got to turn.
Turn.
We can't be shit like this forever. It's got to turn.
Freo is probably the other way around. We're very pessimistic. Like, we're just shit. We just suck, especially after the last.
I don't
this year.
find you like that though. You're an optimistic fan.
No, there's a lot of upside in the list, but like the Melbourne and St Kilda games have just been like disgusting.
This has been a bit of
Poo.
Oh, look at the calmness.
So calm. Too calm.
Too calm, yeah.
Check his heart. Check his pulse. Does he have one? He's way too calm.
He was just a little bit slow hand to foot there. I didn't like that from the poo.
No.
Go Garcia, get on him. Get on him.
We needed to be
He
running.
didn't want it there, Garcia.
No, he
that was
didn't.
a
Bro, he drew
Drewzy-esque
that free
effort.
kick clear as day.
There's a lot of cunning in these.
Yeah, he was constipated
Carlton.
there, the poo.
Akers went off. I think who's number 2 for Carlton?
Cowan.
Cowan.
I think he went down the race as well, so they might be down
Not
a couple
Cohen?
of slumps here.
Yeah, right. Cowan's one of those like important defenders because he's like a hybrid type, so he takes a weird forward.
Yeah.
One of those.
Kai Broom, been active in the chat. Appreciate you, Kai.
He's a legend,
Is
Kai.
Akers the worst field kick in the comp? I'm going to say no.
The
And
worst.
I wanted to talk Blake Akers before he got injured, but then he went and got
Is
injured.
Akers the worst? Surely he's not the
That
worst.
is a free kick.
Every
He
day
just
of the
wrestled
week.
to the ground.
Carlton are getting away with a lot here.
A lot.
Point being made is we speak about the top end talent of Carlton, right? So
Yes.
obviously Cripps, Kerno, you know the names, the spine,
Yeah, Walshy.
yada yada yada. I see Akers as one of their most important players, and I think Haynes just got concussed. By the way, I'm pretty sure he just got concussed.
Just stop the game if you think there's a slight possibility that he's been concussed. Can't we just wait?
Are they taking the ball his way just to make sure they use him as a shepherd almost?
Jesus, I don't get it.
To put a ribbon on my point, when Akers is fully fit in a good side, I think he's one of the best wingers in the comp.
You know who it is?
I agree. I think he's actually one of their. He finished 6th in their best and fairest last
Yeah.
year, which kind of shows the quality. And they were a finals team last year.
Big-bodied player with the running ability.
Yep.
He can finish. He's one of those wingers that runs post to post.
And one thing you haven't mentioned is his aerial ability, which is
Yeah.
really strong as well. He took a big contested mark before that. Probably like as far as retention ball use,
Poo.
Pusif.
MCG holds
The
it straight.
sphincter
Oh,
is
jeez.
erect. Okay, no.
He's sprayed the ball with that
Wrong
one.
side for a left
Wrong
footer.
side.
Finish your point, Dylan.
Yeah, Blake Akers. He probably isn't the best like retention kicker as far as like those short passes. He's a bit more of a meters gain guy. Like he often goes long.
So he just loves the bomb.
He
Yeah, and
does.
I guess that's what Kai is talking about. I wouldn't call him the worst field kick in the competition though. Like, have you seen McRae?
We're back.
Have you seen
We're
Matt Johnson?
back.
Have you seen Patrick Cripp? Like, there's a lot of inside mids that are way worse field kicks. Who else are we talking?
The worst kick
Oh,
in the comp.
a ruckman surely has to be worse. The ruckman's surely somewhere.
Oh, there'd be some rucks that are worse.
I'd say Draper before this year would have been like missing his foot.
Has Draper played his last game for Essendon?
No, he's staying.
He's staying?
Yeah, he's staying. He stays.
Are you confident in that?
Yeah, I'm pretty confident. He's
Kai
ruptured,
said-
ruptured his Achilles. Like,
Kai
it's
said-
not a small thing.
Acres,
Yeah,
sixth worst kicking efficiency in the league this year. Well, you've debunked your own point there, then, Kai.
He's
not the worst.
He's the 6th worst.
Yeah, but like I also wouldn't be straight going off kicking efficiency either.
No, yeah, correct.
That can be
very inflated.
Yeah.
What makes you so confident that Draper will stay?
That's clearly a high tackle umpire. Seriously, the Carlton are getting completely kissed because it's a big investment the way he was going, and he's injured now with an injury that might not see him recapture his best form. Is it going to be an investment that another team would want to spend so much on without knowing what you're going to get? Whereas for us, we rate him obviously super highly internally, that we want to keep him and we'll pay him maybe overs compared to what another club might pay.
So you don't think you don't think another club would be willing to offer him what you guys would?
Probably not. I mean, when you've got a ruptured Achilles, some players just don't come back the same from that type of injury, especially someone who's so in a position and in a game style. Like, he's a very dynamic, physical, agile, athletic type of player.
Yeah.
And it's not like he's a skillful player. He's a dynamic player. And if his
I
body
agree.
doesn't get back the same with a ruptured Achilles, then that's a big price to pay.
I got cramp in my hammy. Oh,
Do you really?
Yep.
Oh, Drewzy.
Is that what that sound was?
I've done a hammy.
I thought it was a
Bro,
poo.
this
He's
happened
done
at
a
the pub
hammy.
last
He's
week.
not even playing footy. Oh, it's incredible. The fitness here.
Oh, jeez.
At this bench. Garcia!
Oh, this happened at the pub last week. Sometimes my leg gets like caught underneath me on something.
You're cramping.
Gets caught at an angle. How have I got a cramp?
You're not taking the piss.
No, not at all. How have I got a
He has
cramp
cramp.
watching the football? That is
Not even watching Freo. Watching the Saints.
Watching the Aints.
I need another beer.
Yeah, in that.
They're right there. Do you want some pizza too? More carbs?
Man.
There's pizza, as you can
Joe
see.
bought pizza.
the
legend.
I've brought pizza.
I think Joe needs to replace me as co-host on the live stream because he brings a lot more than I do.
I don't bring cramps.
I saw him with the pizzas, and I was like, "What a legend!
What a man.
What a man!" Half time at the MCG. It's this. I was about to say it's the Saints. Well, the Saints trail the Blues by 14 points. Nasiah Wanganeen Miller, Jack Sinclair, and George Hewitt, the biggest disposal winners on the ground. Boys, I'm going to go and get a drink.
Yeah.
Go for
Take it away. How have you seen the first half?
St Kilda did well to fight back there, Joe. It was looking dicey for a bit. It looks like if Carlton kicked one or two more, it could have been game over.
Yes.
But they fought back into it well.
I have no idea how it's only 14 points. This game has been pretty chaotic. This is not a game that you would stream to international audiences.
No.
And to say this is a highlight of our game, because it certainly hasn't been. But,
How's that pour, by the way?
look at that head.
That's a barman's pour.
Look at this barman.
Oh, that's exceptional,
back.
Druzy.
He's back. I can now get my own.
All right.
We were actually having a conversation about that the other week, I remember, because I'm not necessarily, I don't really care if the game has high scoring.
Yes.
Necessarily. Like, I don't need a 120 to 100 shootout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How do you guys feel on that?
You know me, I like goals.
You like goals?
Low scoring games are my favourite.
You shouldn't go for Freo then.
I know. I know.
They
I need
hate
to charge
scoring.
my lappy again.
Oh, so you're leaving me by myself.
No, I'm not. Usually this sits nicely up here, but the extendable cord is
Okay, so Kai has said maybe I should say worst field kick for a winger. That's probably getting a little bit more fair.
we got 5 players below you.
Can't change the
none of them are
goalposts
wingers.
now, though,
Yeah.
Kai. No, but I mean, I suppose you look at those really high-end kickers, Goulden, D'Ambrosio, those types. Yeah, he's definitely not in that company. But I do think there are different types of wingers in the modern game. Akers definitely a guy that gets you out of jail aerially and physically a little bit more. So he can sort of get into stoppage and stuff like that a bit more. So I think he's a different type. I don't think you should necessarily be judging. I don't think he's like the worst. He doesn't have a noticeably poor kicking action or anything to me.
he does love like a big kick though. They made jokes about it when he was at Freo that like him and Luke Ryan just loved kicking like moonball torps.
Yeah, Luke
And
Ryan's
they
a
would
classic.
actually do it like in games. They just hit these massive moonballs.
Yeah.
Get that airtime, you know.
Again, though, like on some sort of tactical level, clubs wouldn't mind that he can just take ground. And when you've got playing for Carlton, you've got Curnow and Mackay to hit to.
Who?
Curnow and Mackay.
Well done. Keep him accountable.
The centre bounce just said that Lord might be injured too now. So that's Cooper Lord, the midfielder.
The Lord.
Yeah, Lord was warming up.
Oh, now he said Taines. So we're just reporting bad information there. Andy Munro said Rob is always shaky. Yeah, I mean, Riley O'Brien is a worse kick than Blake is. Blue's going to finish 18th, by JCR.
They're going to finish with 18 because of all the injuries.
Oh, yeah. I'm not picking things up very well tonight, am I?
No, off your game.
You do a great job, Dylan.
I have that effect on people.
Sinclair and Nass dominating. Andy Munro said, good for Drewzy's opponent tomorrow that you're cramping.
What's that?
Good for your opponents tomorrow that you're cramping.
Doesn't help that I'm drinking beer.
Doesn't help that you're watching St Kilda play.
Yeah, I had my parents over this past weekend, and yeah, we were at the pub. I played footy on the Saturday. Didn't drink any water all day. It was just beers after beers.
Wait, so this is the day before?
No, like day of. So I played in the morning.
Yeah.
And then just was just pub all day after that.
Oh.
And yeah, we were at the last pub and I was just sat there.
Did you wake up on the Sunday like in pain?
Nah, I didn't. But as I said, it's like I got my foot caught underneath like the footrest on the chair. I think I just like rotated and my muscles just got a bit like tight, and then they just started
contracting
out. Yeah, that's all right. I'm an athlete, so I'll get over it.
You are. You absolutely are an athlete. How was it? Which footy games did you go to?
I went to Carlton. No, Collingwood Geelong last week. Is that what we're talking about?
Yes. Yep. That was a classic. That was a great game.
One of the best games I've ever been to.
Yeah, I think we spoke about that on the stream, didn't we, on Sunday night? Yeah.
The Div 12 Rezzies, we're playing the same team that we played last week.
That's the team that you beat.
We lost. We were meant to win. The week before we won.
Yeah.
We should have won last week, but we didn't. And we should have won. We led up until there was like 5 minutes left in the game. Just didn't want it as much. And I feel like tomorrow we're going to
Was it the game where you said your turnovers?
Yeah.
If you hadn't have been there, you would have won.
If I wasn't in defence, we would have won 100%.
I love that.
So they've moved to the wing this week where I belong. And
you were the reason.
100%.
Drewzy made like 4 crucial turnovers in the back half.
No.
Resulting in goals.
I don't want to play in defence. Never put me in defence again. I'll go back and help out my defence, but if I'm one of the 6 defenders, no good. So 4:45 tomorrow, get down to Deakin Uni.
Deakin Uni. That is the Bennettswood Reserve.
That's it. That is it.
Yep.
What are you doing tomorrow at 4:45?
I will be watching APS football tomorrow.
Wow.
Under 18 stuff. I'm dedicated.
Some friend you are, Dill.
Dedicated to the cause. Sorry, mate. But then I'll probably get to your game afterwards to see if there's any possible draftees going top 20 there. We've got to talk about the Freo game.
Go on then.
That was yesterday evening.
Do we have to?
Do we have to?
He doesn't want to. Come on.
Okay, so
No, I can.
You can?
I can talk about it.
Freo have been Freo have had a really underwhelming, disappointing, whatever you want to call it, year. Was that game in isolation that bad? Talk about it, Drewzy.
We responded, particularly got back to our best around clearance, but we just can't. There's so many factors right now that I could go down. I could go down do we have the right forwards? Is Sean Darcy and Luke Jackson going to work? There's so many avenues that I could go down. But last night we were just bombing it long. Just bombing it long. It felt like Voss and Tracy and Amos were all leading to the same spot. And all Collingwood had to do all night, and they're an experienced side, they knew what was coming. All they had to do was intercept, or if the ball went to ground, find the overlap, get that handball, and then all they needed was one composed kick out of their D50 to Crisp or maybe like a Bo McCreary. Side bottom didn't really do all that much.
There was a lot of space in the forward half of the ground for them when they transitioned the ball.
So Bobby Hill, Jamie Elliott and Lockie Schultz would push up pretty much to centre half back, and when the ball was turned over, just leg
It's like testing your defence, right? Because your defence lacks leg speed, slow, run you back to goal. Bobby Hill looked like Michael Jordan. Chicago.
Michael Jordan.
Well, he did. He looked incredible last night. And he is great, but I mean, it is hard to kind of put your finger on it. I look at the fact that Collingwood were able to take so many intercept marks. I think it was 26 intercept marks, which is 16. Got the 6 from somewhere.
It's still a massive number.
It was a huge number. the fact that they were able to do that, I talked about it in tonight's game with Carlton being able to do it because St Kilda have a small forward line.
Yeah.
You guys don't have a small forward line. You've got a tall, really, you had Darcy in the team, you had Jackson in the team, you had Voss, Amos and Tracy. So it's a big, tall team. You shouldn't really be getting outmarked.
And now Smalls did nothing. Like Dudley, Murphy Reid needs to just like have a spell in the twos, I reckon.
Yeah.
Like he's come in round one.
You can't blame it on Murphy Reid.
No, I'm not saying like bad Murphy Reid, but it's like we've asked so much of him since he's come in and he's played such a big role and now he's getting like, getting a bit of attention and he's playing forward pocket as well. He's never been a forward pocket. Like, like Bolton was the only one that really looked like doing much.
But Bolton was almost more mid, I felt, last night.
Yeah, he was because Hayden Young's injured.
Yeah, I think he
But he was one of the best on ground, Bolton. I thought he
was incredible.
I thought Jordan Clark and Bolton were, really good. Jordan Clark looked like Luke Hodge last night.
He's a very good player.
Yeah.
Very
he
good
helped
player.
you get that start. Like if it wasn't for him, you wouldn't have had that hot start at the start of the game.
Yeah.
There's the thing that's standing out to me watching footy this season, like the guys that can make those decisions in the forward half of the ground, like pick the lock.
Yeah.
That's the difference between the sort of haves and the have-nots at the moment.
Yeah.
Like the Hawks, the Pies, even the Crows to some extent. Like there just seems to be more like decision makers in the team.
Yeah.
Where
we don't have that.
Yeah, whether that and
Without
that's the hard
Hayden
thing from a viewer's point of view. Like, do you put that on Longmuir? Is it him, or is it just the players aren't able to execute in the moment? I mean, he talked about it after the game that he actually wanted them to take those shorter kicks and not just hit the
Why are they bombing it long then? Because like watching that, so the first half we were down, but I liked the way we played. I was playing this game in my head because we were so slow on the ball last week that every time we took a mark, I went 3, 2, 1, and we'd move it. 3, 2, 1, we'd move it. So I was like, all right, speed on the ball, which is an important stat in the modern AFL. I was like, yeah, tick. Like, even though sometimes we turn the ball over, I'd rather us try to take the game on than move the ball slow.
Yep.
And then we come out in the third quarter and it looked like St Kilda again. Slow, questioning ourselves. And that doesn't happen without directive, I reckon. I don't think we just come out at halftime and
forget.
Well, not pick up where we left off. Like, we were in the game. I reckon JL was going to slow it down a bit and play a bit more controlled. And we looked shocking.
The funny thing is about that, though, I do, like, if that's what JL said, I feel like I agree with him to some extent because in the midst of a quarter, you have to do all of those things. You have to play fast. You have to play slow. You have to be able to control the tempo and kind of dictate, right? But it's like the difference between the good teams that make those decisions, they seem to make the decisions at the right time, when to go, when to be able to pick the lock, when to be able to progress the ball forward, and when we'll take the sting out of the game here. Collingwood probably in 2025, they've been the masters.
Yeah.
So you were kind of, in that sense, you're up against the toughest team.
And when it comes crunch time and it was late, like, you just knew Collingwood were going to get a win. Like, you're never going to out Collingwood.
No.
It was actually, to be honest, I thought the warning signs of that game were in the first quarter when I thought you were playing well, but they were still there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was just goals, like there was 2 red time goals in the first and second quarter, just like stupid mistakes. And that's what the difference is. Like, the 100%. More I watch football, the more you just know when it's not your day. And it's moments like that where they're
But
just
it's not your day for a reason too.
Yeah.
It's because they take their moments. I'm trying to think of the goals but like, I mean, Crisp was incredible.
Yeah.
Some of the goals that he kicked, and off the back of what happened to him last week with missing the goal on the siren.
Yeah.
He was awesome. I think he had.
He had a massive goal in that last.
Yeah.
Yeah. Matt Johnson's my new whipping boy, by the way. Like, big ups, Matt Johnson. He's probably a good kid, but like, he needs to spell on the twos. Yeah. Because what he isn't bringing right now is ball use, effective disposal. He puts himself in the right spots. He's a big-bodied player. Him and Erasmus got drafted in the same year. Johnson has been preferred to Erasmus the whole time, but one thing Erasmus does very well is his kick inside 50, and that's what we're missing at the moment.
So have him be sub, good idea.
I would swap it around.
I get concerned though by those types of players, Erasmus and Johnson are probably two. A lot of clubs are carrying these guys though. They're like 190 centimetre mids, big bodied mids, but they do lack a bit of quality on the ball. They're not particularly quick.
I think Erasmus has quality on the ball, but he lacks speed. Definitely lacks speed.
They both lack speed though, don't they? Johnson and Erasmus.
Johnson's not slow. I wouldn't say he's slow.
Okay.
I'd say he's like average midfielder pace. Not fast.
It's not like a Finn Callahan situation when you're big bodied and super quick though.
Yeah, he doesn't move too bad, Johnson. It's just his ball use. When he is uncontested running with forwards coming at him, he does not know what to do.
Yeah.
And a lot of the time, he will do a panic handball running inside 50 and it just invites the pressure. There was times yesterday where we were streaming out the front of the centre clearance and just overhandballed. And I'm not saying just punch it in long because we did that too much yesterday, but when you have Hayden Young in that position or Shea Bolton, they make the right decision.
Kick. Yeah.
One thing we did really well yesterday was stop Nick Dacos. We did, I think what did he get? 1 goal, probably had 14, 15 touches off the top of my head in the end. But
his most damaging period, I think, was in the second quarter when he pushed forward and there was a couple of marks in a short period of time. But was it Wagner that tagged him?
Yeah, Wagner tagged him. He's playing really well, Wagner. But Sarong's not up to it at the moment, which sucks.
I actually thought Brayshaw had a really good game from a defensive point of view last night.
Brayshaw's all Australian at the moment. He's top 3 in the Brownlow, I reckon. Or top 5.
I wouldn't put him in that calibre.
Would Sarong be taking points off him?
Only a couple games, but Brayshaw's been best on.
For some reason, when Freo win games, Sarong and Brayshaw, their player ratings are absurd.
Yeah,
and it's like they'll get the highest numbers ever, and it seems to always push them up in those.
Well, Brayshaw in the loss had incredible player rating last night.
Brayshaw, I think that there's probably not a better two-way running midfielder in the comp than Brayshaw.
Yeah,
the amount of times
good.
he just gets an intercept in, jumps across, he's
tackling,
and
Dunkley's up there.
Yeah, Dunkley, a similar type player. Sarong just worries me as that main sort of clearance mid because he just doesn't use the footy that well. He's not very athletic.
Yeah,
he's great at ground level. Great, super clean pickups. Shoots the handball out.
Yep.
But in terms of the damaging, he's almost like our Darcy Parish.
He's predictable. He is your Darcy Parish.
Yeah, when I look at Sarong, I say Darcy Parish.
Yeah, his kicking needs to improve, definitely. But
it's not a bad kick. You know what I mean? Even Darcy Parish, I think, cops a lot of flack face kicking, but it's just not. It's not a bad kick statistically, but it's just not a damaging kick.
But what we haven't seen with Sarong, and maybe it's because now that he's getting more attention, but it's inconsistency. He has been such a consistent player for us. I think he's a 2-time All-Australian. He's been All-Australian the last 2 years, top 5 in the Brownlow last year, rising star. He's always been consistent, and he's just the last couple weeks he's just gone missing. Hasn't really done his job around stoppages.
But I mean, you can't really accuse Freo of not doing their job around stoppages last night because would they win it?
Yeah, but I don't know. Sarong just went missing in the middle part of the game. I felt it was all Brayshaw.
Yeah, okay.
Bolton, Brayshaw. It wasn't Sarong.
Yeah. No, actually, I don't think Sarong was high on the clearance numbers, but just as far as
Bolton.
overall with clearances and field position last night, you actually had the game on your terms. But
Sarong has levels to go at the moment.
Yeah. I just think it's hard with those types of players when you've got those shorter guys, not big body guys. You can't carry too many of them.
Exactly.
Yeah. When you got Sarong and Wagner in the same midfield,
and then Brayshaw as well. It's there's not a lot of size and physicality in there necessarily.
I think that's why Johnson plays because he's 195, 196.
Yeah, that's why they want to get him in there. So, I mean, even Hayden Young to a point, he's a bigger body in there.
Yeah.
Noddy when he's in there too, probably pushing.
He is back in the next week.
Nod's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big love for
Noddy.
He's
not he's probably not quite as polished as Hayden Young.
Definitely
but it's a decent for isn't it?
Well, they're both left footers. They're both pretty shifty, agile.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wear the number 30 because of Nathan O'Driscoll.
Oh, there you go.
He's my favourite Dockers player.
Dynamic.
Did you sing a song about him?
Oh, Nathan O'Driscoll.
That's right.
It happened during the Bulldogs final all those years ago.
Really?
I'm going to claim that I started it.
Really?
I was in the Dockers.
I wouldn't have even imagined he was playing in that game.
That was his
then.
first year. That was when that was the only year that we made finals in the last decade. And I've always been a big Nathan O'Driscoll man. He's the only Freo player that follows me on Instagram.
At least you've made finals in the last decade. I mean, we probably have to be fair. 2015.
Yeah,
we're in there.
Woody,
a decade ago. Woody is in the comments.
Woody!
Fair few injuries for the Blues. Give me hope, lads. Have I missed one? Hey, Joe. He said, "Hey Joe."
Hey, Woody. I love you, man. You need your Saints to lift. We need to get them to lift.
They're only
Scott-
14 points behind.
Scott said, "If I were a Freo fan, I'd rather see them losing games by playing too dangerous than lose being safe."
Well, that's the thing. First half, we looked like we were trying to be more dangerous. And even in the fourth quarter, we just started like going handball, front of stoppage. As soon as we win, just get the ball forward. And like, obviously there's an extent to that where you don't want to be too risky for 4 quarters. But in the first half, we played with that risk. And I know we lost, but it felt like there was just some small kinks to iron out. We could have taken the prize the distance. We only ended up losing by 14 points or something in the end. Thus, those 2 red time goals. Like, that's all it was. So, yeah.
I think though at the same time, like you said off the top, it didn't feel like it sort of felt like you were always going to lose though.
Yeah.
At the same time, like they always would able just to like keep you there.
Oh, yeah.
I tipped you guys.
Well, I don't know how anyone would tip us after the performance we had last
I
week.
guess it was the Collingwood outs that
It
probably.
was the Collingwood outs. The fact that they had a 5-day break, they traveled across the country. You guys knew that you played really badly.
Oh, we're going off to hospital.
You were gonna. Oh, wow.
Oh wow.
Surely you're going to bounce back in a strong way, and that you got. But I think that's what separates the top teams, like the Pies and the Cats. They're just a high IQ teams.
They can adapt
They
in
know
game.
how to play, and they're not sitting there waiting for their coach to give them the instructions. And then even when the coach does give them the instructions, they'll just completely either misinterpret it, or JL might say slow it down a bit, and they'll go,
slow it down.
I must stop. You know what I mean? Like,
100%.
It just feels like the top. And then we had it as well against
Is
Collingwood at Anzac Day.
Is it fair though that like JL did release the handbrake a little bit, and then Bobby Hill and Jamie Elliott kicked 9 goals between them? Like, is that an argument? As in, he made you a bit more offensive, which opened you up to those kind of players
I
because
just
the
don't think
speed
we
really
had the
killed.
matchups for him, really. Like, because Jordan Clark was such an offensive weapon that I don't think... Like, he probably should have gone to a Bobby Hill or... Because he's got that speed.
Yeah.
Speaking to what you just said there about...
Yeah, sorry, I cut in.
No, you're fine. With Collingwood and Geelong... Coming into this year, I thought Freo were a genuine chance to have a crack at the flag. Like, even though we are young and we haven't made finals, I thought we've got the list there. Like, if we play how we did last year up until round 20 before we had those losses, like, we could genuinely win the flag. But this league now, it's the Pies, it's Geelong, and it's Brisbane. Let's be real. Like, we watch games like this. We love footy. But no one's going to get close to beating Geelong, Brisbane, maybe Hawthorn, GWS, and Collingwood. Like, other than
Because
that,
even Hawthorn have a smart coach.
yeah,
It's all about the
they're super
cerebral.
dynamic and they've got levers to pull.
Yeah.
So-
So we're back here, just letting you know, but keep going,
Like,
Drews.
even though, like, you know, you've got sides like the Dogs that are playing really good footy right now, it's just not their league. It's not their time. And it's almost like the more older, experienced teams, they just get what they have to do to win. They just know what they have to do. You got all these young players running around, and Freo are still a bottom 2. I think we are like the youngest in the competition and second least experienced team in the competition still.
Yeah.
And I know we keep banging on about that. And we can have all the talent in the world that we want, but we don't have the experience to actually win games. We don't know what it takes sometimes to win. Like, we might have game plan and method from JL, but in game, having guys like Jack Crisp, Darcy Moore, Pendles. Like,
I think though it's not just. I do agree with you to some extent. Like, don't get me wrong. I feel like it's age, so it is that experience level, but it's also high IQ players.
Yeah.
Overall, it's even just getting those guys in that seem to be able. You know, those guys that just have that innate ability to be able to understand the moment.
yeah, 100%.
Like Nick Dacos is he's younger than Brayshaw and Sarong.
Yeah.
But he makes better decisions than they do. Like, he's
Yeah.
a really high quality example.
Exactly.
Is a prodigal example. I don't know if that's a word, prodigal. Apparently, Chera has moved into the back line. What do we make of that?
Yeah, I mean, he's just not good
That's a
enough
free
as a mid.
kick. That's a free kick.
Bro, free kick
The
Carlton.
Maggots are out in full force tonight.
I like what you said about the 3 teams that you mentioned, Brisbane, Collingwood and Geelong, as those really experienced teams. I did a bit of through the week, like kind of a power rankings broken up into sections of teams, and I had those 3 teams as the like I
one
put
of these
cunning,
teams would be-
cunning, knowledge, and experience is the way I classified those three
I thought you were
teams.
just going to say like premiers this year.
Cunning.
Well, yeah, that too. Like they're right in that conversation, and they're probably the best three teams at the moment. And they have cunning, they have knowledge, they have experience, and I reckon every other fan in the competition will despise those teams. They'll be the teams that aren't very liked. People will want them to lose a lot
I
of the
don't hate
time.
Brisbane.
Yeah, but they won the premiership last year. Like people will be rooting against them a bit.
You root for their downfall. I actually like. Sorry to just like cut down that point,
No.
but those three teams, I like all of them. Like
You like Collingwood?
yeah. I've never had anything against Collingwood.
Oh, okay, just the clubs, you mean?
Yeah, and the players. I don't.
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
I never look at Collingwood and go, ugh. I know you were sort of raised. Every football fan is
Yeah.
raised to hate Collingwood, but I've never had a reason to not like them.
It's. I think if you, I mean, you would have been really young though, but the era of like the Rat Pack, you know, like Alan Didak, Dane Swan.
I liked Didak.
Daisy- Yeah, I
I
think
like Dale Thomas.
I felt like they were an unlikable club. Like Mick Moldhouse as the coach just was a grumpy prick.
He was.
Eddie Maguire was a smug.
Eddie Maguire, yeah. I get that.
Who
Like
wants
I-
to be a millionaire would pay off all the umpires all the time.
Yeah, I don't really think that. I don't know. Like those characters, in some ways, don't really depict what the history of the Collingwood club is, which is more of like a working class club.
Yeah.
But that's what I grew up on. So it was like I kind of hated them. But I like the modern Collingwood more.
Speaking
Goes
of
great.
speaking of Eddie Maguire, like was he not just like the OG checkers of AFL media? Like the footy show back in the day, just loves his footy, living in like he was just like, I don't know, for his time, like pretty cool dude, I reckon.
Free kick to Cooper, surely.
Over to you, Joe.
Am I talking shit? Like the footy show, like you look at the old footage of the footy show,
Yeah.
and it's just a bunch of boys having fun.
Yeah, but
like,
it wasn't him though. It was Foss. It was
wasn't it like
Marmalade. Trevor
Trevor
Marmalade.
Marmalade.
It was
it's checkers and trade?
there was
He was a reporter, wasn't he? Like
Didn't he
was,
like host it back in the day?
comedian.
no,
Someone get in the comments. I don't know.
Eddie Maguire.
Oh, Eddie Maguire.
Eddie
yeah,
Maguire
yeah,
was
yeah.
just a reporter, wasn't he?
Yeah,
Like he
yeah.
just broke news.
He just seems like a fan of the game, Eddie. I back in the day I didn't like him because he was like just
the
Mr.
biggest
Collingwood.
smug bastard you've ever seen.
Yeah,
in your
but
life.
I don't know. No reason to hate Collingwood. My granddad's my poppy's a Geelong fan, so I've always had a soft spot for them. And then one of my good mates back home's a Brisbane fan, so I've always liked them. So I don't know. I sort of just made a big circled point about a point that you didn't really die on the hill for, but I like those three teams. Young, sexy, and electric footy is the next category you've got. Dylan,
Yes.
talk me through it.
We're talking here the Hawks, the Hollywood Hawthorn Hawk, whatever you say, the young
Yep.
people say.
Yep.
We're talking GWS Giants.
Hawkball.
These are small forward teams. They love their small forwards.
Yeah,
Adelaide, I think they do it a little bit differently, but they're a sexy young team, aren't they?
They are.
yeah.
Big, powerful forwards. They kick big scores, which apparently people like.
Tex is so sexy and young.
Gold Coast to that. I think there's like an element of the footy community that kind of want to see the Gold Coast do something, don't they? Like, we'd like to
100%.
see them make finals.
Nah, stuff him.
Stuff them. Yeah.
No, you're right.
And the Dogs, the bounce team. Like
Yeah.
they're the team that's gone from outside the 8. They're coming in. I think there's
They
like
made the 8 last year, you freak.
The Bonds.
the Dogs.
Yeah, they lost to Hawthorn.
Yeah,
they
They did
finished.
too. They did too.
They
yeah.
finished 6th.
They're not
tell 'em.
they're not the bounce team.
This is his list from during the week.
Yeah, maybe I'll sort of no, but they're like I think they're kind of a
And
bounce
you know
team.
what? Yeah, they've
They've reshuffled the list. And
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Joel
Rejuvenated.
Frazier's been really exciting.
Ed Richards. Ed
Ed
Richards is probably the
Richards.
best player in the comp.
People are saying that. It's crazy.
Who?
Yeah.
Ed Richards.
Do you know
he's
Drewzy?
very
One of the
good.
first episodes we did, I said he's a bit like Hayden Young, and you were like, piss off. Like,
Of course I was.
they're similar players.
Yeah, maybe I need to keep a closer eye on him. You really get to know players when you go up against them as your
Yeah.
own team.
Yeah.
And we streamed the Bulldogs game. Ed Richards did nothing. It was all Sam Davidson. Sam Davidson was the one
Oh.
that looked like he was going to do something. But
Well, Richards was good in that game.
was he?
Yeah.
I don't know. Tom Liberatore did nothing. I don't know. Freo
Yeah.
should be in that section, but we're not. Like
You should have been a bounce team, yeah.
We should be there, but we don't deserve to. Declining forces. Sydney and Port Adelaide.
Master Cooper.
Sharmanator.
Come on. Kick it to poo. Kick it to poo.
Sharp, but sharp.
Yeah, what do you think about my declining forces club? So in there, I've got Sydney and Port Adelaide.
Sydney could bounce back up next year.
They could, but this year they're a declining.
Melbourne?
Like from top team.
Why is Melbourne not in there? They're declining force, I'd say.
They're in the good list that play shit footy.
Are
category.
they a good list though?
Well, what I mean by that, they're Freo, Carlton, and Melbourne. They're playing dinosaur football.
Yeah.
They kick it long.
Sharman, bang.
Cooper!
That's a goal.
Shah.
Yes.
We're back, baby. We're back.
Oh, what's this?
Oh.
Carlton one short. Sub made for McGovern and Cowan out. Gonna test the endurance. So-
Andy Munro says that Eddie Maguire was more like Mitch Cleary.
but more. I can't imagine.
That's
Mitch Cleary's
considerably less
great.
cool than Checkers,
What?
isn't it?
Depends how you look at it. You just made a point there, Joe.
Yes. What? Which point?
Carlton one short, sub made for Gov and Cowan out. This is going to test their endurance. Carlton have notoriously over the last 12 months been a team that fades.
in the second quarter, in second half. So absolutely.
Yes. So we're on for a game here, 100%. Don't get it twisted. Carlton are not going to run this one out. We're on here.
Yeah. We see, our tip was correct. I can feel it, and it's not the poo. I mean, it is the poo, but not.
So the Zywaganin Miller has kicked that and then set that goal up, then gone straight to the bench. Hugo
Go
Garcia,
Garcia.
great
Yes,
tackle on
great
George
tackle.
Hewitt.
Boxall,
Why you
Boxall.
force a handball there? He's clearly under the pump.
Yeah.
Stocker, you got to attack this, mate. Good
He
tap.
does.
Stocker's been good this year. He has been good.
He tagged Bolton last week.
Crazy.
He did
Yeah,
a good job.
he does do the odd midfield tag. Big body. I
He
like him.
used to play for Carlton, did he not?
He did. He was drafted by them in the first round.
There you go. His revenge game.
Yep. He's actually looks like he's sort of tagging Motlop. I mean,
Yeah.
I thought that was when I saw the person next to him. I thought it was going to be like Cripps or Walsh, and it was Motlop.
Can you guys give me your thoughts on Jesse Motlop and including in the chat? Because I've liked what I've seen
Me too.
this year, but I think he's a bit of a whipping boy at times.
Yeah, it's a good question. Isn't
I like
it?
him.
I wouldn't love to have him in my team, but I don't think he's a bad player. I think he will play a full AFL career. Like
Yes.
Brandon Matera type, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
one of those players that's probably just always going to be like a C plus B player.
I think that playing for Carlton as a small forward, one of the worst jobs
So hard.
in the competition.
Not if your name's Eddie Betts. But his name
Yeah,
isn't
I mean
Betts.
Eddie would probably be still slaying.
I mean,
but
Eddie is one of the greatest of all time.
yeah,
I might be sharing the field with Eddie Betts soon.
you.
Yeah,
Why is he gonna play
Biggest
for-
game of Deep 12 Resi's coming up. I think
He's
maybe breaking news. Maybe I shouldn't say that, but I think that could be happening.
Could be happening.
You heard it here first. Footy from the flat.
No guarantees, but I don't know if he played last year. But
Daisy
he's still
Thomas-
kicking about.
Daisy
Yeah.
Thomas played.
He played for Wattle Park.
Oh, so it's going to be the opposition, is it?
So it's going to be. It was announced this week. SA versus the All Stars.
Yes.
And I know there's a lot of ex-footballers that want to play.
Nice.
And I'll be in Adelaide in a month's time,
oh, lovely.
kicking the ball about Norwood Oval. So get down to that. Quick
Oh,
shout
Jack
out.
Higgins down to the rooms.
Don't like to
Collard
see
getting
that.
ready. The intensity in this game has lifted a little bit. I can feel it.
You could see. The Saints are playing a lot more mongrel.
Garcia.
A lot more uglier.
I'm disappointed with Adam Sard's sort of, I don't know, like the
I'm
last
not.
few years.
I'm not.
No, you wouldn't be as an Essendon fan, but I don't know. Like I just
forgot he played for Essendon, you know.
I just think he's such a high quality player
He
that
is.
hasn't got enough out of himself.
What has he got other than woof? I wanted to say that.
Honestly,
He should be cutting teams to ribbons.
he should.
He
be.
should, but he isn't.
Yeah, I know. But
Oh, you're on my team. I'm arguing against you. You're
Yeah.
making the same point.
No, he's a great player, but I just don't think Voss is a great coach.
yeah, I
Brad
mean,
Hill.
he doesn't get the best out of those types, does he?
Not a great kick there. Bloody hell.
I don't know what you're talking about, Andy. Those are rumors.
The poo. That was a leak.
Nah, come on.
Oh, sauce on the full. Let's go. Come
So-
on, Hugo. Hit a target here.
Just to go back to my my power rankings broken into groups. So you had the declining forces of Sydney and Port Adelaide. You had good lists but play shit footy. Freo, Carlton, and Melbourne. It's they're all in different stages of that, I would say.
Yeah.
Rebuilding on the run, the future is bright. Essendon and St Kilda. You'd be happy with that one, Joe.
Oh, we're bright. We bright.
I think people are underrating you guys.
Rowan.
Rohan.
Rowan.
Rowan.
Visit
Is it-
Rwanda.
It's visit Rwanda. Row your boat. Yeah,
Can I say my final tier?
Yeah, go for it.
Bottom tier.
Bottom tier. Yeah, what's the
Bottom
tier?
tier.
What's it
Guess.
called?
Guess who the bottom tier
What's
would
it called
be.
though? Have you got a name
I
for
actually
it?
didn't name
It's
it.
not the poo
I know.
tier, is it?
Like these. To be honest, and I'm a North Melbourne fan, these teams are
Well, it's just going to be
destroying the competitiveness of the league because when you come up against these teams,
chalk up for West Coast Richmond.
We beg to differ.
Yeah.
We beg to differ.
He's missed. Rohan.
Rowan.
To be fair on Richmond, obviously, like they've come off a really successful period
Yes.
and they're rebuilding and they've got talented young players. So nothing for them to worry about. But when teams come up against them, they generally win, don't they?
Yes, correct.
1 goal in it now. The Saints are going to run over him here.
You can feel it.
Feel it
You
in my
can feel
loins.
it. I can feel it in my poo. It's coming.
Feel it in my poo. I think you're pooing too much. Not that I'm mad about it, but
Carlton worry me when they go into this phase.
I love this phase from Carlton.
Yeah,
They just invite a turnover.
it's not Collingwood, is it?
No, absolutely not.
Now watch them just go end to end.
Oh, no. Yeah, exactly.
Goal.
It's Wiedering, bro. Wiedering knows what to do with it.
it's actually pronounced Vietering.
Wiedering. A Wiedersehen. A
What's
Wiedering.
your heritage, Joe?
I'm Lebanese.
Lebanese.
Middle Eastern. I can
You ever
speak
been to
Arabic.
Lebanon?
I have.
Is it a nice place?
Yeah, I love it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. Yeah, 100%.
What's the capital city of Lebanon?
Beirut.
Beirut, truly. Good food out there.
Oh, mate. Lebanese food is the best in the world. Oh, don't touch. Good work. Good work. Oh, Chera got in low. De Conning scrambling. They saved the goal.
Is the Lebanese language just kind of like a high Arabic or something, or
Yeah.
like a middle Arabic or something?
Yeah, it's Arabic, but we speak it with our own slang, I guess.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Am I right in saying, not to get political, but it's north of Israel? Is that where
Yes.
the biff is?
Yeah,
That's correct. Nothing political about that. That's just pure geography.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. What are you talking about? I don't want to say anything controversial, but is that geographically north of Israel?
Yeah, exactly.
No, so I go through phases where I like really tune into world events, and
Right,
I sort of forgot like where Lebanon was. I was like, wait a minute.
I'm amazed you even knew where it was to begin with. It's a very small country.
Yeah. All right. Anyway, off politics into football.
That wasn't even
That was
again,
that was not political. That
politics.
was geographical. But
Yeah, but there is politics involved. Anyway.
Anyways, back to the football. It's all about the policies now between Voss and Ross. Whose policies are going to stand up? We had an election not too long ago. That was politics. No,
did you
Ross.
vote for? No.
Oh,
Let's not get
mate.
into that.
I voted for Phil In.
Phil In.
Mr. Phil In. That is, of course, the legend out of the Chicago Bulls. You know what I'm talking about.
Phil Jackson.
No.
Phil in.
Box was playing on Cribs here.
What's his face?
Chera!
The Aussie guy who plays basketball in the NBA. Josh Giddey.
Josh Giddey.
He was playing as Phil In
Yeah, he played down at Frankston.
Oh, yeah.
for Springvale.
My boy Bailey McCabe, that runs Ball Magnets, did a podcast, produced a podcast with him on it today. So my boy Bailey was
today,
kicking
was
it
it?
with Josh Giddey.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
nice.
sick. That's sick.
Apparently, the team that he played for actually lost.
They got pumped.
Yeah.
They got pumped.
That's crazy.
His direct opponent dropped 50 points.
Who's he play for now? The Bulls, is it?
Yeah, he plays for the Bulls.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Roland Marshall's already being held.
I know, right? Oh, Wiedering.
Do you find when there's when you have like an NBA player like a Josh Giddey, the gravitas just feels that much bigger than like
The
an
what?
AF? The gravitas.
The gravitas.
Yeah, like
You don't know
the
this word?
aura.
The aura.
The sort of
when he comes back to Australia.
Yeah, I mean, like you just look at him and like the way that he dresses and stuff. He's just like a lot cooler than
yes.
AFL
Very
players.
suave.
It's probably worth 50 million already.
You know when say you go to the Formula One and you see like a Lewis Hamilton, there's like a bigger aura
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
than say a Patrick Cripps.
Crippa.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Mr. 3 votes. Come on, Rowan.
I'm trying to think who had the most aura that night at Electric. You know who it was?
It was Cal Wilkie.
No, it was legitimately Nazaio Wanganeen Miller.
Was
Oh,
it?
the
Yeah.
aura.
Okay. I'm actually interested
He
to
was the
hear.
one I got most nervous. When he came up to me, I was like, "Well, that's Nazaio. That's the truth."
When you say like he had the most aura, was there something like when you watched him in his habitat at Electric, was he like, I don't know, was it kind of the way other people...
Nah, I just walked him in passing, and I was already 12 lemonades deep at this point.
And you were like,
and
Naz.
it was after St Kilda Carlton last year where Jack Higgins kicked that goal, and Naz was unreal that day. And I just thought this guy's the truth. It was more the aura of this guy is a great player.
He is the truth.
But in terms of
Peace be with you.
you know who else I saw that night? Nate Caddy. I was chatting with Nate Caddy and Ben Hobbs.
Yeah, makes sense. He's a party animal.
Nate Caddy, went 5 in the redraft 2023.
I know, what a legend.
There you go.
I love this guy. He's so good. He's so young, so
Yeah.
raw still.
Great
and he gets under the football
Like,
a bit, but he still clunks marks in big packs against experienced players.
I think that sort of answers the question about when Drewzy asked before, like, which team do you think is the most hated? The fact that Nate Caddy got so much crap in that post that I did shows how much Essendon are hated.
Yeah, 100%. We are so hated. Even though we've done nothing in recent times to warrant any sort of hate.
There's a lot of you, and I think you are a very combative fan base.
Well, because we cop so much hate, so we have to combat.
Well, yeah, I think like
Is it the victim mindset that gives you the hate? Is it everyone hates us? And it's like, well,
But the proof is in the pudding, though.
what do you mean?
Like, again, what Dill was saying, that
How do you adjudicate that?
Oh, my.
no,
Wait,
don't
what
give
is
it.
it?
It's
Pull
Saints.
up.
It's Saints.
It's nobody.
No.
It's nobody.
I rate that.
Nah, that was Saints. That was O'Connell.
Just pull that up. They both had, look.
Watch.
They both
First
grabbed
hands.
it at the same time.
O'Connell.
Bro,
Nah.
That's a jump ball.
How is that a mark?
That's a jump ball.
No, that is O'Connell's mark.
That was absolutely O'Connell's mark.
He had his hand. They both touched it at the same
Drewzy,
time.
he had it like that.
Bro, he had his hand like this.
He
was
still
just
touched
touching
it.
It was like
He touched
backhanding
it and
it.
didn't let go the whole time. I like that call from the umpire.
TDK.
O'Connell's actually a really...
He's in my super coach team.
Is he?
Yeah.
I think he's a really good player.
I like him.
He's probably... I wouldn't have thought he'd be that fantasy football relevant.
He's not. I just happened to have him at the start of the year, and then I never got a chance to trade him out.
Yep.
So he's still sitting in there.
Good
Big
versatile
kick.
defender.
Oh, that took off. That shaved off 10,000 from his contract.
Do you reckon he's going to go?
It's such a tough call. I don't know. I have no read on this. I have no read on it. I genuinely have. Look, can Carlton match the dollars or not, you reckon? If Carlton can match the dollars...
I don't think they can. Mitch Owens. Like,
that was hot.
that's what I'm talking about. I said, does anybody attack the ball in the air more than Mitch Owens? I don't know if they do.
That was sexy.
Don't know what if the switch is on there. I know they got a lot of...
I don't like it personally.
Go long. Yeah, good ball.
Yes.
Good ball.
Wilson.
Here we go.
Wilson's great.
I love Wilson.
What a jet.
He's
Pick
been a bit
6 in the
underwhelming
redraft.
this year, but I'm a big fan.
Yeah, I think actually in the
great
he,
find.
he started...
Come on, keep it. Good tackle.
Oh, they were out there.
They were out. Just missed him. Or just dropped it. He should have taken it there.
Yeah.
Kammer, you let us down, mate. No, I'm just joking. I love you, Kammer.
So you're mates with him?
Yeah.
Go away there.
He's a good man, Kammer. He's a good man.
Was he at Electric, Drew?
Chameleon.
Paul.
Maxi
No,
Hall.
Clever.
Oh, Jack.
Oh, Higgins back.
Go poo.
Oh!
You know who I was mainly hanging out with that night at Electric, like spent the most time with, was Ashton Moyer and Jesse Motlop
Oh, well, the Carlton boys.
on the dance floor.
And you tipped
yeah.
against them.
Yeah. Yeah, I fucking
Yeah,
hate
nice.
them.
Yes.
But Jesse Motlop's a like Freo boy, like South Freo, from Perth. His dad played for Port, but
I did an AFL recruiting course with Jesse Motlop.
really,
What the hell?
You want to be a recruiter? Are we going to start our own agency one day and just be like AFL dudes? Just be cool.
Yeah.
What does
Just
this have
like-
to do with you?
I just want to do what he's doing. I just want to do what Bill's doing.
Take Drewzy to work day. I'm like, come in.
I've just been shot.
Hey.
We are,
I gave it
Drewzy,
10
we are.
Before, did I not?
Yeah.
Hey,
yeah, no,
I'm
you're right.
an impartial.
Well, I used to work with footballers, man. I want to be a part of this. Please. Nah, come on.
No, I did it to the main reason I did it was to just like learn more about the draft while covering it.
Are you a certified AFL recruiter then?
I don't think there is a certain. I mean, I got a certificate for doing the course, but I mean, I don't think it.
And what was the course
Certified
called?
enough
Yeah,
for me.
I don't
What was
think.
the course called?
I actually don't know.
Drafts are us.
Something AFL recruiting, introduction to AFL recruiting or something
You're
of the sort.
certified AFL recruiter.
I'm a certified AFL.
Would you do
recruiter.
that?
Oh
Would you
my
look into doing that?
God, What is
Oh, it'd be
this?
fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Like
You should.
talent ID in the AFL. I think it'd be awesome.
St Kilda, what are you doing? Why you sleep like this and just leave 3 uncontested marks? Look at this. Ready?
Chat has slowed down. Get in there. Get in
See?
the chat.
Uncontested into the middle. And then no one within 35 kilometres of this guy.
He could kick this from here, Mackay.
He'll kick it easy. How do you miss this? Oh, that's how you miss it.
I love how you're like, how does he miss it? He's like 55.
No,
He can't miss from here.
No, I love jinxing it. I love a good jinx, especially on a Carlton player. It's my favorite thing.
How could Freo lose the rest of the games for the rest of the season?
He
how
actually
could
kicked that.
happen?
Look at that. He kicked that straight off his shin.
Yeah, 100%. That was disgusting.
Oh dear.
Handball out.
Cowshed is almost
Oh,
back.
he's got the green undies.
He does. Oh,
Good
Hollands.
smother by Hall.
Well,
High
it's
time
Win.
to watch this.
that was a high, I thought.
It was or it wasn't?
I thought it was.
Oh, nice, Darcy. Ball?
What?
They paid ball?
Well, he dropped it.
Or is that now time wasting?
Was it holding the ball against Darcy Wilson?
If that's holding the ball, that was incredibly.
And
like,
if it's
No,
not
it's a
holding the
ball up.
ball, then
It's
it
a
should be
ball
a
up.
free kick. Then it should be a free kick to St Kilda for time wasting. They kick the ball away. That's ball.
they don't pay that anymore. That like quick drop one.
That's high.
I'm comfortable with that. In the scrimmage.
Bloody hell! But you win the ball. You put your head over the football. You win the ball. I reckon you should get a free kick.
I agree. I reckon they should be more
Consistent.
Like, well, I think like with tackle technique, like if the tackle slips, it's it's on you.
Yeah.
Right. It's like defending someone in the box in soccer.
Oh no.
Bins. Take the bins out.
Oh,
I was about to say McKernow.
McKerno.
McKernow.
McKernow.
I still got it wrong.
McKernow.
He was going to get it
so
wrong
good.
more ways than one.
Oh,
McKerno.
dear.
I
What's
would
happened to
love
the
that.
chat?
I don't know. It just died.
You know what I think it is, Dylan?
What?
The buffering ring of death is back.
It's not.
It is.
We're even streaming on a lower quality.
I think it's YouTube at the moment, eh? I don't know.
Yeah, like where everything is.
Everything is cool when you're part
Mine's
of a
not, though.
team.
Mine hasn't buffered.
Mine buffers every now and then and just stops and
Does
dies.
it?
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Blame YouTube. Get in the chat.
Crips!
Oh!
Missed.
Ooh.
That was close.
Oh. What are we at here? We're at an 8-point margin. You feel if Carlton kick the next one,
That will really hurt.
yeah,
That was the kick from Naz here.
On your
good
camera.
by
Go,
Cam.
Camera.
Good hands, good
Good.
hands. Garcia, the
Yes,
fast feet.
Hugo. Love it.
Burns.
No,
Burns?
yes. Just
Wilson.
got over the top. Now who?
RK
This
says
is where-
Carlton is going to win in the chat. Love
Oh,
that,
RK
gents.
lives. Terrible kick, though. Why would you
Yeah,
go
that's-
there?
that's shocking.
Why would you go there?
Quick question. What has Jack Steele done tonight?
Well, I'll double down on that and ask you a question. What's he done this season?
I will triple down and ask you a question. What has he done for the last 2 years?
Can we say a poo? Or is this
Okay,
not the right
tell
answer?
me what.
He's done a big poo today.
So many poos.
He's done.
tell me what Jack Steele at his very best. What's him?
Look, he's
I
had
think he has
13
been his best.
13 disposals, 7 tackles.
But Jack Steele's disposals aren't necessarily going to hurt you, are they?
The tackles hurt
Yeah.
when you're tackled by him, I guess.
This I think this is the big
what a
question.
kick.
Wow.
That was a good. Was that
That
Burns?
did not go
To
more than a meter
Marshall.
above the ground. Naz,
Oh, Naz, this is who you want.
they're looking for the spread.
Oh, Naz.
What, since when? How?
That's getting too like Higgins was like tearing back towards goal,
Correct.
and he wasn't inside the zone to be able to hit it. This is the question with Jack Steele. I think it's around the entire St Kilda midfield. Like you can't really have McRae and Steele in the same midfield to me.
Oh, you don't do this, Walsh.
Walsh.
Oh, Walsh.
He doesn't have the
Nah,
leg.
nah.
Holding?
No.
No.
Bad matchup though. Darcy
Yeah.
Wilson
Yeah.
on
He's had a
Mackay.
shitty couple minutes, Darcy Wilson. Turned the ball over a couple times.
He couldn't cope with the pressure of being 6 on my list.
He could not. It was all too grey for
yeah,
him.
he
Scott
did-
in the chat said if you backtrack 10 seconds, the buffering stops. So if you're not watching it directly live and you just pause it and let it play.
That's a good point.
So
On you,
we're,
Scott.
we're currently, and we were talking about this last week, we're at 159, 158, 157. So if you want to sync it up,
Yep.
How does he miss this?
He could, couldn't he? No,
How
he
does it miss
couldn't.
from here? You can't.
He
You,
couldn't
you,
miss from
you
here.
can't miss
It's
from here.
impossible.
Last time you were being facetious.
Now I'm actually
cannot
being
miss.
legit.
Bang.
Like, you just can't miss from there. The only way you miss from there is if someone was to throw a banana peel just under your foot as you stepped.
Do you reckon a banana peel would actually be that slippery?
It's got to be. There's so many cartoons about it. It's
Like,
surely got to be.
On grass, though? Like, do you reckon if you stepped on a banana peel on grass, you would slip?
You know what? When the banana peel become, I know I'm going to like overanalyze this.
I'm so...
I love this. I wonder where the banana peel finishes on the round.
So banana peel just eaten gets thrown, not that slippery. When
Right.
it gets trodden in, that's when the banana peel becomes slippery.
bit rotten. Bit
Yep.
manky.
It's been driven over. It's been trodden
Yep.
on by animals. That's when it becomes, and it gets that really slimy
Yep.
texture to it. That's when it's going to slide. Remember that.
How do you know that?
I don't know. Life experience.
That's why you're my co-host.
Oh dear.
here we
Back
go.
to the centre
I'm
bounce.
concerned for you. For something.
Boxall.
Box.
Here he
Darcy
goes.
Wilson, make
up.
amends.
Make amends, son. Oh, that's a wobbler. Yeah, man. That's what he wants. He wants it out of bounds. Silvani, you're a flog. And
Yes.
who's the other one? I don't even know who you are.
Was that
Sitting
Cowan?
out there freaking like, insufficient intent umpire. Piss off. He was trying to clearly hit a lead.
That's Essendon passion coming out right
Big,
there.
Disgusting.
big stoppage here. There's a lot of numbers around the ball. TDK, he's just getting their steal on Hewitt.
See? Steal. Good tackle.
TDK's getting a lot of dominance in the ruck, isn't he?
Yeah, I mean, we called it before the game started. They're going to pull out a free kick somewhere.
Dunstall.
Dunstall. The chafe.
Oh, Sam Walsh.
Yeah, just spin him one more time before it gets paid hot on the ball. One more time.
I saw a point on here.
hold
That
on,
was
Sinclair.
Jesse update.
Sinclair, Hall, Darcy, back to Hugo. Stops and props, damn it.
Oh, jeez. This is
Oh, great tackle.
midfield turnover
Sinclair
central.
is a good ball user.
Go,
Naz,
Naz.
he's a good ball user.
Back to him.
Go. Oh, he's come back too far. Bradley Hill.
Can he change the angle?
Nah, it's a poor kick.
Is that on the fall?
Nah, bounce.
That is a poor.
Thank God. Yeah, terrible
here's
kick.
one.
Yes, Jesse.
No, before we get to Jesse.
Oh, you said Jesse.
This is I did say Jesse, but that's right. We'll get to that. Darcy Wilson or Blake Acres? Who would you rather have in your team
Darcy Wilson.
Darcy Wilson. Absolutely.
right now?
Darcy Wilson.
I see what you're doing, and I think I get it, but I'd still rather
see what
Darcy
you're
Wilson. Yeah, I'd still rather Darcy.
Yeah, I would as well.
I think he's an incredible talent.
For sure.
Sinclair. Oh,
Oh, what is
my
going on?
God.
get there, Bradley. Ooh.
Good players, like really high-end ball users, keep picking up the ball and just scuffing it.
Yeah, not making the right decision.
Oh.
And that's why the Saints will not win the flag with this team.
Not with the
this
current team. I did have them in the section of building on the
Yes.
run.
Kind of fun.
Get excited. Yeah, Boxall.
You.
It's just going to be this score until 3/4 time.
That was
Isn't
on
it?
the 9 seconds.
Does this have shades of the 2024 game? Remember last game of the
Yeah,
season?
Higgins.
Where Saints...
Oh,
Yes! No!
Oh! It did have shades of it, Dylan. You were so right until Naz decided to be a nincompoop.
How did you do that, Nas?
Put it through the big sticks, brother.
Good players just making bad decisions. The inside 50s have really come in here, guys. So 37 to the Saints now. They're actually in front. 37 to 35.
There you go.
+2 on the Blues. So
Oh.
They're in it to win it.
clearance is still big from the Blues, 33 to 24
Yeah, it's huge.
overall. But centre clearances are even, so it's been more in those around the ground stoppages, but not really getting field position. It's actually, strangely for Carlton, it's the goal efficiency. 9 goals from 35 inside 50s to the Saints 7 from 37. So doing the job inside
For
50.
those following along at home, for 20 people, it's time for the Jesse update.
Yes, please.
Yep.
I still do not have an official date, but I can confirm Jesse McClure has a job locked in Melbourne.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wow!
And a house.
And a house.
Yep.
Double yes.
So it's looking like in a couple of weeks we will have a Jesse McClure.
Ooh!
Sorry,
couple
Joe,
weeks.
but Jesse McClure will be in this seat. before
What are you
you know it.
apologising to me for? I was
And
only
you'll
going to be here for one day.
seat.
Yeah.
You're going to have me?
Yeah,
You know what we could do? We could bring on like everyone that's been on so far. We could have like a fan section in the back, and they just bring the energy.
That would actually be great, wouldn't it?
I would not do
That's
that.
very Arsenal fan TV.
Yeah, just
like seats
hype
in
people.
behind.
Keep it down back there, peasants. No.
I brought pizza. Do I get to be front row?
I'll think about it.
Oh, Jesus.
You have definitely been the most generous guest so far, and you've been great. But yeah, very keen.
Incredible pizzas.
I just want Jesse in my. I just want to hold him. I just want to hold him and say, "You're never leaving me again." I can't wait for it.
I know.
Thanks, Drewzy.
It's all right.
That's good
Come
stuff.
on.
Okay, some of the major ball winners in this game. Nasaya is on 24. He's had 19 kicks, 7 marks. Jack Steele, 13 disposals and 10 tackles.
10 tackles,
10
three-quarter
tackles.
times.
10 tackles. Tom De Koning, 17 disposals and 24 hitouts. And Darcy Wilson's had 20 touches.
Wow. How many of them have been bad kicks though
efficient.
today?
Yeah, it's interesting. I'll jump into him and just have a little bit of a look there. So
Jump inside of him real quick.
he's had 67% of the ball in the back half. 65%
disposal efficient.
That's under.
Try it again. 60. Say it at the same time. Ready?
65%
disposal
efficiency.
Yeah, we'll get it. We'll start to say it at the same time. Anyway,
Why do we
over
do
to you,
that?
Dylan.
I'd say that's poor for a winger.
Yes. I agree.
Better than Blake Acres?
I can't remember what his actual overall was, but I feel like an inside mid, that'd be all right. But
Blakers.
he's getting the ball in the back half. You'd want it to be a little bit higher than that, I'd imagine.
Blake
Acres' disposal efficiency was 53%.
I feel like they stopped Curnow in that quarter.
Who'd they stop?
Curnow. They
Blake
stopped Curnow.
Akers is 15 days older than me. I've just discovered.
That means he's 6 years and... Oh, he's like... I'm not going to even do the math.
He
it's
is
not worth it.
15 days older than me, Blake Akers. I feel ancient now.
I feel ancient now.
Hugh Boxall, 56% time on ground. Is it much opportunity? No.
Actually,
No.
it's Ross Lyon being like, you'll go on when I tell you to go on, mate. You
How
hold your
is-
horses there.
Cal Walkie, 100%. Wiedering, 100%. Dougal Howard, 100%. Silvani, 97%. Curnow, 94% time on ground. That's not bad.
Boxall, 29 fantasy points. So he's struggling a little bit down there.
What's our margin? 14 points.
Yeah, it is 14 points. I just wanted to get back into...
How is Jackson Binns on 20 disposals
Is
and
he
one
really?
goal, one? This has got to be the best game of his life.
Yeah, I mean, he's been playing VFL in the last couple of weeks. Just going back to those player versus player ones, we
Yes,
didn't get
please.
through them all before. So
Let's do it.
we did Rowan Marshall versus TDK.
Yeah.
So Rowan was, TDK was unanimously voted in.
Correct.
Max King versus Harry Mackay.
Oh.
That's tricky. I think that's tricky.
I would take Mackay because he can play ruck as well.
Yeah,
I think he's good around the ground, Mackay. He's probably a similar ability to that down the line. What happened to McGovern, by the way?
I actually don't know.
Broken hand, maybe? I think Mackay is a bit more dynamic around the ground. But in front of...
Mackay plays as well.
Yeah. Availability is the best ability.
Exactly.
Yeah, I feel like at times Harry Mackay is unfairly treated just for the skills that he has. Like, yeah, okay, he's a poor set shot for goal.
Yes.
Absolutely. But he can take a big time contested mark.
For sure.
Did he
He's-
win a
he's-
Coleman?
Sorry?
He has.
Has he?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
That's so Carlton. Like, just win an individual award
Yeah.
for no reason.
Mackay, Curnow, Cripps.
Yeah.
You're just winning all the individuals.
Yeah. It's interesting. So Mitch Owens versus Charlie Curnow, I think we did
Who?
we? Mitch Owens versus Charlie Curnow. How many times are we going to make that joke?
Until you get it right, Dylan.
It's difficult
The
to...
joke is your pronunciation right now.
Who
It's not even a joke.
are we taking?
Oh,
Wait, what was the
Mitch
comparison?
Owens or Charlie Curnow?
Kerno.
Curnow.
Yep.
I love Mitch.
Lance
But you
Collard is getting
can't.
ready to come on.
Mateus Philippou or Adam Chera?
Philippou,
Yeah.
Mateus.
Who would you prefer, Dylan?
Mateus Philippou.
Of course you would.
That's the correct answer.
You're a big fan of the poo.
Jack McRae or George Hewitt?
Hewitt. It's an interesting thinking phase.
Oh, am I thinking my team? Am I thinking player versus player?
George Hewitt
Yeah.
versus Jack McRae.
McRae's been an All-Australian player.
George Hewitt will be this year.
Drewzy loves his awards.
I love my awards because it's credential.
Credential.
Jack Higgins has been subbed off. I'll go with Jack McRae for the
Jack
banter.
Higgins has been subbed off. Okay, McRae. So that's the Saints. Higgins versus Durden.
Did you agree with McRae over Kerno? Over Hewitt?
I think they're both average. I don't care. Like,
all right.
Savage.
Tell us how you really feel.
oh no. Okay, I'll be a little bit more diplomatic about it then. I
don't care anymore.
They're just duds.
Shut the stream down.
A bunch of
I don't
duds.
even like football.
Yeah, I actually got a bit of a like. Hewitt. I'll go
Thank you.
Hewitt.
So that's Carlton's win.
Yeah, there was no way you're ever going to go with McRae there.
Nah. Higgins versus Durden.
Higgins.
Yeah.
That's Saints for sure. And Wilson versus Akers.
I could have sworn we just did that one.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
And we
I
went.
hopped in prematurely. All right, here we go. Fourth quarter on.
What was the
outcome of the 1v1 comparison still?
The outcome. Carlton ended up with 6 to 4.
6-4.
Ooh,
Checks
close.
out.
Just
Yeah.
one away from parity.
I reckon if you went all over the 22, I reckon it would come back in St Kilda's
Yeah,
favour.
yeah, for sure. This is their best
I
players.
disagree.
Really?
I reckon if you did the whole 22, Carlton would be better.
So who is like on the field tonight? I mean,
Well, when you get to like Boxall, Collard,
Yeah, Binns.
Logan
Ryan
Evans,
Garcia,
Binns.
they've been good tonight.
Binns has been good tonight.
Yeah,
And
but
there's only 3 of them at the bottom, and then I reckon
Nas.
if you did top,
mark it.
Come on.
Let's hit him in the face. Let's hit him in the face.
St Kilda,
St Kilda.
St Kilda. Thank you, Dylan. It's just system with them. It's Ross Lyon. It's well drilled. It's disciplined.
Oh my God, I went through his
Carlton,
hands.
I feel like have more talent. So I feel like if you went through it, did it all, I feel like you'd end up. Do you think if you did the whole thing, you'd end up with more Saints and Carlton?
Yeah, I think so.
I disagree.
So I think players like Corey Durden tonight's had 5 disposals. Not that, I mean, that's.
So you do like Corey Durden versus Max Hall?
I'd rather Max Hall.
There he is. Good tackle, Maxi. That's got to be insufficient intent umpire.
It's a bit of
There
a-
is no one there.
It's
Thank
a
you.
bit of a coin flip though.
I think Carlton's like one of the worst kind of lower end recruiting teams as far as the positions that they feel like flankers and stuff like that they think don't matter. And that's why I put them in that box of like an old style dinosaur football team.
Yeah. Wilkie inside 50. Oh,
Tackle.
Wiedering cleans it up. Was that high? No.
Caminiti, like he gets involved in the play so much.
He does.
He's not necessarily the cleanest player, but
No, he's all heart.
yeah.
Toby Green versus Charlie Cameron.
Toby Green.
Well, that's in the chat, is it?
Yeah, JG.
Hang on. Toby Green versus Charlie Cameron.
Yeah.
Yeah, Green.
That's not even close.
Tobias.
Yeah.
For sure.
My dog's called Toby.
For
but his
some
full name's
reason,
Tobias.
I was thinking Charlie Curnow
Oh,
at
no,
first,
Charlie
and then I
Cameron.
was like readjusted.
Charlie Curnow or Jeremy Cameron?
Oh, that's a Cameron.
This season?
Curnow.
This season,
Yeah,
Curnow.
Jeremy Cameron hasn't had a great season.
But Curnow's
Edmund.
banged up. But Jez has almost... I feel like he's adopted the I'm old, I'm not good anymore mindset. Like, he was getting interviewed the other day and he was like, oh, yeah, I can't really run like I used to, like these young boys can. And he's playing like it. He just looks slow and shit at the moment.
Interesting.
And I love Jeremy Cameron. He's one of my favourite players in his prime. But he's I think he had a pretty good game against the Crows. But it's all danger at the moment.
Chera?
Chero's on kick-ins here.
Oh, my God.
This will either...
The week I traded him out from Supercoach, of course. Is Sam Walsh still on? I think he is. I don't see why he wouldn't be.
Yeah. I think Jeremy Cameron, for me, being someone that likes the draft and talent ID, he's just one of those unicorn players.
Yeah.
So I think I don't know. I remember we had a conversation about him earlier. I think it was with Cookson, and he was saying, do you think Jeremy Cameron's entire career has actually been a bit of a letdown? I disagree because I kind of see him as I see him as such like a clutch player and a player that doesn't necessarily have consistency as an output. But if you wanted any player to have the ball in a final, you would have him. I think he's like stood up for that. So
he's one of one.
Oh, Lance Collard has entered the field, ladies and gentlemen.
WA product, Lance.
That's in the back umpire. How is that not Hall's free kick, please?
He is so ginger in the back right there. Is that a free kick?
I feel like Jeremy Cameron.
Give it to him. He's in my super coach team.
He's actually in my fantasy team too. I reckon Jeremy Cameron could almost play. He could play halfback flank.
Yeah.
He could play small forward. He could play a key forward.
He could play small forward.
He could play wing.
He could play a ruck.
But
you wouldn't decide to do that.
No, you'd probably just play him as a key forward.
It's probably more of a question for me, but I'm going to ask the question or just bring up the point. We moved Jai Amos to the wing last night. What do you make of that?
I mean, you got to do something because I reckon, like, he is so out of form. And he's sort of getting to the stage where it's like, is he out of form or is he just bad? I don't know where you sort of land on that.
I think he's a good ball user and a bit of an athlete, so I wouldn't mind seeing him move up the ground in that sort of Jezza role.
We've actually clashed a bit on a miss because I don't see him as that. I don't see him having the same sort of dexterity at ground level and stuff as
dynamism.
Not dynamism. Like I think, like we've kind of used players as an example, like those Bailey Fritsch cat-like players. I don't see him in that same. I think he's more of a key position forward that's not as aggressive in the air as like a Tracy.
He's a Harrison Jones.
Yeah, he's a third tall.
Yeah.
Shame.
Please miss.
He has.
Thank God. Because if he kicked it, I can't see how St Kilda come back.
I was going to say, it's difficult to see how St Kilda are going to score. It's one of those games for them.
The crib you guys are in looks like movie scene from Peaky Blinders.
Oh.
By order of the Peaky fucking Blinders.
I've not seen Peaky Blinders.
You haven't seen Peaky Blinders?
Nah.
Wow.
No.
Wow.
Wowzers.
Wow.
Do you know what they're talking about, the set?
I think it's just like the big that thing because it looks old.
Yeah.
What even is that?
It's a spotlight.
Spotlight.
Yeah, like a tripod lamp.
I think he's speaking to the industrial.
Okay.
Pops it up. Cooper through his hands as well.
Do you watch much TV, Dylan?
I don't watch any free-to-air TV.
But like TV shows?
Yeah, occasionally. Like if there's a good one. I watched Adolescence.
Right. Is that worth?
Yeah, it's incredible.
Watch Peaky Blinders, man. Dude.
Adolescence was filmed
in one shot.
That's incredible. That is new TV. I feel like that is...
Was it actually, or did they do like cheeky camera maneuvers? Like,
no, it was actually one shot.
Hugo.
Yeah.
How many times do you reckon they fucked it up?
They actually did a podcast on that and talked about it. They did essentially like 3 takes a day of the same scene.
Wow.
And then that was it.
So how many days did they do 3 takes a day?
Well, I think just one. Like it was one a day.
Beautiful.
Sink.
Sinclair! He's out of his adolescence. He's a man.
Well done.
We're talking football here.
Well called.
That's why I applied for KO. Well done. Now look at this rove. Oh, this is the cleanest receive I have ever seen since the tap from Paddy Ryder to Robbie Gray.
Look at the Carlton players at the stoppage just stare at him.
Look at this. Yeah, no, even they're like, this is too hot. I can't.
Is there much you can do about that?
There's not. That is.
You can tackle him. You're allowed.
No, he was gone. He was gone skis. That was honestly Paddy Ryder to Robbie Gray to win the game. That was so hot.
When you say is there much you can do about it, I don't know who that player is in the gap there, but he's got no one on him. I think it's Binns.
Well, it's too easy for him to just run through the front.
Yeah. Like nobody followed him.
They're in the bin.
There was nothing they could do once he had the ball, but big stoppage here. You got Walsh, you got Cripps, you got Lord in there. Here goes Sinclair again.
Oh, Nass.
Off the back of the stoppage.
Yeah, JJ said get him off the show.
Get him off the show.
I don't know if that's for not watching. Yeah, I think that's
uncultured.
Peaky Blinders is like, for me,
It's
like
live.
it's Breaking Bad levels.
It is that.
Yeah,
Like,
okay. Yeah, I watched Breaking Bad. That was
It's up there, man.
Like, it's just one of those that you got to watch.
It's just got to.
okay.
Tommy Shelby,
I'll suss it out.
Yeah.
What else have I watched good recently?
synonymous with greatness.
Um,
I can't wait for Jesse to be over and watch Peep Show. I can't wait. Give it to me.
Peep. I love Peep Show. That's my favorite. Probably my favorite comedy.
All I watch, all I consume, because I'm a busy boy, is Kill Tony.
Oh, you're
Are
kidding.
you aware of Kill Tony at all?
No.
I've never
I
heard
have
of that.
heard of it, but I haven't watched it.
I once brought it up in this exact setting to you, and I was like, you need to watch Kill Tony because we could do something similar, and then we just got
I know
sidetracked.
Kill Bill.
Oh, Jesse's in the chat.
Jesse! True Eagle!
Peaky Blinders is the greatest of all time TV show.
Really?
I would just say goat, but
Yeah,
sure.
right.
You can do that.
Well, it's not a TV show about goats. No.
Ah, that's such a shit dad joke.
Oh, come on, bro.
Oh, no, tackle him. Intercept, no.
Corey Durden. Jimmy F.
Are
Webster.
you kidding me?
Good kick from Jesse Motlop.
Carlton are going to win this. This is disgusting.
That was Jesse Motlop's fourth disposal for the
Jesse,
match.
I'm going to cry.
It doesn't matter because when you're a quality player like Jesse Motlop, you make your touches
That's
count.
such a perfect kick.
That's a great kick.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. That was a push in the back first, but what a kick under pressure.
Off a step, bang. That's going to be me tomorrow.
If Durden kicks this, I think it's game over.
Miss.
No.
Good boy. Good boy. Corey in the house.
Corey Durden in the house tonight.
Oh,
Everybody just have a good time. Can Carlton make you
lose your mind.
Or song
Just
maker.
want to see him.
Jesse,
Missed
you're thinking of Goat Boy, the critically acclaimed Netflix original about a human goat hybrid making his way in the big city life.
I don't know why, but as you were reading that, I just imagined Jesse's face sitting there smiling as he was reading.
This is what he brings.
Half man. Oh man, you have no idea. He is talent. What's the half man, half goat from Narnia?
Oh, Mr.
Mr.
Tumnus.
Tumnus. Yes.
Mr. Tumnus. Yes.
Well done.
Mr. Tomness, like, I'm going to try and make it in footy media. Today
It's
I
on
went
the
to...
full umpire.
That has a name, that animal.
Yeah.
It's
Not a Vesson. Was it?
I'm not going to Google it.
I
Someone
am.
in the chat... No, don't Google it.
Okay.
Someone in the chat tell us what a half man, half goat is.
Oh, it has a name.
A gooman.
Someone said Kilda will win.
St
That would
Kilda.
be
St
Is,
Kilda.
okay, is there a little bit in everybody right now watching this game where you just want to see the meltdown?
Yes.
Oh, St Kilda.
Of course.
No.
No,
Oh,
Carlton.
Carlton. Oh, 100%. That's what everyone wants.
Because they've controlled this game.
Yeah, for sure. By the way, I always find it amazing that the Anzac Day logo it's still kind of
still see it.
visible on the grass.
Yep.
When if they switch it back, yeah. Like it's just a black splat, but you could sort of see that it was the Anzac logo.
Oh, jeez.
Stop it, Wiedering.
There's players everywhere.
Akers.
What's happened?
Hall.
Bang.
Rowan.
Rohan
Rohan.
Marshall.
Good marsh.
Rwanda.
Visit Rwanda.
Is that Collard? No, it's Burns. Sorry.
Wakanda forever.
Go. Give it. Ooh.
It's Boxall.
Box. In the box.
I mean, that's where you see like Burns to Boxall. You're like, oh, okay, there's a lot of young players in
These
this
are
team.
interesting
That's what I
names.
mean.
Oh,
When you go-
Steele, what are you doing?
When you go player for player.
Steele.
Steele. Jeez. He's made of feathers.
And he's hit up the kick as well.
What a player they've got in their hands with this Jack Steele.
He could be good.
He's got
a couple
he
of
might have a
years.
future, this kid.
We still haven't got an answer on the half man, half goat conversation.
Queenbar Shaman, you got to hit someone.
Oh, well, that's actually going to work out.
What a genius.
That's going to work out.
That
What
was
is
all
Collard?
planned.
Collard, high ball, Brad Hill. Oh, went out.
Downfield. Please. No.
Jesse, it's not pronounced Gooman.
What has Collard
It's
done there? Can I just
Gooman.
look at that?
Yeah, he stepped outside.
What on earth has he done?
What a muppet.
Oh, Webster's done the webbing of his hand. What?
Max Hall's. Do you guys ever laugh at the phones on the
Yes,
bench?
I
How they're
love the
wired
phones.
in,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
with a cord
100%.
on them. They're like
Yeah,
from the
yeah.
1980s.
Do you reckon that's a dial like beep, 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 beep?
No, it's a rotary.
Is
No,
it just
no.
you pick it up and they're there?
Yeah,
Yeah,
surely.
yeah, sure. It's just speed dial.
Imagine like it's like a minute left. Like
Ordering pizza.
I was like, avoid. What do they say? I literally have a wired phone at work. What does it say?
Operator.
A number could not be left on this service. Please try again, or something like that.
Yeah. Please
And it's
leave your message.
We need a swing. So I wouldn't. No, I don't know. Something there.
Jesse said a goo man. I don't think that's what
Hi,
it is.
yes. Come on,
No,
give
I
it to
said
him.
that.
Oh,
And
okay.
he's replying to that.
Okay.
Come on. That's got to
Come
be
on.
50
All
umpire.
right, I've had enough. I'm searching up what a half.
It has a name. It's something like a vixen or
Yeah,
like
I was thinking like a Vesson or something. I don't know. Oh, Cooper.
Fawn.
a fawn.
fawn.
Yeah, that's it.
Did I tell you that I hand
FAUN.
fed donkeys flowers today?
He dived on an umpire. That's got to be ball. It is.
Yes!
The poo.
I can't believe it. Is that Walter White?
It's Walter White.
It is
is.
Walter White. God,
Yeah,
that's
it's-
right.
that's ball. That's ball.
He's shit. Sorry, no, he's not. But you know what I mean.
Where's the prior?
There.
He tried to get rid of it.
Nah, but it's what he's trying to do, Drewzy. He's
100%.
trying to get that ball locked in
Yes.
and get
Yeah,
another
of
stoppage.
course he is, but he tried to get it
The
out. Everybody!
We're back. 3 points.
Yeah.
Poomageddon, ladies and gentlemen.
The meltdown is on.
We're grown men.
Oh, the constipation is no longer there. 61 by 64. 3 points with 9 minutes and 48 seconds on the clock.
9 minutes, did you say?
9 minutes.
God, plenty of time.
There is an eternity left in this game.
Yeah, Jesse, apparently you don't get buffer issues if you pause it for a little bit and then click play. We are experiencing buffering issues.
Possibly an unpopular opinion. Philippus celebrations a high level cringe.
What did he do there?
Really? No, they're amazing.
Meanwhile,
he just pumps the chest.
Meanwhile, us, we just start
Watch him.
screaming poo and start singing poo. That's not cringe.
Don't be a hater, Jesse, man.
100%, man.
He's just lapping it up.
Mitch.
Mitchito.
Was he in the ruck there?
He
Must
is.
have been.
I think
He
he
drew
was.
a free kick for a block because he's too big, too strong.
Just on a fantasy sport basis here, is anybody considering getting in Philippou in the next couple of weeks?
Yes.
Back in the side? Okay.
Yeah, I am.
Tackle. That's high. That's a throw, maybe, perhaps.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, what a kick.
Cooper Lord's been actually really good.
He is good.
Since he was taken in the
what is
mid-season.
this?
Oh, Mackay. They're on here.
Oh, my
Everybody's
God. Look
running.
at Hollins.
Jeez, like
Look at Hollins still. Oh, my God. This is disgusting. This is
Oh,
Lord.
that's
Lord.
Lord. He started the chain.
Jeez, St Kilda just could not defend transition to save their life.
What do we, guys? In the comments, what are we saying? Who wins this from here? Carlton by 3, having a shot at goal.
No, they're going to choke.
Jesse said unpopular opinion.
That's what I'm
Philippus.
saying. Yeah. Tis
Jesse's
Jesse.
just being a freaking hater, dude.
Yeah. He didn't even double down. He's like, I actually love Philippou in his draft year.
Oh,
hey,
Lord. The Lord.
Lord.
That was
Shit.
Lord's goal from back
Yeah.
to front there.
He set it up. I think he won a
He won the
loose
ball,
ball.
didn't he?
Yeah, he won a loose
Kicked it
ball.
inside 50 and then gets rewarded.
He was playing with the Sandringham Dragons as an overager last year, taken in the mid-season draft. Wasn't really that highly touted in that either.
So if you're an overager, are you 19 playing
Yep.
NAB League? Right.
Yeah.
Wait, is it NAB League? Was it called?
It used to be. It's called the Coates Talent
Coates
League now.
Talent League.
Yeah,
That's
same.
disgusting, honestly. St Kilda, what were you doing?
Look at the work rate. He's such a good runner.
Yeah, look at that.
My only thing when they drafted him was not that he isn't a good player. It was just like he was another one of those types. Like they already had Kennedy, Hewitt.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a good mullet too. Not that I'm a massive fan of mullets, but
Good head of
Malay.
hair.
The Malay. Come on.
Have you
Sam.
had
9
a
points
mullet,
to
Joe?
margin.
He's
got
sort of
one.
rocking one right now.
That's a mullet,
Yeah,
dude.
you actually are.
That is a all-out mullet as well. It's
Yeah.
like that is all business, and then that is just
This is
party.
the
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
This is party here.
Yeah.
Don't know why I didn't notice that before.
Go McRae.
That's got to be dangerous tackle umpire. I forgot when did Brendan Bolton join the St Kilda coaching stuff.
I'm not sure, but how much knowledge is in that? I know, like Brendan Bolton, criticize him all you want,
George.
but him and Ross Lyon, they would
Yeah.
have some knowledge between them.
Yeah, for sure.
Cripper out the front of the stoppage. Durden's going to get wrapped
Good
up by
tackle,
Darcy
Darcy.
Wilson.
I don't think that's Durden. I think that's
That was Evans.
there's like that's what I mean about this Carlton team. Like White,
Everybody's
Evans,
white for you, basically. On this
Durden.
team. Is that white?
That's Bins, I think.
Look at him tackling him and demanding
that
the
holding the
free
ball?
kick. He's such an angry man when
He is.
Far out. It's literally, he's tackling him and telling him, "Pay me a free kick."
That's crazy.
McRae, get your hands on it. That's a free kick to Sinclair.
Surely.
Windhager gets a clearing kick.
Oh!
Sharman.
The Sharmanator.
The
Cool.
shot-
Oh, he
and
steps
he's
up.
like,
That is
Chaos,
Sharman.
chaos, chaos. Go, Naz.
Nas. Oh shit! He missed him with the handball. Has to spin.
Oh,
McRae.
look at the handball from McRae.
Oh,
Oh,
he's
that's ball.
Oh no! They should have kicked it. Wait, he wasn't paid.
No, they just haven't heard the whistle.
They had to just kick it, man.
How was that handball from McRae? I know it went to
Just
someone.
have to kick the ball sometimes. It is called football at the end of the day.
Cheers, Jeff.
Mate, you got to tell Jack that. He's too busy doing flicking handballs.
Yeah.
Adam Sard goes long. I
Grab
reckon
that.
that's
Who
O'Connell.
is that?
O'Connell.
Liam, my boy, is my super coach.
He's
Did
a
he
good
come
player.
off the bench?
No, he's played all game.
I've not
He's-
seen him all night.
because he's hardly touched it.
Yeah, but he's a lockdown defender.
That was his sixth disposal.
I've never seen him before. I'll have to keep an eye on him. Oh,
He's probably best known from being knocked out by Ryan Mansell.
Yes.
right.
That's right.
Pushed into the contest. But I mean, he's like a prototypical modern hybrid defender.
Yeah. Come on, boys. Back to O'Connell. Good man. Give him more cheap disposals.
He's Irish.
Liam O'Connell puts it high and long. His numbers aren't there, but Philip keeps
Go.
his feet, which is important.
I want to go back to that play before with Sharman. Like that's
Yeah.
just Sharman
That
in a
was
nutshell.
Sharman.
Big contested mark.
There he is.
There, yeah.
And then he breaks. Then he breaks Sard's ankles.
Yeah, breaks his ankles and then just kicks
Just
it
to
into
kick
someone.
it into the guy. There you go. Hem
incredible.
Brassard. Kilda will win. Hope so.
Kilda.
Kilda.
Chaos handball forward. Our man O'Connell.
O'Connell again.
Darcy, how to
Darcy.
use the ball.
Look at this nice handball. Oh, he broke his own ankles.
The skipper falls over. McRae, how's the foot
The
skills?
skipper, he skipped
Oh,
and
Bang.
tripped.
Cooper is out.
that's Marshall.
Rowan.
No, Cooper was
Oh,
out.
sorry.
Go
See-
Sinclair.
Sinks.
Owens.
Mitch.
Come on! No!
For
Fall!
Super Coach!
He hasn't. He has!
No! Oh. Why?
Frick.
How?
All right, we need a goal now.
Shit.
They needed
This
that.
is going to go down to the wire.
Oh,
Can we get
wow.
just a couple more notches of volume so I can feel like I'm there?
Yeah.
Just one or two.
Oh, just decides to
That's
mute it.
That's better.
It's still muted. There we go.
Teenage Mutant
Oh,
Is that all right?
Oh,
No, it's
jeez.
all right. That's all right. You know why? Because Mackay's going to butcher it down the line to no one and they'll score off turnover.
Freaking Kilda. How?
Naz will get the ball in the middle of the ground
what are
here.
you doing, Dougal Howard? It's a problem with a player like Mackay. He's just too big.
He is huge.
See, there's no one there.
Marshall.
Rowan.
Bang. Can they use the spread?
Rowan.
Visit
5
Rwanda.
minutes and 38 seconds.
Burns or Webster?
Burns. To Webster.
Gee whiz.
They've got someone on the far side, but the switch isn't really on. But you can see the Saints are all queuing up in that part of the ground. So you
that's-
can't go long down the line here because there's not going to be anything on.
No.
They need to get that inside kick.
Get it? There's
Then
Hole.
you gotta
Hole,
bite that
Hole,
off.
Hole, Hole, Hole.
They go
He
for
did
it.
it.
He does.
Yes. Good.
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 Go again.
Picks the zone. That's a poor
Oh,
kick.
my
that's all
Wind,
right.
wind. Nah, wait.
Bang. Top of the goal square.
Yeah, kick it to where all
Where
the
are the
numbers
smalls?
are.
Whoa.
He spun. You should have stuck it.
Oh, Stocker
good
puts
body.
it on Motlop.
Piss
Motlop's going
off.
to get there, though.
Oh, piss off. That's disgusting.
Walter White.
They're on here. Jeez,
They're
he's
on.
slow.
Oh.
Jeez, he's slow.
Thank God
Webster.
he's slow.
Bang.
Thank God Thank God.
Oh, they could be out here.
They're
Oh,
out.
Nah, they're not. They're not.
Nah.
They're not. Carlton got
Corridor then. Look, corridor. Naz.
Naz.
You got to buy that kick off steal.
it. Bro.
You've got to go corridor.
He
You
is
got to
not
back.
the man of steel. That is pathetic.
That's a poor kick.
That is pathetic steel.
He's kicked that
you gotta
3 on
attack
1.
here.
Oh, that's
Goal!
Machado!
That's a huge tackle from Machado.
Oh, Jesus.
And he competed
How's
with
the
3
foot
on 1.
skills? How's the foot skills, McRae? Oh,
He can't
not
kick a
bad.
ball inside 50.
Honestly, St Kilda, they're having so many almost moments.
Like Mitch Owens' appreciation.
Oh, for
he took
sure.
a 3 on 1 in the air,
Yeah.
and then he made that tackle at ground level.
Unbelievable. We're under 4 minutes now.
Marshall,
Nas. Oh, he didn't have it.
Hollands to Chera.
Oh, my favourite player.
Yes, we love Adam Chera.
Sarah!
We love Adam Chera here.
Oh, steal.
He's always got the same length haircut.
Just
Yeah.
pots it up to Rowan.
He held him.
He absolutely was held.
Oh, Mitch again. Mitch is incredible.
He's the best. I
Huge.
love him.
Nas.
That's high or in the back, whichever one you want.
How Rowan Marshall hasn't been paid a free kick for holding tonight is ridiculous.
The umpiring has been poor in this game, like overall. Look at Hewitt on Sinclair. Like, he's just holding
He's
him at every
holding him
contest.
already. Yeah, because after what happened last time. Oh, block.
Come on, Hunt. Go St Kilda.
Well done.
Oh, what was
Motlop
that?
again.
Oh, he's just
Du-
done a hammy.
Dougal Howard has been-
he just pinged his hamstring.
He's been
That's what happened.
shocking in this game, though.
Yeah, mate, he's done his hammy.
Bro, Motlop's been so clean in really crucial moments there.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're going to win it now. Oh, St Kilda, they dropped the ball.
They had to score there.
Yeah, had to.
That's not 15. That has not been 15 all year.
Oh, my God. Free kick, Carlton.
Where's Dougal Howard? Is he up? That just looked like he dived when he went to
He
go
grabbed
near
the
ball.
hammy,
Is that
Yeah.
15?
That's
Come
not.
on, Carlton.
Can I not
I
see
mean-
can I not see the distances? But that looks like it's going 10 meters, or it's going 15, and but they haven't paid that all year.
They haven't. No, not a free kick.
Damn, they needed to go exactly perfect. They need 2 goals.
They just couldn't give Rowan Marshall that free kick there when Tom DeConing was
100%.
literally just holding him down. Like
Yeah,
this.
absolutely. That was so obvious.
I love
so
how they have
obvious.
the Thirsty Camel as their sponsor.
It's actually funny. The Saints have had 5 more free kicks. It really doesn't feel like
No,
that.
it doesn't.
Yeah, bad umpiring isn't on count. It's just on like decisions that
Yeah,
were
exactly.
missed. And it's not
Good.
Oh, that is so lucky.
Oh.
He's missed it.
Oh, he's missed it. He's given the ball back. It doesn't matter.
Oh, what a kick.
What a kick.
Get there. Oh, side.
No. Should have stuck the jukes
Yeah,
out.
Garcia had
I
to put
thought
the
Akers
jukes
was
out.
off.
Yeah.
Oh, good hell.
Well, he must have not have got subbed off, so they could
And
just...
that's not 15.
That was McGovern that went to hospital, wasn't it? Not
Yeah.
Akers.
Oh, that's game over.
Yeah.
That's the game. Jay, there's 1 minute and 53 seconds
And
and counting.
Mackay's the kind of guy that would actually kick this.
And Mackay is going to take 30 seconds off the clock. It's over.
How long left? 1 minute 40. Oh,
It's over.
That's game.
They've messed up.
just going to the comments. Chirigu, anyone else having mad buffering issues, or is that just me? I think that has been a consistency.
Oh my God, he's kicked it.
He's kicked it.
Good
I
moment.
knew he kicked that.
Good moment for Mackay.
Um,
Well done, Carlton.
Piss off, St Kilda.
So you don't ever put your faith in St Kilda. How we made this team look that good last week, and then they do fuck all at the MCG.
They are Marvel Stadium merchants.
Yeah. Well, we said they were all right last year at the MCG, but Jack still had to go corridor earlier on. Had to back his own kick in. He
Yeah.
had options.
That's the thing though, isn't it? Like what we've been talking about with all the teams that are having success this year. You've got to back in your convictions and be able to execute, I suppose. Like, I don't know. That's the thing with Jack Steele. Can Jack Steele actually pull that kick off?
I don't think he can personally. But he had to try it though.
Well, he hit a great kick a couple
Down the
minutes
line,
before.
yeah, the other time before, you're right. He
Yeah.
did. He put a step on and then kicked a nice kick.
It's harder when you're standing behind the mark though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Who's been best on tonight?
Without thinking about it, I would say Curnow was really good early.
Good man.
Self-corrected.
Naz?
Yeah, Nasai's been good.
I'd almost give it to like, I don't know, like Binns has been pretty solid.
Binns was great. I think Motlop's had some really important moments
Yeah.
as well. Without
Motlop's had like 5
it.
touches.
But every one of them were either goal saving or goal setting up, which is kind of crazy. Like the effectiveness of those disposals were all really good.
Philippou, maybe.
It was all right.
Philippou's had some big moments.
Now let's look and see.
I'm just trying to think.
I don't think there's only one person. Maybe
I
Mackay.
I feel like when you're talking about setting up the win for Carlton, it was actually a lot of it was off half back.
Yeah.
I feel like players back there have taken intercept marks. Wiedering. Silvani's been good.
Silvani has been very good.
So AFL fantasy leaders: Rowan Marshall, Harry Mackay. Yeah, Mackay's been good. 3 goals. 19
Marshall hasn't
touches.
been one of the best on the
10
ground.
marks for Mackay as well. And then Jack Steele.
Yeah, I mean, Curnow was good early too, wasn't he? He's gone out of the game now.
I don't know. I don't think there's any one particular standout that you could say was clearly heads and shoulders above the rest. I think it was just a real solid team effort.
Cal Wilkie and Jacob Wiedering didn't go off the ground that whole game.
Guess who had the most clearances for that game?
Jack Steele.
Patrick Cripps.
Of course he did.
Of course he did. Of course he did.
Does that put Carlton into the 8?
Surely not.
I feel like they lost last week, but they're stacking the wins a bit.
Let's have a look.
So bummed out.
No one wanted that ending.
They
one
had the
wanted that.
best draw coming into the season.
Yeah.
Now they're still outside.
Bloody hell.
I mean, what's their... Let's have a look at their run.
Sinclair was really good. And Nas. I don't know. Was Nas their best player for St Kilda?
I think he was. I think he was St Kilda's best player.
I think he was.
Definitely.
And then for Carlton, I guess, hard to go past Mackay. 10 marks, 3 goals.
Yeah.
In a close game, and he kicked 3 goals and took some important marks, was a headache all game.
I think De Koning was pretty good in the ruck.
De Koning, won the battle for sure.
I think about like Wiedering, Silvani.
Yeah, Wiedering was huge in Silvani.
Those intercept markers, but you're probably right, Drewzy. Like there were some good performances from those small forwards like Binns, bobbed up. I don't think you'd say they were
especially early, but then faded.
Yeah,
as the game went
faded.
on.
Which you probably like as a Carlton fan. It felt like a shared load today.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it wasn't. I don't think they dominated, and they probably didn't win off the back of how they usually would win, like beating you up around the ball.
Correct.
I think that area of the ground was pretty even.
Plus all the injuries that they were getting during the game.
Yeah.
Definitely, it felt like, the Saints were going to run over the top of them and that they weren't going to be able to run it out, but
I do feel like a sense, though, that if Carlton were playing a better team than St Kilda, a more ruthless team, there was that, like, when they were coming at them, St Kilda just weren't able to really drive the... Like, if that was a Collingwood, they'd put a couple of goals on them.
If it was Collingwood, they'd not be making any of those foolish mistakes. When it comes to their transition, they would have probably defended the ground a bit better.
Late game, just being able to...
Late game, exactly.
Yeah.
Like, they certainly were fortunate that their injuries were coming against a lower team. Like, St Kilda certainly have promise with their youth and things like that, but they're not going to challenge now. But if they were up against a genuine contender tonight, as JCR here says, there's a lot of bang average sides in the AFL.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was talking about when I did my rankings. I feel like if you are lucky enough to get a little run on where you get West Coast, you get North, you get Richmond, it's pretty bankable. This is Carlton's season so far, right? So obviously the round one, wasn't it? Lose to Richmond,
That was insane.
That was crazy. That was absolutely mental.
41 points up.
Yep. Lose by 13. Then they go against the Hawks. They lose by 20.
Yep.
Then they lose to the Dogs by 8, which probably seemed worse at the time.
Yeah. But they're there, but they're showing them incredible signs now, the Dogs.
Yeah. Then the Pies game. So they lose? They lost their first 4. And then they got West Coast.
Yep.
So this is the cycle we're talking about with these teams. They've smashed the shit out of West Coast. Then they got North.
Yeah.
In a row. They smashed them.
Felt good about themselves.
Yep. And then that's the win you were talking about before when I said it was the Crows.
Yeah.
When I got them confused with you guys.
They beat Geelong.
They beat Geelong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they beat Geelong by 18 at the MCG. Then they got smashed by Adelaide. And now this. So I don't know. What do you take from that season?
Sometimes maybe good, sometimes
maybe
shit.
100%.
No, they're not the team that they were the last couple of years, but plenty of time to build into the season yet. Plenty of time to build.
Zave says, can't take it away from how the Blues played with all the injuries and the players carrying injuries.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
That's what we said.
Yep.
Absolutely. I said that.
I reckon Akers went
props.
off for 2 quarters then.
Yeah.
And then they must have been like, all right.
And they
we
got
need
better.
someone- Yeah.
They got better.
No, but I think
Because he's the worst kick in the
He's
comp.
the worst field kick in the AFL, apparently.
I reckon they just needed someone to go in and run. I reckon they would have just been so gassed, down a couple rotations, have just strapped up Akers to the shoulder and be like, go and play. Because I don't think if you look at the time on ground for Akers.
It's actually 78%, which isn't low, but I reckon he's, generally speaking, Akers would be a 95 guy. But 78...
I genuinely thought he went off the ground for a long period.
He must have come back
Yeah.
on, I reckon, and maybe not had much of the ball. That's interesting, though. But yeah, it's difficult with Carlton. Probably my overarching thing with Carlton is that I just don't... They may go on a bit of a run. They may knock off some teams that are above them. I'm not sure if they're going to do any damage. That's
What's damage? Prelim.
making finals and knocking someone off in the finals.
Yeah.
I don't know if they've got that in them.
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Well, a lot of footy analysts right now are saying the top 8 or top 7's pretty much set. So Collingwood, Brisbane, Crows, Gold Coast, GWS, Geelong, and the Dogs. Are those your shoo-ins type thing?
So what's that? So Brisbane, Collingwood, Geelong. I imagine everybody's got them. Collingwood have got now, I think, 10 of their last 12. Or 12 of their last 14 they've got at the MCG. Is that correct?
Or here in Melbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
They're not losing many of those.
No.
To
Gold Coast make it? A Gold Coast a question.
I
They've
mean,
got the talent there.
I think they do. I think they make it this year.
I think they make it this year. Agreed.
Still away form though. Their away form still putrid.
Yeah.
They lost to Richmond at Marvel.
Yeah, because Dimmer Hardwick hates Marvel.
Yeah, but they're gonna have to play there.
Is that the reason they lost though?
Can't be the
Like,
sole reason.
why did Noah Anderson and Matt Rowell choose to not turn up to that game?
Because the artificial turf and Matt Rowell does not eat that fake shit from Marvel.
I think the question that you've got to ask yourself, like, there'll be teams that'll make the 8 and they'll be able to bank home and away wins, but I do think there is a gulf between the teams that can actually do damage.
Yeah, for sure.
When the finals come around, like I feel Carlton are one of those teams that over the last couple of years have been able to make the finals, but I don't really see them as a threat when they actually get there. Whereas a Gold Coast, I could see them as a threat.
If they're playing at home.
Yeah, they need to finish
They need to finish, or at least finish in a 6 or 7 out of the elimination finals.
What do you mean?
5 or 6.
Sorry, what did I say? 6 or 7?
Yeah.
5 and 6, sorry.
No, they'd just go out second week and then they'd have to play another. Nah, Gold Coast need to finish first or second if they're going to do damage.
Well, they're not going to do that.
They're not going to do that, yeah.
Yeah, they're not going to do that this year.
But they'll make the 8. Carlton on their day.
Could they knock someone off in the first round of finals if they finish 5th or 6th? Yes. But
yeah,
I don't see them
Going all the way.
No,
we do have to remember too, I think like the last year with Brisbane, they finished outside the 4. So I feel like Brisbane are causing a lot of wrong premonitions about teams because everyone's like, oh, Brisbane did it last year. They lost the first 5 games or whatever. The first
Chris
4
Fagan did this. Don't sack your coach.
Yeah, exactly. And I don't think a team is going to necessarily win it from outside the top 4 again anytime soon.
The numbers are really low. For
Yeah.
sure. The likelihood of that happening.
Well, it's the Dogs in 16 and it's the isn't that it?
Lions.
It's 2 in 25.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. So it's really low odds, and I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. You've got, like, if you're going off my young, sexy electric footy teams, you got Hawthorn,
They can win
GWS. Hawks can win.
Hawks can win it.
Yeah.
Giants.
I think they can.
Yeah, I think they can as well.
No, Giants can't.
You know what it is?
Really?
With
Giants
me
can't.
and the Giants, I feel like when it's the last game of September, you need it. You actually need your fans there. Like I feel like you need the 19th.
You need the 19th, exactly right.
I don't think they have that.
That may be the best point you've ever made.
That's how they've been unable to hold on to these, because they were up at 3/4 time in both of those finals last year.
Yeah.
They were up in both of them.
Yeah.
And they conceded, I don't know, like 50 points combined in the last quarters in the final
Don't
series
have the
last
fans
year.
to get them over the line.
They don't have the belief. They don't have the fans. They don't have that extra oomph to get you over the top. Whereas the other team has their fans screaming them back to come roaring back into the contention.
Body of work, though. I mean, what have they? They've gone 2023, lost the prelim by a point.
Yeah.
2024, should have won.
It's Jared Davis.
He's in the rooms, is he?
He's in the room.
Oh, there he is. Yeah.
Yeah, I see him.
In the
Think he's
ball
got a
magnet shirt.
ball
and then
magnet
takes
shirt,
off.
Yeah.
There's Louis Montagna.
He is there. What's he doing in the Carlton rooms? Should be in the Saints rooms.
Yeah, he's clearly working media.
Yeah, I got it.
Wait, who's this?
Lee Montagna. He's over there. Yeah. Giants. Yeah. So then last year they should have at least won one of those finals
Absolutely. Should have won
against
both of them.
the Swans. They were leading
Yeah,
heavily.
they should have won both.
They should have won both.
Yeah. The thing for me with Giants, as far as the game plan, the coach, I feel safe with him, what he's been able to do since he's been there. And I feel safe with the playing squad. I feel like they have a squad that can actually do damage.
Definitely.
But I don't think they'll win it, though. They can do damage, but they won't do fatal damage.
So what's holding the Giants back from being able to do fatal damage?
I guess what's holding them back is I feel like teams have done their research on them, and in the way that they want to do the orange tsunami. And if you're up against a really well, defensively minded team, and I will never forget, I just managed to watch their game against Hawthorn down in Tasmania, that super windy game where they got their massive run on at the start.
Yeah, we streamed that game actually.
But then that last quarter, they had to go and they had to win, but they just simply could not, because Hawthorn were just sitting 1.5 meters away from all of their outlet kicks, and they did not have it in them to do the pass, because every time they would try it, the Hawks were sweating on them and they would just force turnover. And the tsunami is either in full flight or it's a desert. There's no middle ground for the tsunami, I feel.
I think sometimes the tsunami thing gets a little bit overplayed with the Giants. Like what it actually is. I feel like the biggest thing in 25 that they're struggling with over the last month has been they've just been getting smashed in the midfield.
Yes, absolutely.
So
Why are they getting smashed in the midfield?
well, that's a difficult question. I think, to be fair, like Finn Callahan, as good as he is, he hasn't been playing inside mid for that long. So I think they're adjusting to that when they've had the bodies that have been through there majorly. Tom Green, it's probably been Josh Kelly, Stephen Cornelio. They've been playing the biggest midfield minutes over the last 3, 4, 5 years. So they've kind of mixed that up massively. Like Finn Callahan's come in, Toby Bedford's come in. So I think there's a little bit of I think Tom Green's gone in and out of form too.
Yes, for sure.
Over the last 12 months. And I think that's really hurting them around the ball. So they're having to rely too much on...
Briggs isn't the best ruckman either.
He's struggling this year. I think he has been good, but
Sean Darcy to GWS, question mark?
It wouldn't be the worst trade. I also think, on another thing that's happened recently with them, I'm not really rating what Jake Stringer's looking like.
No, I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that move.
So glad he's gone.
Like, Jesse Hogan was one. Jake Stringer was one Jesse Hogan too many. Like,
Yeah.
forwards that, just not great for culture. Like, Jesse Hogan has turned his career around, but Jake Stringer to GWS, if they try to persevere with that, it's going to damage
It's
them.
a weird one, isn't it?
Callum Brown offers so much more to that system, I reckon.
I completely
it's
agree.
Because we were begging them to take him. Like, we were doing everything we can.
What
to
did you
him
get
out
for
of
him?
there. I think we got a fourth rounder for him.
Take it.
But they're paying his entire contract.
Yeah.
Oh, true. He's on juicy money, is he?
Yeah. You never would have actually had to... You never would have got a good pick back for
No.
him.
And you have to play him because of the money that he's on.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
So we had to get rid of him. And I'm so glad we did, because that's the best thing that you can do for your culture, especially as a rebuilding side.
I think the Giants are one of those teams, though, that probably could actually take the hit of not playing him.
Yeah,
If,
for
if,
sure.
if they play him over a 5-week period here and they're just like, I don't know if this is working, we'd rather get a Callum Brown, who's more of a decoy. He's not going to get targeted as much, but when he does, he can provide something, and he can probably provide a little bit. Like, Stringer's one of those players now, you look at him compared to what he was when he first come into the league, he can't move.
No.
He looks like he's got the biggest turning circle on
Yeah,
him.
100%.
So he's not.
so inconsistent.
Yeah. I mean, he kicks goals. He does kick goals, even at Essendon.
Against the bottom 6 sides, though.
Bit of a bully.
And not against the top 8 sides.
Yeah. I mean, to be rebuttal on that, to use my favourite word, rebuttal.
Late use of rebuttal
You're a bottom
tonight.
6 side too.
Yeah, so,
So-
he beats up on other teams that we sort of are trying to beat.
Yeah.
But then when we're trying to go up, he won't help us go up.
I feel like he is a match winner with the ball, but I think any team playing Jake Stringer loses something on some level, like a bit of ground level, a bit of mobility, work rate. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and defensive front half turner pressure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, even what's his name, Caldwell, when he was asked about it, is like, yeah, all right, he kicked goals for us, sure, but we conceded some goals because if he didn't put, we didn't put
100%. And when you've got like you mentioned Hogan with the off-field stuff, but even the on-field stuff, like Hogan's not really going to help you there.
No.
So then you've got like Cadman probably does. He's a bit more.
Yeah.
Fluid.
He needs to come on. Yeah.
Jake Stringer is just a Timu Jesse Hogan, eh? Like,
But how much more dynamic would their forward line look like if it was Callum Brown?
Yeah, I think
so.
so.
He's just that more
But he
hybrid.
can't mark to save his life, though.
Yeah, he drops a lot
He
of marks.
drops so many
He
marks.
pinch hits in the ruck as well, so he just offers more than Jake Stringer.
Oh, for
Yeah.
sure.
That is a shit move from GWS. I feel like they've just gone like, oh yeah, Jake Stringer, big name, let's get him in. Like it didn't seem like a GWS move to make.
No.
And why is their name GWS Giants all in capital letters? Why is Giants in capitals?
Why has that annoyed you?
Because they're giants. They're big. They are written bigly.
Bigly.
Hey, it's a late night. I'm allowed to make some funny.
And you're stroking
Words.
the bottom of my foot with your foot.
I've
Did
just
that
clicked
feel
on
good?
ladder
It
on
did.
the app and
You're
it hasn't come up. So they're
Scott could have even been a third rounder for Stringer. Not bad for the Dons. Nah, it's not bad at all. We're a rebuilding team. We're rebuilding. We don't have time and space, nor wanting to continue to play and put up with Jake Stringer antics. I mean, we got rid of him. Hind was let go as well. Like we're in rebuild mode.
You going to the game tomorrow night?
I'm not, unfortunately.
Why not?
Saturday nights tend to be. I'm booked out Saturday nights, so I miss out all Saturday night games.
Booked out Saturday nights.
Yeah,
no
for personal
want
reasons.
to elaborate. Okay,
Yeah,
fair play.
yeah, for personal reasons.
How do you feel going into that game?
I surprisingly feel more confident going into the Sydney game than we did against North Melbourne. North Melbourne to me, it always screams like danger game because they always get up for a grand final against us, basically. West Coast always get up against us. As
we don't get up for a grand final against anyone. What are you talking
against
about?
Us. For some reason, you guys hate us. I don't know why. North Melbourne hates it.
It's the Marshmallow Wars of the
Maybe.
90s.
And West Coast hate us, so they always get up. But I don't know.
You say
against the
West Coast
Swans-
get up, but it's like they'll challenge you for 3 quarters and then you pull away. That's what West Coast getting up for Essendon is. But I get what you're saying.
And then against the Swans, it's just always a close affair.
Yeah.
So I just know what I'm getting in for. I feel like it's just it's going to be a close one. If we win, we win. Great. If we lose, so be it. Better draft pick. Again, we're in rebuild mode. That's not really what my concerns are.
Don't
about
get too
getting all of
comfortable
these
down in
wins.
rebuild mode. It can last a long time.
No, I
Yes.
don't think it will for us. When you got the likes of some great players in the middle that aren't really old, but they're in that sort of sweet spot in the 26-year-old. I feel like we've got quite a few of those players.
How old's Merritt?
Who are 20? He's 29. So Merritt's getting on.
But he's just in his prime still.
But he's still in
He'll
his
play
prime,
till he's
so
36.
he'll play till he's
yeah,
30.
No,
37.
I do agree with you. I think this draft for Essendon, this 2025 draft, is super, super important because I still think you lack quality midfielders. You've got very lucky with like Kako, and you're going to have Swade, you're going to have Huss come through in the draft, but they probably don't give you that A-grade midfielder that you really need. So you've got your Merritts, your Parishes who are getting on now.
Caldwell, Durham.
Yeah, the thing,
Durham's a jet. I love Durham.
Durham's an absolute jet. I love Durham. Cordwell,
That's what I said.
So, yeah.
Keep going.
Cordwell.
He's a jet. I agree. Yeah, he's a jet.
Cordwell he's a very good player, But
Is he just like 7 out of 10 everything, Caldwell?
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
he's not. Essendon fans get annoyed with me because I say he's a defensive mid. And
Who would you compare him to?
good question. Caldwell. You're like defensive. He's like a row bottom, but he's a little bit better.
Better than Rowbottom?
He's a slightly better row bottom. That to me puts him at
I
an
wouldn't say
A
he's
minus player.
Is he an A- player though?
He's a B plus.
Because
B plus, A minus.
is he that good? Because if he was that good, surely him, Merritt, and Durham would be the best midfield in the
Well,
comp.
the only thing stopping him is, I guess, his body at the moment
Right. Okay.
because he did another hammy. But I think if his body's right, I think Caldwell's certainly a great player.
I just think that there's a lot of midfielders in the comp, and I think sometimes fans do get a little bit lost with this. And McRae's in this same box as well. Like they get a lot of the footy. It's like death by 1,000 cuts, but they're not very cut through.
I think Caldwell personally, I could be completely biased here, but I do think Caldwell's a bit more damaging with his disposal. I think he's a better kick than Durham. And Durham's not a bad kick, but I think Caldwell's actually a better kick of the football than Durham is, and they're both better than what Parrish is.
Yeah, I think-
but neither of them are as good as Merritt. So I feel like there's like a hierarchy there of Merritt is our best kick, Caldwell, Durham, Parrish is by far our worst kick. I think I'd have them in that ordering. And then when you have Draper and Bryan as our two rucks who make a formidable
I love Draper.
duo.
I think Draper's a great
I
ruck.
love Drapes.
Yeah.
So obviously this year is going to be a lot harder now losing both of our rucks. So I'm not looking at it in isolation. I'm looking big picture.
Yeah.
I think the list is coming together with Caddy as our key forward, Kako at ground level. We've got a couple of players.
You need some quality mids though. That's what I'm saying. That's why I reckon this
I
draft
love
is
the
important.
optimism, but
What have I said wrong?
no, you haven't said anything wrong.
Yeah.
I love the optimism. I'm coming from a Fremantle Dockers perspective now because that's who I am. I'm a Fremantle Dockers man. Look at where our list is. You can build and you can get better wins, but it takes a long time, man. It takes more than Caddy and Kako. Like the back six, still not sold on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fair play, I think. And particularly, like I reckon Ridley was like a great draft pick.
Yep.
That he just cannot get his body right, which is unfortunate.
Yep.
That's just one of those really unlucky ones.
I've got nothing against Essendon, don't get me wrong. But like I said before, it's a Brisbane Collingwood GWS league at the moment. It's going to take a long time, I feel like. And I think it's smart that you guys are going, all right, let's properly build this list because it feels like you've been in nowhere land for a while.
Because that's true, yeah.
I love Merritt. I love Durham.
It depends like the context you use there though, because I feel like you're right in the sense that I made the joke about North Melbourne. You're not going to you're going to bounce quicker than we are. 100%. Like you're going to be better than us in 3-4 years. I agree with that, but we're nowhere. So, but you're still going to be off those top teams.
Yeah. Well, I think the only way you can bridge that is if you sort of get closer and consistently play finals, get that finals experience. Say you might not break the finals drought, in 3 years, but you get that taste of it, and then maybe the following year you can go one step further, perhaps. But you also need a lot of luck. Sometimes you just need things to go your way. Obviously, this year we've had no luck whatsoever with 5 season-ending injuries in 8 weeks.
Yeah, it doesn't.
That's ridiculous. I mean, if every week you have an essay of the ins and outs, and we're already such a young team, and we're pulling out Goldstein, bless you, at 36, 37 years of age, 200 centimeters running around. Like you could clearly see he was battered last week.
Do you think
Sherry?
Our mid-season draft coming up in a few weeks? Do you think Essendon will take a ready-made ruck?
I think we will, because we can't rely on Goldie. Can be fine for a pinch hit here and there, but we're still round 8. Round 9
How many long-term injuries do you guys have exactly, just off the top of your head?
So we've got Edwards as a key forward. We got Bryan, ruptured
Draper.
Achilles, Draper. Who else was there? I think. Oh, actually, no. What's his face? Jones avoided it.
Oh,
I don't
that's
know
right.
I don't know how Jones avoided that.
Dislocated. Did you see that?
Yeah, that was horrific.
I only
was
saw
at
him
the game.
clutching at his leg.
His ankle was at right angles.
Yeah, it was a dislocated ankle.
I don't even know how he's avoided surgery there.
That was
anything.
yucky.
That was crazy.
Having said everything that I just said about how Essendon have a long way to go, it also takes just like good acquisitions of free agents and players that are.
That's what teams have to get right now. They've got to get the draft right.
Yeah.
At the same time, they're getting their free agents, right? Like look at Hawthorn. I think they're a good example of a team that bounce fast.
Yeah.
It's like you bring in Nick Watson, who hits the ground running
Yep.
as a small forward, completely like revolutionises that forward line. But then you get Barras, you get Battle.
Yeah.
You start to like they're now just a hype club.
Lloyd
aren't they?
Meek.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Lloyd
what-
Meek,
what an
like what a
acquisition.
what a
Great
pickup.
Ruck.
You've got to get those like Barras and Battle probably a bit more high end acquisitions.
Yeah.
But then you've got to get those ones right too. Like
Ginnivan.
Meek,
There's another
Ginnivan,
one.
the
Yeah.
kind of like fringe players at other clubs that elevate.
Yeah.
And the draft players have to come in, play a role, and actually,
sure.
I think they actually have to participate. And I think probably what Essendon have been in the last couple of years, it's like players like Sardis,
Yep.
for whatever reason, haven't, whether that's development at the club, Hobbs, they haven't really been able to bed in and actually like make the team better.
Was there Brosio at Essendon? Or
Yes.
That was a bad miss.
How did that not work?
Yeah, that was because we were playing him half forward.
Right.
We weren't playing. We never tried him on the wing, which is crazy.
Was
to me.
D'Ambrosio in under Brad Scott?
He was. Yes, he was.
Was it a bit of both? Was it like
That
back
was, it
end
was the
of
first year. It was the first year of Brad.
right? Yeah, that's a miss. But
That's a big miss.
As
for
a
sure.
North fan, Brad Scott like notoriously bad for playing young players, which is it's optimistic for Essendon fans, I think, this year because he has
we have been playing the kids.
yeah.
I mean, is it by necessity because of injuries, or is it because they genuinely deserve it? Like I think Hayes this week certainly deserves the call up.
He more than deserves it.
He's
Like
been
he's been
unreal.
dominating in the
Yeah.
VFL. For,
So he clearly can't. He clearly is not. That's it. He's too good for VFL. He has to come to the AFL. Nick Bryan did his full apprenticeship in the VFL before coming up to AFL level. I think Day Wicks is going to be good. Zach Johnson, really excited to see him. He's been emergency for a couple of weeks now for the AFL side. So I think we do have some of these newer players that we've drafted under Rosa certainly knocking on the door.
Yeah.
They can all kick and they can all move, which is certainly something that we can't say about Dodoro picks. Dodoro always loved picking a guy who seems to have fine physical attributes, but poor skills.
I reckon Dodoro was either or.
Yeah.
He was like he'd either pick athletes that couldn't play footy,
Yeah.
or footballers that had no athleticism.
Exactly.
Like he couldn't get the mix
Couldn't
right.
get the mix right. So
any free agents on the table that you're eyeing up? Is there any rumours of star players to come to your club?
not really, to be honest. I think the biggest name that we're talking about potentially, I know we're talking about maybe getting someone like a Starcevic across to bolster up the back
Yeah.
line from Brisbane.
Wasn't McCluggage rumoured? That just didn't. come
Nah,
through.
McCluggage isn't coming to us.
Boy,
Who have
he
you, got?
isn't,
You guys
but
have gone after a few big fish in the last few years, haven't you? Like,
Unfortunately,
we need to land one.
We've tried to go for. We tried going for Bobby Hill the year before he went to Collingwood. He nominated us, actually, but unfortunately, we couldn't land him because Toby Green had walked straight through an umpire and was missing 10 weeks. Do you remember that suspension?
yeah. But what's the connection?
They had no other small forwards.
Oh, I see. So they didn't release
They
him.
couldn't release him because they had.
Yeah,
that
got
was the
ya.
year that he wanted to come to Essendon.
That's
Right.
crazy.
But they had no one. They had no depth in the smalls department, and I think it was from that point on that they realised, crap, we need more smalls. And you'll notice now, all these years, all these drafts, they're recruiting small forwards now. So
Yeah.
So we couldn't get Bobby Hill. He then goes to Collingwood, wins a flag. We wanted Dunkley.
Oh, Dunkley, yeah.
That didn't work
Jeez,
out.
there's your big bodied mid.
He goes to Brisbane, wins a flag. Who else did we want that ended up going to another club and winning a flag? Like it's just been, we've been trying a few players. It just hasn't worked out. Unfortunately.
This is like the big question though. I don't know where you guys lie on this, but as a North Melbourne fan, you go through these drafts and these recruits that come into the club, and is it the player? You recruited the wrong player and they just didn't work, or is it the fact that they come to your club and they just suck because your club is almost toxic? I'm not saying that about Essendon. I'm saying it
just
about
general.
the weaker clubs. Like everyone North goes after from different clubs.
Yeah.
Like we got Griffin Logue, Darcy Tucker,
Pollock.
Pollock back in the day.
Well, they're
Stevens.
shit players going to a shit club.
They're shit players going to a shit
Well,
club.
not shit, but they're not
But
upper
I
echelon.
like people would have said at the time that D'Ambrosio was a shit player. If D'Ambrosio didn't do what he did at Hawthorn, he
Correct.
was just another shit player on the pile.
Yeah.
And I think there's a bit of both in this. Like I'm not arguing either way, but I think weaker teams that don't have good development programs, like they stunt these guys. Like I look at that redraft I did in 2023 and I'm looking at Dersma and McKercher. It can't be a coincidence that we draft the pick 2 and the pick 4 and they're both not in my top 10 anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's got to be somewhat on the club, and not that we just drafted two shit players.
Who's your development coach? Is it Michael Barlow?
He's one of them.
Yeah.
He's in the team. Like, I assume it's bigger than that. It's a program rather than an individual.
Yeah.
I know for Essendon, development's been a massive problem for us. And we had an external review and it came out saying that our development was basically non-existent. So we're actually paying over the soft cap. We're actually paying a penalty for hiring extra development because we need to develop the youth and we need to improve our VFL squad. So, and I can sort of see it coming through. So yeah, I've sort of got optimism that there is dog and mongrel in the youth that's coming through, that we've normally had the nice private school boy who's polite from a good
That's kind of
family.
your historical
That's been
Essendon
our classic
thing, right?
Essendon pick, but now you got people like Durham, you got people like Roberts.
It's
who are
also
really
I think it's
hard-edged.
leadership too, though, right?
And
and I
Zach
think
has been massive, yeah.
Yeah, like Zach's obviously amazing, but you'd probably say 5 years ago Essendon didn't have that leadership.
Certainly
So
not.
the players that you're bringing in, it's like, who are they learning off? So it's like there's that element, and then there's the thing that Sam Mitchell talks about, which is actually recruiting the players that have that self drive.
Yeah.
Like you look at players like Durham. Like I feel like that's like the same with North. Like we recruit Harry Sheasel. He's probably going to succeed anywhere he goes.
Yeah, for sure.
Whereas other players need a little bit more help, even though they have the talent. They don't-
Self-drive. That's a good point.
The self-drive as well.
Collingwood were massive on that as well, weren't they?
100%.
Yeah.
Like players like doing their own off-season programs and stuff.
Well, Sam Mitchell talked about it a lot, I think a couple of seasons ago, and he said that like since COVID and the soft cap changing and everything, you need to recruit self-motivated players because you don't get time with the players. So that becomes a bigger deal. You can't get these guys that are going to be like when they, tap out of the club or whatever, sign out of the club when they're off. They need to be doing the work. And the guys that are self-motivated and they have that competitiveness and that drive, they'll put in
do
that
it.
work, and you don't have to worry about them.
There you go.
And that's been a big culture problem at Essendon. And that's why Brad Scott's always been saying, it's not just about the pre-season, it's about the off-season, it's about conducting yourself in a professional sort of environment. And that's why we've been weeding out a lot of the Dodoro players. The old Dodoro players, they're not getting gigs, trying to implement the new youth with Rosa, trying to push forward new standards, trying to, use your words, flush out the old stuff sort of thing.
Flush out the shit.
Flush out the poo. Yeah, and,
Flush out the poo.
Flush out the poo. That's it. The poo's been the word of the night, I feel.
Flush out the Philippou. All right, tips, guys. Rest of the game. So we got, what do we have? We had Collingwood won the first game. Collingwood and Carlton win the first two games.
Disgusting.
Gross.
I was so happy last week they both lost.
Did they? Oh, they did too. Yeah, of course. Geelong, that game. That was incredible. Melbourne versus Hawthorn at the MCG.
I don't know why I feel like Melbourne will win that.
Drewzy, I knew you were going to say that.
I don't know why. There's something in my loins, and I might look stupid, but I feel like Melbourne win that. I have no reason other than
It's
vibe.
I promise to all the people still listening, we've got 18 on the stream still. I promise that I'll hold Drewzy accountable for this if they lose.
Good.
I might sound stupid. What we should do a bet, like if Melbourne win, you got to do something stupid.
All right. How stupid?
Oh, jeez. This is nice.
Come up with something, Joey.
He has to do something stupid.
Yeah.
Not too weird though.
You have to. When do you guys play each other?
You have to upload a video of GG just like licking your face.
That's not stupid.
That's stupid.
That's too easy.
That's cute. That's cute.
Yeah.
He has to.
That's just like a regular-
poo on his forehead.
Yeah, you have to sit through a whole stream just with
Poo on your forehead.
I don't know. But someone coming to the chat. I don't know.
That'll get
I
weird.
don't think it's too far out of the realms of. They've won like 3, 4.
Yeah.
How many in a row have the D's won?
Do you have a Freo jersey?
3.
Yeah.
I'll
no,
wear
I
your
don't.
Freo jersey to a stream.
Yeah, right. You can.
I mean, that's fairly
I'll
tame.
kit you out in Freo merch.
Yeah,
That's nice.
Yep.
That's nice.
That's easy.
I'm tipping the Hawks for that one.
I could even get you some Melbourne
Hawks.
merch.
Okay. Yeah.
Friend
We could jump on the
Chaos.
Goodwin train.
Yeah. If Melbourne win, you got to wear a Melbourne scarf next time we stream.
Jesus.
I'll do that. I'm happy to do that. Okay,
So you're
I'm
obviously tipping Hawthorn.
going Hawks.
Yeah.
And Joe, you're the same.
Yeah.
Essendon versus Sydney, the big debut for Lewis Hayes, Archer Day Wicks, and we forgot to talk about Sardis, but he's dropped from this game.
Yeah. I'm tipping my boys.
You're tipping your boys.
It would be such an Essendon thing, wouldn't it? To limp over North Melbourne by 2 points and West Coast by 3 points and then somehow beat Sydney by 1 point. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm tipping the Bombers.
I think Sydney win that.
I'm going Caddy
Don't get sucked into the hype,
You can tell from the
bro.
smile.
Caddy Masterclass. 5
That's it.
5 goals.
They looked good last week.
That is
Marvel
not
Stadium. Kako kicks 3. Caddy kicks 5.
There you go. Bomb Braves
It's
win.
just not going to happen.
Yeah, that's
The
probably
Bomb Braves
far-fetched.
win, mate.
Bombers, Suns. This is a big game. Suns
Huge.
versus Dogs. They're both in
Wow.
the sexy team column.
At Metricon,
No, it's in Darwin.
Suns.
Suns in Darwin.
Definitely Suns.
Safe tip.
100%. They pumped Geelong silly there last year.
They do.
They like playing in Darwin.
They do.
I think they're undefeated in Darwin.
They
actually.
handle the
They
soap
are.
ball well.
Yes.
Like
They're used to that humidity.
yes.
Yeah.
You know who else loves using the ball well? And it's the Dogs. The Dogs midfields. They're the best at the quick flick hands.
They actually are. They were the pioneers of that.
They
back
were
in
the
2016.
pioneers.
Those like little out the back
The wins
ones.
that they've been having recently are ridiculous. Like 90-point win against Port, away win against GWS, like ridiculous wins.
And they haven't even had the best team in. Like,
Exactly. Where's
Chalor
Darcy?
hasn't been there.
Yeah.
Darcy's not been there. Waitman.
Yeah.
Like he's one of the best small forwards in the comp when he's there. So that's
That's
incredible.
right. They've got the Bont. It covers all that.
So
Have
who
you-
wins in Darwin? Who gets the job done in the NT?
Bont and Pelly.
No, who wins the game?
Yeah, Bont.
I think
Bont beats
I'm
the Suns.
tipping the Bond.
I'm tipping the Bont and Pelly.
Ben Long's back. I think that's a big in for the
Yeah,
Suns.
everything reasonable suggests the Suns win. But I'm not being reasonable right now. So I'm tipping the Dogs. Just to be that one guy that says, haha, I call
Who would you rather, just quickly, Fraser Richards or Anderson Rao?
Anderson Rao.
Yeah, Anderson Rao. Come on.
Yeah.
So cliche.
Come on.
I want to go Richards Fraser.
I love Fraser.
You're being unreasonable.
Richards, I'm a hater on because you said he's better than Hayden Young. But yeah,
I don't think I actually ever said he was better. I just said he's
okay.
as good.
Here comes the backtrack.
Nah, there's no backtrack. He's a number 1 rated player in the comp right now.
Yeah,
Richards.
fair.
Okay. Port Adelaide versus Adelaide, the showdown.
Is that Saturday night?
That is Saturday night.
Bro, the Crows are going to destroy him.
Yeah. Crows.
Are they though?
Crows own Port.
Yeah.
I'm not a South Australian by any stretch, but I can't remember the last time Port
You know
beat
what
Adelaide.
though? With showdowns, I feel like it always goes the opposite way.
It's like Liverpool Man United.
Well, Liverpool just win every time. So
Yeah, exactly.
So Liverpool and Chrome.
you'd expect the Crows to win that
Yes, you would. They've been incredible this year as well.
because their defense is so solid at the moment.
Yeah.
Yeah, Worrell's you could
Yeah.
call from Worrell before.
Yeah.
He was amazing.
Yeah, even against
Yeah.
Freo, like just like physical against Tracy Amos, like just strong boy.
I reckon key position players from interstate teams there's always a delayed reaction. Like when Sam Taylor got good, it took a while for everyone to catch on. Some of those guys like Barris and even
Yeah.
some reasons McGovern, those types of players. Like there was like a delayed reaction until the rest of the footy community realised they were good. And I feel like that's the same with Adelaide with like
Harris
Murray.
Andrews.
Yes.
a couple of Gold Coast as well. Like
Ballard.
Sam Collins and Ballard. Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah, Ballard as well.
Great shout.
Can I change my tip to the Suns now?
No, it's locked in. Yep. I've already put it in the app. Not really. There is no app.
I got it.
Okay, so we're all going Adelaide. I think
Yeah.
I agree. Okay. For the spoon, Richmond versus West Coast. Because I think North are still a little bit better than both these teams right now.
Yeah. Oh
Is that a fair call?
no,
Isn't it?
I reckon
Okay.
Richmond are better than both. Richmond have a bit about them. I reckon.
They do.
Like that win against Gold Coast, they beat Carlton. Like they have a bit of character.
I totally agree with you.
It
Like,
won't last, though.
don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
They are to be excited about the future. Absolutely, better players, better excitement. Everything's tracking for them to be better than North Melbourne. But right here, right now in 2025, I still think we probably end up with more wins.
Yeah, I agree.
How many
Richmond.
wins have you got this year?
1,
They've got.
2.
Who?
It's not
And
exactly
you guys
like,
haven't played each other yet.
no.
I reckon Richmond beat West Coast by like 40.
Yeah,
Plus.
I reckon Richmond win pretty
If
comfortably.
Richmond beat West Coast by 40 points,
Richmond aren't like their names aren't great, but they're actually like first off against Freo. Like
Yeah, I agree.
they've got a bit to them. Like
I
they're
agree.
not easy beats. So like yeah, I would have them both. I would have them above both. North
Sam
and
Lawler is
West Coast.
tracking like Harley Reid was in
Yes.
his first year. Like he is that good.
Yeah.
He's incredible. And their defense is really solid. Like I agree with you there on that. There's still a lack of quality right now across that team. The midfield, like, what is it? Taranto.
Oh, the midfield's not that bad.
Well, the good thing is they're playing against a team that also doesn't have that much.
You look disgusted in that.
We're going with
What do you
Richmond.
mean there? I mean, no, like, okay, Sam Lawler, incredible young player.
Yeah, Taranto.
Taranto is shocking. Hopper is shocking.
Shocking is a pretty strong word.
Yeah,
do you know what shocking means by any chance?
Give me you got a definition there. No, but I mean,
Camden McIntosh is pretty slick. Like,
slick. Nobody's ever called Camden McIntosh
Bro,
slick.
You clearly haven't seen him with the headband.
yeah,
He's
exactly.
slick, bro.
I think they're deep. They're
Camden McIntosh has had a solid year, and Nankervis is one of the best rucks in the comp.
yes, agree with.
So there's the midfield.
No, yeah.
Meanwhile,
but
up against Flynn.
Seth Campbell's
do we just
pretty
get a
solid.
super chat for $14.99?
Hey, Luke Smith.
Luke
That's
Smith.
why you keep the stream carrying on.
On you, Luke.
On you, Luke.
What does it say?
He just...
If back shrimp fisherman over another club beating the Pies. Oh, so he's given the super chat if we back. No, wait, we're not tipping.
I don't
I'm
know what that
confused.
means.
Scott says Hawks by 60, which is fair. I think that was in response to you tipping the Ds.
We'll see. We'll
Okay,
see.
just a final note under Richmond. I think their quality's in the back half. Vlosten,
Yeah.
Bolter when he plays.
Bolter's incredible when he plays.
Him and Vlosten against Gold Coast. I was at that game.
Yeah,
It was incredible. It was like Darcy Moore and
Yeah.
Billy Frampton last night.
And they've got I forget his name every single time. Other guy with like blonde shaved hair. Know exactly who I'm talking about. Can't
Nathan
remember-
Broad.
Broad. For some reason, I know it starts with B, and I just
Yeah.
forget his
Pretty
name.
broad name, isn't it?
It's a very broad name. Miller's back there
Starts with
too.
B. That's pretty broad. Just starts with B.
I'm tipping West Coast.
Wow.
No chance.
No chance.
No chance.
No chance in hell.
They have zero character. They're
Yeah, they're not good. Are they?
pathetic. Pathetic team.
They have a guy whose name is Blowjob Williams. I mean, BJ. Like, come on.
Is there a conversation though that they have a better forward line?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's their forward line at West
Jake
Coast?
Wiedemann, Oscar
Jake
Allen.
Waterman.
What did I say?
Wiedemann. Yeah.
Wiedemann.
Close enough. W man.
Oscar
Yeah.
Allen, Liam Ryan.
Yeah. They have a good forward line.
That's all right. But it's
Brockman.
older.
Oh, but when I said Taranto and Hopper,
Yeah, and they're up against. Yeah, but the thing is,
West Coast have
they
a bit-
have a decent forward line, right? But you just said Richmond's talent is in the back line.
I would say West
Yes.
Coast have a better list, but Richmond have more culture and character. And I reckon that
Yeah.
carries more than names.
I think as far as where the two clubs are placed right now, Richmond are lights ahead.
Yes,
But can West Coast win this game?
no.
No.
For me,
Well,
yes.
they can, but I reckon Richmond win by 40.
Well, I could win the lottery tomorrow as well, but I have to buy a ticket. Otherwise,
right.
it's impossible for me.
Right,
to
two
win the
piss
lottery.
takers. Sunday, Cats versus Giants at GMHBA.
Cats.
I want to tip the Giants because the Giants always beat the Cats there. I feel
Why does it feel like the Giants are travelling every week?
because they do.
They have to do so much more travel than anyone else.
They
I
were in
feel.
Sydney away last week. And then the week before they lost to
They had to do
Dogs.
double.
They-
They did double Adelaide.
and then they had 2 weeks in Sydney.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
the Giants are at home away. They just love playing elsewhere.
I'm waiting for a follow-up. Like, what have you got, buddy?
waiting for that.
Where are you going with that?
I am going to tip an upset there and go with the Giants.
You just...
He wants West Coast to win.
You
He wants the
disgusting.
Giants to win. I'm surprised you didn't say Carlton were going to win.
Although, if they can stop Dangerfield,
Actually,
Geelong's forward line right now, not looking too hot, but GWS are in poor form. So,
Yeah, very poor form.
interesting game.
They're in poor form. I think
My
just
ass hurts.
they're like more of a player for player one, where if they like put it together, they could win. It would be a good win away from home. And then the big clash on Sunday that everyone's
This is
waiting for.
Grand final preview.
Yeah, the Kangaroos and the Brisbane Loins.
Thanks for watching, guys. Yeah.
That will be a game.
Imagine North just...
And you guys have dropped Will Phillips, so you're not even going to try and tag Neil or Dunkley or whatever.
No.
Great week to trade them into your fantasy or supercoach teams, lads. Stock up on Brisbane players
Yeah. They'll probably play chip to chip. Zorko will have 32 uncontested possessions.
if the ball gets there enough.
Yeah, true. It probably won't. I mean, like, if there's one part of our team that can sort of compete, it probably is the midfield.
Yes.
But we won't compete anywhere else.
But you'll have the Warlord back.
Yeah, Wardlaw's good, but I mean, right now, I think he'll be on like managed minutes. He's not moving any needles, I don't think.
Don't say needles in front of me.
Fucking hell.
What does that even mean?
All right, over to you, Dylan.
All right, guys. Should we wrap it up, boys?
Yeah, yep.
All right. That is a wrap, and we'll be back.
Big up, Joey.
Sorry, I forgot to...
Thanks,
Joe.
Thank you.
I'm too tired.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming on,
It's
mate.
all right. It's all right. You just know me too well. No, there's no point thanking me for nothing. I didn't do anything today.
No,
You
mate,
smashed
you were
it.
unreal. Great energy.
Pizzas.
Oh, yes.
1-0 on Drewzy.
1-0 on Drewzy. Coke.
2-0 on Drewzy.
Garlic bread.
3-0 on Drewzy. I ate the whole
On
thing.
time.
4-0 on Drewzy.
And gags.
And gags. No, he had gags. Come
4-1.
on. No, he had gags. He had gags. No, thanks, guys, so much for having me.
Where can we find you?
Oh, mate. Centre Bounce YouTube channel. Fancast AFL YouTube channel. And on the Windy Hill Windsock as well for the Essendon supporters out there.
This guy is a podcast.
Windy
Sleaze.
Hill Windsock.
Yeah.
What the frick is that?
It's an Essendon fancast. It's an Essendon podcast for fans.
Okay, when Freo play Essendon, I'll have you on Freo Faithful and we'll do a preview.
Wonderful.
Beautiful. Look forward to it.
Thanks so much, guys. It's been wonderful.
That is a wrap for Footy from the Flat. Again, thanks to Luke Smith, who's given us a $14.99 super chat.
Send it through, Jesse.
He says, I'm only here for my briefcase. I have no idea what's going on there. Saturday Night Live?
Did he say titties?
Yeah, I think he's going pretty crazy. Probably shouldn't bring out those. Wrap it up, Dylan.
He gave us a super chat. Anyway,
is
that is
going
wrap
weird.
for the stream. We'll see you next week. Thanks again, Joe.
No worries.
Peace.
Go Freo. I lost a foreskin. What a comment.
I lost the foreskin to Jubies.